Meet Stringer Bell Jr., the son of the greatest linebacker in football history. Standing at a hulking 6'7" and 250 pounds, with elite speed for a middle linebacker, Stringer should have been the top recruit in the country, but ACL injuries destroyed his junior and senior seasons of high school football. So Stringer wound up at his hometown college, UNLV, who had given him a scholarship offer when he was only a freshman. Let's go ahead and get into the first season of his college career, and be sure to drop a like and comment on the video. It is time for the first game of Stringer Bell Jr.'s career. This is going to be a fun one, boys. We're taking on Houston first up. We got a second and goal. This quarterback has been scrambling like crazy, and gonna do it again there. Stringer can't quite catch up to him. Should have seen that coming. Houston's out to a 17-10 lead going into the second half. We got to figure something out on both sides of the ball, and man, Stringer's defense is not looking so hot so far. And time is unfortunately running out. Something's gonna happen soon. Stringer's got to make a play, and on third down, looks like Houston's just gonna run it. Stringer doing his best to stay home and run support. Actually got shed off, but slows dude up enough to get the stop. Okay, we need offense to score quick here to have a chance, and they end up turning it over. So definitely not what we wanted from that first game. Stringer not able to get any picks, and for some reason was only credited with assisted tackles. Need a better day here in game 2. I want Stringer to be an impact player on this team, and with the quarterback scramble in here, he shows the hit stick ability. I want to see some picks and stuff though. I know this guy's going to be able to tackle. He's so big and athletic, but does he have that instinct to get interceptions like his father? Right now, he is not getting the chance to show it. This quarterback just keeps on scrambling, and Stringer has done a great job of making these quarterbacks pay. Looks like another quiet game headed into the third quarter, but trying to lurk up a screen here. Stringer will get the pick. Let's go. I didn't think they were actually going to throw that, but we'll take it. Hopefully the first of many in this career. One thing that was a cash cow for us in the last linebacker series was the halfback screen, and looks like we're going to see it here. Stringer was a little late to get on it, but is still going to get the pick. His second of the game. This one's going to be a pick 6. We see that despite the size, Stringer also has quite a bit of speed. We saw the potential of what Stringer could become in this game as we dominate FCS. And the tackle number is still lower than I'd like, but 2 picks including a pick 6 is pretty dang good. Next game is going to be a really tough one though. Kansas is coming in at number 20 in the country, and I know their running game is going to be scary. So far, this hasn't been going too bad though. Offense got an early touchdown and defense has been holding up well. The Jayhawks do have a shot to get their first touchdown here, and trying Stringer, he is just barely able to keep his man out of the end zone. I don't think we're going to be able to hold him off though, and they hit the jet touch pass here. That is just so tough to guard, and unfortunately they get the ball coming out of halftime. Someone needs to make a play here soon, and Stringer guarding the in route is going to get his first pick of the day. Let's go. This is the perfect time for this, and Stringer can just barely get out of there. I didn't think we were going to take it back, but it'll be Stringer's second pick 6 of the year. Bang. That is going to give this team the lead, and all of a sudden it's looking like we seriously have Kansas on upset alert, and this is a huge 3rd and 5. It looks like Kansas is going to go to the air and go to the streak. We've got a guy right there, but somehow dude catches it. I actually do not know how that happened. That definitely puts a damper on our upset hopes, and Stringer, trying to force the fumble, lays out Devin Neal. Feels like we need another turnover here, and on third down I don't think we're going to get one, but at least we hold Kansas to a field goal. Offense turns the ball over though. This one might be over. For some reason Kansas is still passing the ball though, and trying to bait something up. We're actually going to get an interception in the back of the end zone. That might give this team some life. We need offense to score quick here for sure, and once again they are near useless. So despite a great game from Stringer, Kansas is going to end up pulling away. The team around Stringer is just not that good right now, but good to see that he's doing his thing. Another pick 6 felt big. I am happy that we at least played Kansas close and taken on Fresno State here. Stringer almost jumps the screen. Close but not quite on that one. But defense is looking pretty good so far this game. I think we're going to get some picks today. An early chance here on third down. Stringer is going to have to guard the little Texas route, and thankfully we knocked that out. Offense has done nothing though. We need to start getting some support from them because we can't hold off Fresno State forever. And they actually got down to the red zone, but went ahead and threw an interception. We're down 10-0 coming out of halftime. I was really hoping we picked something up in that Kansas game, as we almost get the interception there. And hey, somehow we got a safety, I guess. At this point, that might be our only points of the day. UNLV's offense is 100% not this bad in real life. I don't know what's going on. Our only chance is some kind of turnover here, and Fresno State's quarterback is keeping it, and he is going to fumble. Oh my gosh, we pick it up, and just like that, the Rebs have some life. Okay, offense, literally all I need from you is 1 touchdown, and they throw an interception. Wow, actually just unbelievable. I mean, terrible. The worst part is this defense actually played pretty well, and we have nothing to show for it. And this next game could be even more brutal. We're taking on Texas, who's not having a very good season, but they're still by far the highest overall team that will play this year. We are going to need Stringer to get some picks if we want to win this game, and it looks like Texas is going to go for this 4th down. We'll see what they do here. I'm in pass defense, but looks like a run, and we just can't stop that. Big play here. Defense has got to find a way to come up with a stop, and they're going to the seam. Stringer's not quite there. Thankfully, the safety helps us out. And hey, offense actually gets a touchdown. It seems like this team might have actually come to play today, and on 3rd down, our cornerback is going to make a great play. We're hanging in there, but it's going to be very difficult to continue to do so. Once again, seriously need a pick 6 to win this one. Hopefully, we can at least find a way to get a goal line stop, and oh man, I thought that was a QB blast, and Quinn Ewers makes a throw that only the CPU can make. Stringer has just not made a big enough impact on this game, but sitting in man coverage here, the ball is going to go right through his hands. Are you kidding me? That was a huge opportunity to get back in this game missed, and Texas is going to make us pay for it, taking a 3-score lead. And that is going to do it for this one. Another loss, another 0-pick game for Stringer. We might have to change up the strategy. We're playing well, but the picks are just not raining down like I expected, and the tackle numbers are honestly not great. All right, I'm gonna need Stringer to do something a little bit more today. 3 picks through 5 games is not cutting it. Unfortunately, this one has turned out to be uneventful though, and has actually been more of an offensive game. Hopefully we can make something happen soon, man. Utah State gonna go with a play action here, and there we go. Stringer finally breaks the drought of picks. Spencer Petras slipped up, and that will put us in a position to tie this game, which offense actually does. But Utah State's passing offense has been pretty tough to stop, and they are quickly going to strike back with a touchdown of their own. This game has turned into a shootout. We just haven't been able to get a stop on defense. The best we can do is hold Utah State to a field goal there. So it's all up to offense. A minute and a half left. Let's see if they can clutch up. And wow, they actually get a touchdown to potentially give us the win. Did not expect that. With just a few seconds left, Utah State's going to have to go Hail Mary, and that'll get picked off. We get a big time dub on the road. Not a crazy game from Stringer, but that interception was definitely huge in switching the momentum of this game. Midway through the season, Stringer's coming in with 4 interceptions. Not the numbers I hoped for, but definitely not bad for a freshman. I can feel it, boys. The season is about to turn on its head right here. We're through the halfway point, just got to dominate Oregon State today, and we are actually out to quite a good start, getting a touchdown and a stop. Oregon State seems like more of a spread and throw type of team. Honestly, we haven't seen that many pass heavy teams this season. I think that's part of why Stringer doesn't have that many picks. And on 3rd down here, I'm watching for that screen. That's exactly what we're going to get, and Stringer is all over it, but can't catch the ball. Come on, dude. We still got a nice 10-point lead though, which should hopefully just make them pass the ball even more. If you can't tell, I like playing the pass a lot more than I like playing the run, because straight up run defense as a linebacker is hard in this game. Now Oregon State's finally moving the ball, and quarterback scrambling here. We'll see if Stringer can run him down. Unfortunately, he can't, and OSU gets into the end zone. This game is definitely not going to be easy to win, but Stringer manned up here, and they're going with a screen. We're on that, and this is going to be a big pick 6 for Stringer, his 5th of the season, and that puts us in a great spot to win this game. I'm actually surprised how many picks he's gotten off of them. Got a big 3rd and 4 here. Stringer's in man coverage against 5 wide, and they're trying to run the fade ball, but we're on that. Stringer drops it though. Come on, buddy. We don't get too many opportunities as good as that. I gotta find a way to get that back, and in man coverage again here. The camera angle threw me off, and Stringer actually gets beat, but catches up, and he will get his 2nd pick of the day. Come on now, let's take this back. Stringer is starting to look a little bit like his father, and that could potentially put this game away. Let's see if we can find a way to get a 3rd pick. This is what's possible when we play against a pass heavy team, and Stringer is once again going to get a pick. His size helped him out a lot there against a faster receiver, and after some of the struggles this season, a 3-pick day feels great. That'll bring it close to Stringer and the team's best game of the season by far, beating down a higher overall team, and Stringer's going to be player of the game. Not only catching 3 interceptions, but leading the team in tackles, including 2 for loss. And that performance earns Stringer a Mountain West Defensive Player of the Week, and actually National Defensive Player of the Week. And now we got the big one, boys. Boise State taking on Avon Barksdale Jr.'s team. This is going to be a test of if we've really turned the season around, and Stringer gets tried on the first play. Man, that should have been a pick. Of course, the quarterback decided to not throw that accurate, as on 3rd and 7, we're sending the blitz, but it did not hit. Avon is number 5. You can see him out there on the outside. I'm really hoping he doesn't cook us up today. He's 99 speed, 99 overall. This drive is not going great so far, but Stringer manned up against the slot again, and this time he's going to get a pick. Let's go. We have definitely started something new with this man coverage, and that's a play that could turn this game around. Offense doesn't cash this in, but I'm feeling pretty good, and they're going to go up top to Avon Barksdale here. We're in the cover 3, but our dude actually played that beautifully. I thought it was going to to be a touchdown for sure. And offense is able to reward our stop with a field goal. But Boise's going up to Barksdale again here. I wish I could click on because I know what's going to happen. They back shoulder that. And Avon's ball tracking skills are actually crazy. That'll give the Broncos 1st and goal, and they just get an easy touchdown to Caples on the outside. They've got some weapons on offense. This is another one of those games where defense is going to have to be our offense, but I don't know, dude. Boise State's offense just seems too good. We do have a chance for a huge 3rd down stop here, and Boise State's going to go to the end zone on the pass play, and Cameron Oliver gets the pick. That is huge for keeping us in this game. Offense is unfortunately not able to turn that into any points. We're going to have to figure out a way to get another stop. And on a big 3rd and 7, looks like Boise's just going to run the ball and take their field goal. I guess I'm okay with that. Offense has got to score eventually, right? We've seen so far this season that offense usually doesn't score eventually, and yeah, dude, they throw a pick. Man, it's just been another terrible game from them despite a really good showing from defense. And this one might be over, man. Ashton Genty just going to go up the middle. So it turns out to be another frustrating game. We're starting to move closer to bowl ineligibility, but at least Stringer got a pick today. Things are not going very well against Hawaii either, and what's turned out to be a very boring game for whatever reason. They've been going run heavy, and Stringer just getting blown off the ball here. That's the thing about playing man coverage. It's a little bit tougher to defend the run, and Hawaii might just have us. This 3rd and 3 might be our last chance, and there is just nothing we can do there. Hawaii hits the comeback, and Stringer's actually going to have to make that tackle himself. Need to somehow find a way to get a turnover or something on 3rd and goal, and oh man, they're actually coming to Stringer. They throw that drag route into tight coverage more than I would have expected, and they're actually going to go for this 4th and goal, expecting an out route. That's exactly what we're going to get, and that might have been a pick if it was accurate. Offense finally got a touchdown. I think it's too little too late though. We do have a 3rd and 11 here though, and defense actually going to get a 3 and out. All right, offense, can you do something here? We still got all 3 timeouts left, but they just took way too long to score. So that's going to do it. Hawaii beats us in a game that was not as close as it looked, and sadly a 0 pick day for Stringer in this one. At this point, we're going to have to win the rest of our games to make it to a bowl, and we're taking on another mid-Mountain West team, and this is looking like a tough game so far. San Diego State's offense is tough to stop, but Stringer is going to bait up the in route and get the pick, and we got a shot to make this a pick 6, man. Come on, all we got to do is outrun this quarterback, and it looked like he had the angle on us, but Stringer somehow gets around him, and we will go ahead and take that to the bank. We got to try to stand up tall on 3rd and goal, but San Diego State just going with goal line, and they do smash it in for the touchdown. Our hopes of going to a bowl game are slipping away. This is our last chance here on 3rd down. Looks like San Diego is just going to run it, and they've got a hole to the left. Way too easy. They're just going to be able to kneel this one out, and we officially dropped us 7 losses on the season. Another game where Stringer just did everything he could, but it wasn't enough. Offense was once again terrible. With 2 games left in the season, it's going to be all about the stats. We got to at least get to 10 interceptions. We're going to do whatever it takes to bait up these routes, but instead they've just been running the ball, and we do not have the defensive front to stop that consistently, unfortunately. We're of course getting nothing from the offense, but quarterback taking off here on 3rd and 9, and Stringer is going to be able to come in and make a tackle. Hopefully that gives this team some spark. No, man, offense just goes 3 and out again. This is brutal. These last few games have just been so frustrating, but at least Stringer's going to be able to get a pick. That's his 10th of the season on the team. Pretty sure he's leading the country in interceptions and should probably lock down a best linebacker award, although his tackle numbers aren't great. But that is going to be all for this game. I actually don't even understand why offense is so bad, because UNLV's playbook I don't think is that bad in sim, and we got to start deciding whether this is a promising team for Stringer to stay on. Hopefully this final game will be a big one stats wise, but you see what I'm working with here, boys. How is Stringer going to be the one who ends up making that tackle? That's actually crazy. Really was hoping Nevada would be one of those more pass heavy teams, as Stringer getting tested in man coverage here. Wasn't perfect coverage, but he's able to get the knockout. This is of course turning out to be another defensive game, and lurk in the middle of the field here. Stringer will get his first pick of the day, keeping Nevada out of the end zone. That is exactly what we needed, boys. All right, number 11 on the season, not bad at all. Defense has been elite so far, but we can't hold up forever. We're gonna need something from this offense eventually. And man, how many times have I said something similar to that this season? They freaking go 3 and out again. The worst thing about this offense is they never even leave us with like a good field position situation. I was gonna say this is an Iowa level offense from the last couple of years, but at least those offenses put the defense in good spots. And I guess I talked enough smack that offense finally went and got a touchdown. So we're in a pretty good spot now to go get this dub. Defenses just got to keep doing what it's been doing basically all game. Nevada's already gotten in field goal range though, and they're gonna go to a comeback route for a huge gain. This is not good. This is the play that will potentially decide the game, and there they're just going to go with a QB keeper. Thankfully, we get the tackle on that. So offense will have a chance to win us the game. Come on. Nevada does make the field goal, but offense gets one right back. Yes, sir. And we've finally got a good chance at a win here. But dude, Nevada's quarterback literally has all day in the pocket. How is this even possible? He's going to be able to find a bounce route deep down the field, and that is potentially killer. We're barely able to stop him from getting the touchdown. So with no timeouts, Nevada's going to spike the ball with 24 seconds left on the clock. Okay, so I guess barring anything crazy, we're headed to overtime. But let's go. Somehow they missed the 27-yard field goal, and we are going to get out of there with a clutch dub. An interesting way to end the season. Stringer only had a few tackles today, but the pick was big for sure. I feel like he really stepped it up during the second half of the season. Okay, time to see if we won any awards. Cam Ward with just an absurd stat line winning the Heisman. And Stringer Bell is indeed going to win the best linebacker award. Yes, sir. A good way to end things. Stringer ended up finishing only 7th on best defensive player, but we will take it this year for sure. And that's going to do it for the vid, boys. A solid first season for Stringer for sure. And you'll have to let me know, do you think we should transfer next season? I really wanted to stick with this team, but God, the offense was just so bad. I'll see you boys in the next one. Peace. Last year, Stringer Bell Jr. established himself as the best linebacker in college football, catching 11 interceptions and leading his team in tackles. Unfortunately, UNLV was trash and only won 4 games, but Stringer decided he wanted to give the program at least one more season. In the offseason, Stringer improved a ton, getting back to full health for the first time since he was a sophomore in high school, and greatly improving his defensive instincts. This year, he's setting his sights very high. He wants to be a contender for the Heisman Trophy, catch at least 20 interceptions, and hopefully carry his untalented team to a special season. Be sure to drop a like and comment on the video, and let's get right into Stringer's sophomore year. Let's get it, fellas. First game of Stringer's second season in college. We're starting out with a tough game against UCLA, but if we can get a dub in this one, it'll have me feeling really good about our chances for the rest of the season. And it looks like this might just be a different offense this year. After they gave us absolutely nothing last year, 21 points in the first quarter is crazy, and Stringer gonna get his first pick of the season here. Let's go. I'm trying to get those 20 picks on the year, and this just could not be off to a better start. We could go up 28-0 on UCLA. This looks like a team that could compete for the Mountain West title for sure. And at this point, I'm going to be trying to bait everything up. We got a good enough lead that I feel fine about that. And this game has shockingly turned into a huge blowout. Look at the plays the boys are making out here. That was crazy. This is clearly a totally different team from last season. And just to make it clear, boys, I am of course playing on Heisman difficulty. Stringer hasn't even had to do anything crazy in this game. He's just been playing some lockdown coverage. I do definitely want to see the boy get another pick before we're out of here. One last chance here to get a cheap one against the Hail Mary. We're trying to lurk that up, and Stringer's height is going to allow him to get the interception. I'll take it, boys. A 2-pick game in the opener and an upset blowout for Stringer and the boys. Stringer played a perfect game with 8 tackles and 2 picks. Hopefully we can have an even crazier game against FCS, and Stringer baiting up the out route here is going to get his first pick of the day on the first drive. This is the season I was hoping he would have. Let's pile on some more in this one, man. I feel like this FCS quarterback has got to be easy to bait up, and I'm doing it here, man. Let's use Stringer 6'7"ness and give me that. Second already in the first quarter. Are you dumb? We're on pace for an 8-pick game, boys, and reading the screen here, Stringer's gonna lay down another big hit. You can tell he has improved big time in this offseason. And guarding the drag route here, I thought we interfered with dude, and why are they throwing that? This one looks like it's gonna be another blowout. I know we're taking on FCS this week, but offense definitely looking promising so far. Let's see what we can do on another third down, man. Stringer's trying to bait up this halfback angle, and dude is gonna throw it late. I didn't think we were in position, but Stringer's height just makes up for so much. And the third pick of the day is gonna be Stringer's first pick 6 of the season. We got a clear lane ahead. This has been beautiful. I feel like I got the baiting figured out at this point. I was surprised at how few picks we got last season. I think we're gonna make it right this year. All right, Stringer, let me see one more, buddy. This game is over, but we are not calling off the dogs after what happened last season. We'll take these big ones when we can get them. One thing I have noticed is it seems like this FCS quarterback has all the time in the world in the pocket, but that's actually working out in our favor. No way we would have been able to bait that up if we had a good pass rush, and that'll bring our total to 6 on the season. Come on now. Stringer's starting to put up numbers like his dad, who was famous for his 5 and 6 pick games, and trying to get a 5th here. Oh, Stringer, we gotta have that. To be fair, he has generally had pretty good hands for a linebacker, and gonna get another chance, dude. When they start just throwing the ball around the baiting is almost too easy with the linebacker. We might be cruising for a Heisman this year. And this team is looking pretty legit. Obviously, Stringer was a huge part of that dub. This could turn out to be one of the best games of his career. Went absolutely crazy in pass coverage. And that'll earn Stringer National Defensive Player of the Week. No Heisman watch yet though, and look at that, Avon Barksdale is on here. I just realized I never checked Avon's stats from last year. He had almost 1,000 yards as a freshman. And how about it? We got a top 15 matchup against Indiana, a chance to put this team on the map, and offense already got 3. This game is definitely going to be tough for y'all. UCLA and FCS weren't huge challenges on offense, and I think this is going to be the game where our offense slows down. They got a pick down to the goal line and we could be in trouble, but Stringer lays the boom in the backfield. About a little 3rd and goal stop here. Looks like they're going to go with a trail play, and unfortunately they got the drag wide open. We're going to need offense to do something. And wow, they actually get a touchdown answering the call. Got to take advantage of this 3rd down. Looks like a little mesh concept, and they got the curl wide open, but for some reason Bro came back to the ball and loses the 1st down. We'll take it. 7-point deficit going into halftime, not too bad. We definitely got a shot in this one. Just need Stringer to step up and make some plays, and we finally get a stop. An offense able to get 3 after a long drive, but time is running out. We got to make something happen soon. Trying to get Stringer in man coverage. They're still throwing the ball, and man, give me a fumble there. And this could be it right here. 3rd and 1. Indiana is going to go right up the middle, and we get blocked. Hoosiers will put the cap on this one most likely. A back down to earth moment for the Rebels for sure, but we showed some fight. We still got this whole season ahead of us. No picks from Stringer. It was a little bit disappointing to not see him step up in this game. The good news is we got a nice chance to bounce back in this next game against Cal. They're 3-0, and Stringer is going to start it off with a pick and man coverage. Let's go. A little bit of a quiet game last week, but looks like we're going to bring it back, man. Stringer is boxing up right now. We're off to a great start in this game, and man, honestly, last week we played pretty well. Just came up a little bit short as Stringer just barely misses his 2nd pick of the day there. Thought we had it baited up perfectly. Cal going with a little screen here though, and Stringer saw it late, but Eason, his teammate, is on it with a pick, and this is going to go back to the bank. This defense is looking really good today. After the 1st quarter, this is looking like a potential blowout return to form. Let's keep it going, man. I want at least 1 or 2 more picks for Stringer before we get out of here. Cal's been passing the ball a lot. Gotta find a way to come up with a red zone stop here, and they're going to the other side. Dude, Eason again with an interception. This freshman is legit, man. Kind of helping take this defense to the next level. Eason Loki might be the fortune of this team if you remember the Dante Manello series. And Stringer baiting up underneath here. Give me that number 2 on the day, and let's take this one to the bank, boys. Stringer's got a perfect lane, and man, he doesn't usually look too fast running, but once you get him in that open field, not a lot of people are catching up to him, and that'll give us a 28-point lead. Boys, I think we're on our way to getting Stringer on the Heisman watch this season. Crazy that this game isn't even half over. I feel like we've just gotten way more opportunities to catch picks this year. Cal really is passing the ball on like every play, and quarterback's taking off here. He slides, but Stringer still kind of gets a hit in. Little 3rd and goal here. Cal just desperately needs this, and Stringer guarding up the out route beautifully, but quarterback takes off. That's okay, man. Defense put up a dang fight before Cal finally got into the end zone. I'm not really worried about Cal coming back in this game. I'm just trying to get these stats in the 2nd half. We got a little 3rd and 27 here, watching for a screen, and looks like they're gonna go verts instead, just going back to Eason, and that's actually gonna do it for this one. I know it's only Cal, but going on the road and getting a Power 5 win is pretty huge for this team, and we did it in dominating fashion. Stringer actually wasn't even the player of the game. The Cal quarterback, to be sure, had a rough day, bro. He completed 60% of his passes, but threw 7 picks. And Stringer leading the team in tackles, 2 interceptions, and a pick 6. He's continued to put up those numbers. And that boy Eason's actually going to win National Defensive Player of the Week after that. Back at home, we got a night game taking on New Mexico. This should be interesting. And with New Mexico driving the ball, they're going to go up top. And oh man, dude, I slept, was not expecting that route. And a perfect throw from the quarterback is going to torch Stringer for the touchdown. I think that might be the first touchdown he's given up in coverage in his career, but he is instantly going to make up for it, picking off the little slant route. And this one is going to go back to the bank. Cannot keep Stringer down for long this season, dude. He has just been finding a way to get his in every single game. And with a 7-point lead, we're right back to it as Stringer sees the screen there, not quite able to get the pick. New Mexico has continued to be able to move the ball though, and we got to try to find a way to come up with a goal line stop. Let's see what we got here on 3rd and goal. Looks like they're going to go with a run, and that was actually a wild cut from the running back. New Mexico getting back on the board. This is like the most our defense has struggled this season just about. Need another play from Stringer here soon, but dude, this running back is cooking us. Who would would have thought this game would be so tough? We're fighting for our lives out here, and apparently this damn quarterback can run 1,000 miles an hour. Somehow he gets the first down. This is not good. 2nd and goal, and New Mexico going with an RPO and breaking loose. The CPU has just decided it's going to get us today, I guess. Thankfully, offense gets a touchdown, and on a huge 3rd down here, Stringer is guarding the corner route and will get an interception. The height comes through again, dude, and that could totally swing the momentum of this game. You see Stringer spinning out the halfback, by the way, giving him a little taste of his own medicine. That is Stringer's 11th interception of the year, and we're not even halfway through the season yet. We're going to have to keep boxing, and Stringer in man coverage again here. They go back to the exact same route. Are you stupid? How about 12 picks on the season, 3 picks on the game? Offense, you better cash this in, boys. But it's not over yet. This offense could bounce back. New Mexico's already in field goal range, but going the other way here, and our cornerback on the other side is going to get the pick. That's green. Dude, our cornerbacks have actually been crazy. Love to see it. Looks like we're right back to square one. Gotta try to make a play here, and Stringer really baiting up the middle route, but my god, dude. The length and jumping ability is actually crazy. You cannot throw over this man. And Stringer has just about single-handedly won this team the game in the second half. Just need offense to kill the clock. And they do it. We come out with a clutch win against the Lobos. And our boys seriously clutched up. This is a performance that should put him on the Heisman watch. And this time it's Stringer locking down National Defensive Player of the Week. They still just refuse to put our boy on the Heisman watch, though. I wasn't expecting this, but with 13 interceptions, Stringer could seriously be damn near on pace for 30 picks in the regular season. So sitting at 4-1, I'm feeling pretty good, and heading into a game against Colorado State, Stringer is lurking up the middle, and dude, this is just not fair. That is not an interception that any man should be able to catch, but Stringer Bell Jr. is different. He's got the blood of the greatest linebacker of all time running through his veins, and before it's all said and done, he might be taking up that title himself. The one thing we haven't seen as much from Stringer is the big hit ability. Still hasn't forced a fumble, as, oh my god, we almost got to that screen. A little bit of missed opportunity, but on 3rd down, Stringer is baiting up the middle again in man coverage, and once again we see the hops, and Stringer might be out of there. Got a little speed boost, and this one is gonna go to the bank. This is absurd. 15 interceptions on the season for Stringer, and he is gonna hit the Heisman pose on him. Stringer has this team like kind of looking like a playoff contender. We could easily run the table and go 11-1, but when you got a 6'7" linebacker clogging up the entire middle of the field like this, things just totally change for a defense. Offense has been struggling a little bit in this game, so defense has just got to keep boxing, and man, I can't believe he threw that. 3rd and 22 feels like a perfect opportunity for a pick. Oh, but they're just gonna run the ball. That's actually so lame. We'll go ahead and take our timeout. Hopefully offense can score before half. No, bro. Instead, somehow they give Colorado State the ball back on the 32, and they're gonna cut this to a 4-point lead before half. So despite an elite first half from Stringer, this is looking like it's gonna be another tough game. And here on 1st and 10, looks like they're going with a play action. Stringer was on the blitz, gets back to his zone, but they got the comeback route wide open. We're really gonna go down by 3. Offense is really laying an egg with this one right now. We're gonna have to support them, and we do get a nice sack there to pin him back at the 2. Could just be a run here on 3rd and 17. Let's see what they got. Yep, it will just be a run, and oh no, dude actually has some room. We are thankfully able to track him down. That should at least give offense good position, and they're at least able to get a field goal. Need another stop here, man. Looks like Colorado State's gonna go run, and we're on that, so it'll be a huge 3rd and 10. All right, Colorado State's in the 5 wide. I'm gonna stick with man coverage here, trying to get a pick, and they're going corner route, but hitting the other side, and we can't even get a knockout. Feels like Stringer hasn't made a play in a while, but sitting in the cover 3 here, they're going with a slow developing pass play, and this time we're on it. Let's go. Let's take this back to the bank, boys. This has potential to be a game-winning pick 6. All we gotta do is beat the quarterback, and Stringer will get out of there. Man, taking over the game again, and once again is gonna hit a much-deserved Heisman pose in the end zone. On 1st and 10, Stringer is just manned up against a wide receiver, and looks like this is gonna be a curl route. We are a little bit late on it, but able to get the breakup. Yes, sir. That takes us down to the 2-minute timeout, and manned up against the same dude. He's gonna run a corner route this time, but it looked like they actually had double corners there, and they get it all the way down to the 1. Dang, that's gonna make this pretty tough, but on 1st and goal, we're able to blow up the sweep play. Okay, goal line stop here would be crazy, and they actually go back to the same play. Thankfully, dude gets caught up, and Stringer able to make the tackle. So 3rd and goal, this could be it. We're just guarding the middle of the field, and quarterback taking off is gonna throw it out of the back of the end zone. Okay, it'll be 4th and goal for the game. I'm watching for a run play, and that is what we're gonna get. Stringer blows it up in the backfield, and that could potentially do it for the game. Another just insane clutch performance from the boy. Offense didn't score a single touchdown today. It was all Stringer. 8 tackles, including 2 for loss, one of them being the game winner, as well as 3 interceptions and 2 pick sixes. Another National Defensive Player of the Week. And there we go. That's what I wanted to see. We're finally on the Heisman watch. Halfway through the year, Stringer already has 4 more picks than he did last season. And in this next game, we're going to be playing for a damn pineapple. Gotta keep the pick numbers going in this one, and Stringer playing great man coverage on 3rd down. Thought we had this one, but that was just a dime from the quarterback. I don't know how Stringer didn't at least get a paw in there. And once again on 3rd down, he's going to be so close to a pick, but doesn't quite get it. Offense turns it over though. This could be tough. We're not going to stop this offense forever. They're down near the goal line here, and way too much time for this quarterback. He's going to be able to find a guy in the back of the end zone in what was technically Stringer's zone. We just got to bounce back though. Stringer's still with no interceptions in this first half, which is kind of sad, but at least gets a big hit on 3rd down. Our offense did actually get a touchdown coming out of half, and Stringer guarding the wheel route is going to get a crazy interception. Let's go. I just had a feeling we'd be able to catch up to that, and he took the bait. What a play. So that gives us a slightly more comfortable 6-point lead, and bro, they're just going to go to the exact same route. These CPU quarterbacks never learn, and Stringer will get what, his 18th of the season, and now we got some comfort here. The team has played a little bit worse than Mountain West play, but Stringer has made up for it with these interceptions. On 3rd and 7, the pressure is on for Owahi, and just going to our cornerback there, no sir. They're actually going to go for this 4th and 7. Let's see what we got. Stringer's manned up against the tight end, and another wheel route. Oh dude, they really tried it again. This time he's going to give it up, and that is actually going to be a huge gain for the Rainbow Warriors. Okay, so not Stringer's best look there, but the way he's dominated this game, you can't say anything. And oh no, we got an illegal contact there. Should be a pick, but somehow that ball goes past Stringer, and all of a sudden we've allowed a huge gain in a touchdown. I don't know why we just couldn't get a reaction, and that lets Hawaii right back into the game. Stringer needs to find a way to come through with another interception like he has in these last couple of games, but Hawaii seems to have all the momentum right now. Or maybe not, dude. Stringer is gonna snatch their hopes away. This has just been a crazy run of games for our boy, and that should hopefully bag this one up with just a minute left. That is Stringer's 30th career interception already. Another close Mountain West dub, but we're staying on the winning track, and you gotta think that this is gonna continue to just propel Stringer up on the Heisman watch. It does look like we're just sticking around in this 4 spot for now though. Going into the San Diego State game, look at this cool little graphic for Stringer. I don't know why, because he's not even on the screen. Gotta keep up the pace, boys. I don't think these Mountain West teams have the scouting report. Yeah, they definitely don't. Just throw it right over the middle at the 6'7" linebacker, bro. We're almost at 20 picks on the season already. In fact, I think that might have been our 20th. Offense goes down and gets a quick touchdown. That's just what I want to see from the boys, and Stringer laying down his first big hit of the day. I still haven't seen that beautiful forced fumble yet. Where's it at, fellas? We're not gonna get it if we're getting blocked like that, and San Diego State actually ties the game. Oh no, don't do it, running back. He's hitting the Heisman pose. That's Stringer's, Cam Davis. Need a response here from the defense. Offense just went and instantly turned it over, and San Diego State might actually have something cooking. Could this be the game that we end up losing? We might need something from offense here. I don't know how much more we're getting from those boys though. Stringer's gonna have to step up again, and San Diego State's just running this weird like wide offense. I hate playing against this stuff, and with time taken down before the half, San Diego State's got it on the goal line. Need to hold into a field goal, but there's nobody to the left side. That's way too easy. Might be screwed in this one. They get the ball coming out of halftime too. Stringer needs a pick 6 or something. 3rd and 1. Just need one stop, please. And Stringer is gonna stuff the run up the middle. Thank you, bro. Offense did finally get us a nice little tutty. Stringer, it is time, buddy. We need that pick. One play is all it takes to turn this game around, but we gotta stop the run first. 3rd and 5. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we got. Looks like they're... Oh, dude, I got totally baited by that play action, but our teammate's gonna get a pick. Doing Stringer's job for him. The boys in the defensive backfield have been coming through. Just like that, we got a tie ball game. Beautiful. Need to stop like we need water, man. 2nd down, and they're going to the flat. Stringer will make it 3rd and 4. Okay, let's see what we got. I'm sitting in the cover 3, but they're gonna go with slants, and that's wide open. Oh my god, Stringer gets the strip though. Can we recover this? No, dude. I think that is actually the first forced fumble of Stringer's career, as on 1st and goal, they're going to the passing game, and oh my god, man, Stringer's teammate's gonna get a pick again. They're trying so hard to stay away from him, and this one won't go back to the bank, but that is huge. Unfortunately, we get nothing from the O. It is gonna be yet another game that this Rebels defense will have to win, and we got a 3rd and 8. I'm smelling a Stringer belt pick coming. Let's see what we got. Looking over the middle, they're going with the dig route, and oh man, Stringer's like a foot away, but we give it up. And now San Diego State's just gonna run the ball. The clock is running down, and I should have just been more careful. I don't know why I was so worried about baiting it up in that situation. We are going to get another third down here, though. Let's see what we can do. We got the middle again, and I thought they were going to throw it. Oh, man. Looked like we had a chance at a pick over there. And San Diego State is going to drill the field goal. It's going to be up to offense. And the boys actually come up big with a touchdown. How about it? This has been a bizarre game, and it doesn't look like they're giving up just yet. The good news is a field goal doesn't help San Diego State at all. They're going to have to get it all the way into the end zone, and we know they got to pass the ball, right? 3rd and 3. Watching the seams here, and we just get a Crowe route. Quarterback will scramble and throw it away, and we got 4th and 3 for the game. All right, this is it. Let's lock up here. Stringer's watching his zone, playing the drag route, and the quarterback just throws it into the dirt. Looks like we are going to get a dub in this one after all. So another close one. This time, Stringer's not really the one who came through. Our boy only got 1 pick, but led the team in tackles, 12 total and 2 for loss. Those are the linebacker stats I want to see. The running Rebels are ranked just in time for our biggest game of the season against Boise State and Avon Barksdale, and this is most definitely going to be a tough one, guys. I don't know if we have anybody on this team who can keep up with Avon Barksdale Jr., and this is going to be a case in point. Avon just cooks our dude up on the corner route, and he is gone. A totally brutal start to this game for the defense. This is a game that now has playoff implications. I'm just really hoping we can find a way to win, but we're going to need offense to go crazy because we can't stop these boys. I think we're going to need to see a Stringer Bell pick pretty soon. And I was trying to bait up the flat route there, but Avon just wide open on the curl route. We do see Boise going to a 5 wide look. I'm trying to bait a little something up, but dude, they're just chucking it up to this guy, and our corners are totally lost. 21 points, and we're barely out of the first quarter. This defense is getting exposed, man. Something's going to happen to swing this game soon. You just can't cover these boys. And our defense has been great all season. I mean, even without Stringer on the team, the boys have been dominant in terms of getting turnovers. And oh no, that's not good. Stringer just took some wear and tear. At minus 11 speed, he's basically just an average schmuck, but still laying the boom on the running back. Let's go. Okay, finally a chance for a stop here. 3rd and 6. Let's see what we got. Looks like they're going to the air, and we're guarding the in route. They just keep on spamming these curls, though. I normally love running man coverage, but I just don't know if we can do it in this game. Even switching to the cover 3, though, we stay getting cooked. Avon's got like 150 yards in the first half. That's actually wild, but they're going to the sideline here, and this is the big break we needed, dude. Stringer's teammate is going to get the pick, and this one is going to go back to the crib, turning this back into a 1-score game. That's Jeremiah Vessel diving into the end zone. We are 1 Stringer pick away from a tie game, and they're going to test him here. Give me that. Let's go, man. Let's go. Putting offense back inside the 30. The UNLV crowd is going crazy. I knew Stringer was going to come up big eventually, and we do indeed have a tie ball game just like that. This defense can look terrible for 10 minutes and suddenly turn a game on a dime, and oh man, I did not think the quarterback was going to throw that. Nice job by dude to keep his vision downfield. Boise State's like right back in striking distance. Need to try to come up with another play, and Stringer baiting something up here is all over that. We would have gotten the pick, but his teammate gets it instead. It looks like all we needed to do to cook on defense was switch to cover 3, as I continue to be surprised at how much they're passing the ball. They really have like barely run it at all. Big time 3rd down. This could swing the momentum. Looks like a mesh route concept, and they hit us with the trailer on the backside. Not a whole lot we can do on that one. And now the Broncos gonna go back to the run game. I said they haven't run it a lot, but when they have, they've been pretty successful. In this situation, I do think I'm gonna try to blitz the boys. Let's see how it goes. Looks like a play action, and oh man, I just left the flats open. They got the middle anyways. The blitz absolutely did not hit. All right, 1st and goal. Let's see if we can come up with some goal line magic, and Stringer does get a nice little tackle for loss. All right, 3rd and goal. What do we have? Stringer's just got to guard the middle of the field, and they go to the corner. Dude, this defense has been so clutch. Is this going to be a crib call? This is Eason, and it looks like he will take it back to the house. Just unbelievable. Boise State's QB has crapped the bed in the red zone. I can't believe we've got a lead in this game right now. This has really been a wild one. We'll see if we can hold on. It might be tough, but how about the resilience from this defense after giving up 3 touchdowns, just getting some huge picks, and we got them to 3rd and 9. Let's see if we got another stop in us. Boise State's running bunch, and the quarterback is going to take off. We got a man there, and the Broncos will have to punt. Come on, offense, go get a touchdown. Defense has finally found its groove going into the 4th quarter. A huge 3rd and 2 here. They probably have to punt it if they don't get it, and oh man, they just go to the curl route. I saw that way too late. They've actually slowed it down a little bit, and now we got a 3rd and 6. Let's see what we can do here. Stringer sitting in the zone and trying to bait up that route. Dude, I should have seen the stupid dig coming. I do think Stringer's due for another pick eventually, though. We just got to keep working, as the Broncos really are just running the ball a ton right now. Gonna try to go back to the blitz on 2nd down, and Stringer with a nice gap shoot, getting in there and getting the stop. We will once again have a huge 3rd down. Let's see what we got. Just got to protect this side of the field. Watch for the digs, and they're just chucking it up up again. Bro, what is this quarterback doing for real? Is this going to be another pick six? This time he's going to hawk our guy down, but Eason with another just game-changing pick. And let's see what offense can do. They are actually putting a drive together. All we need is a field goal, and oh, they miss it. Boise State had to take all of their timeouts though. And my god, dude, their quarterback just has all day in the pocket. Stringer's trying to cover everything. They just dump it off, and that's okay. That'll run some time off the clock at least. But I'm just scared that Avon's going to cook somebody up deep. And oh man, this was bad coverage from Stringer. We should have got that crosser, but thankfully dude can't get the ball off. So we got a 4th down. Fate of the season resting on the line here. Let's see what we got. Stringer's just got to cover the middle, and they go to the seam. Please knock that out, bro. No way we give that up. What are our safeties doing? We just need to protect the sidelines here, and they're just gonna dump it to the flats. Okay, I'll let you have that, boys. They got 2 downs to try to get a touchdown. I'm gonna go ahead and press, and Stringer watching the seam here, watching for the bounce route. We get the sack, and that is probably gonna kill the rest of the clock. Come on. Oh dude, they might be able to get one play off. Let's see. Nope, the stupid quarterback looks to the sidelines. Time expires, and we get a huge dub. Comeback win. Defense just locked up after the start. As soon as we switched to zone, things totally turned around for the guys. We started getting hella picks, ended with 5 on the game, even though Stringer only had 1, and he was really good in run support today. But sadly, somehow after that game, Stringer drops off the Heisman watch. That's pretty weird. With 3 games left, he's leading the team in tackles and has 21 interceptions on the season, including 5 pick sixes. Like, how would this not be the Heisman? We are up to number 19 in the country, taking on Utah State this week, who's actually one of the better teams in the Mountain West, coming in at 7-3. We've been riding kind of like this wave of clutch performances for a little bit. I'm just waiting for the bubble to burst, as we got a big 3rd down here already, but Utah State just gonna go to the Crowe on the other side. That's been crushing us. It's okay though, we've definitely had some luck on the goal line recently, and Stringer Bell is gonna track down Robert Breaks here. Unfortunately, Stringer comes off the field though, and Utah State is gonna get into the end zone. This game's just got a bad vibe to it, man. We're playing in the rain. Utah State's running this stupid wide offense that is really lame to defend as a middle linebacker. Honestly, this offense is maybe my least favorite thing about college football 25. Need to find some kind of way to make a play here, and Stringer is manned up on that wide stack and getting the pick, looking a little bit like Nick Sabaka there almost. He was basically playing cornerback and technically got scorched, but the height just makes up for it every time. Stringer looking very stoic after that play. That puts us right back in business. Offense was able to get a touchdown, and Stringer guarding the drag here, has the ball in his hands but can't come down with it. I messed up my angle just a little bit there. Got to at least get a stop on this 3rd down, and they're actually going to just go with a run. This is going to be close, but Stringer is on it to help out with the tackle. Oh, is at least able to get a field goal out of that, and I'm feeling a little bit better about this game now. Feels like we have some momentum, and Stringer's going to make another play again soon. I can feel it. The Aggies are driving it a little bit. They're down into field goal range, but once again, we'll get a 3rd down stop. Defense has been playing pretty well in the second half. As offense gets nothing, Utah State gets the ball back with 2 minutes left and a chance to win the game, but their quarterback trying to scramble here and goes down in the backfield. They are still out here running these weird little wide formations, and dude, I did not see that route coming. This is why I hate playing against this stuff. Like, I can't see the stuff coming from off the screen. All right, I'm gonna just try to play this in man coverage, make sure we don't give up anything deep, and they're going over the middle. Oh my god, dude, Eason's gonna get the pick, and this is gonna go back to the house. Eason is actually the GOAT. Gotta be one of the best players I've played with in Road to Glory, and that is a potential game-winning touchdown for this defense. I mean, how many times at this point have the boys clutched up with turnovers? Stringer's guarding in the 5 wide here, and they're going with a curl. Give me that. Stringer baited it up perfectly, and that is going to potentially bag this game up. We just keep on finding ways to win these close games. Another huge day for Stringer, leading the team in tackles with 2 picks, and shout out to Eason coming through when it mattered most. Bro is a freshman too. He's an 80 overall freshman. I don't know how we got him. And how about it, we're up to number 11 in the country officially in this playoff picture, and Stringer starting to creep up on that Heisman watch. He's at number 2. We could win it, fellas. With 1 game left, the boy has 25 interceptions. Final game of the regular season is a snow game. I'm gonna be honest, not crazy about how the snow looks on this game. I can't see the damn field, but Eason is going to start this game out with a pick, and yeah, this one's going back to the house. Put that boy Eason on the Heisman watch too, dude. He's got to be the best cornerback in the country as a freshman. Last year we had a crazy game against Nevada. I'm really really hoping that this game is more comfortable. We've had a lot of nail biters. And on 3rd and 6 here, they're going 5 wide. Stringer is in man coverage, and oh man, he is toasted. Stringer has not had to go up against a lot of fast receivers, and he got exposed a little bit there for his lack of speed. And that's not a good look. We were feeling really good about this game, and now Nevada's right back in it. Stringer's gonna have to make up for that. Thankfully, offense has been really good today because, dude, I can't bait anything up. I can barely see what's going on the field. See what we can do on 3rd and 6 here, man. Looks like they're trying to take a deep shot. I know our corners are on that. They've just continued to be so good. Nevada gets the ball right back, but going with a little play action here, they will finally come Stringer's way. That feels good. The Heisman hopes were definitely going to slip away if we didn't get a single pick today. And now we're in a nice position where we can just bait stuff up. The lead is pretty secure, and Stringer will do just that, getting the pick. And come on, man, I want to take this back. Can we do it? Oh, Stringer hitting the little zigzag move. I didn't know he had that in him, but we'll take it to the bank gladly. Definitely good for the Heisman hopes there. And now the floodgates are open, boys. They're just chucking it up. How about a 3rd on the day? We have a chance to get to 30 in the regular season now. Let's go get a 4th, man. I want a 4th. Stringer sitting in man coverage again, this time baiting up the out route. And I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that's 30 on the season, which is actually like a crazy jump from last year. And that'll wrap up the regular season. We blow out Nevada. And in the regular season, 11-1. I did not expect that. And Stringer, despite not being able to see anything on the field, is able to secure player of the game. 4 picks for the boy. I kind of like the Heisman chances now going into conference championship week. That'll secure a national defensive player of the week. And I don't know what the playoff committee is on, but we're up to number 4 in the country all of a sudden. The Rebs might be headed to the playoffs even if we lose this game. So here we go. Conference championship game. A chance for Stringer to get a huge program defining win for UNLV in his 2nd season. An offense taking care of business on their first drive. This has a good vibe, y'all. And Stringer baiting up the corner route. Give me that. Tell me that this man does not deserve the Heisman Trophy. And bros, we got 2 seasons left. The stats could get crazy. Let's keep it pushing, boys. Stringer's matched up against this slow little tight end and baiting up the wheel route. Give me that, and let's take this back. I feel like we've already got this conference championship game locked up, to be honest. Stringer is chasing the Heisman Trophy as a sophomore at this point. We head to the 4th quarter with a 3-score lead. One last chance for San Jose State here on 4th down, and we will just swat that away. Stringer just released his man to the safety. And with 3 minutes left, we got a chance to just play for some picks, which is exactly what I want, and Stringer will get one here. We're on that. 3 on the day, and I think we are officially headed to the playoffs, fellas. I can't believe it. And that will do it for this one. A surprisingly easy conference championship game, actually, as Stringer is, of course, player of the game. Didn't have a lot of tackles, but another 3-pick day, including a pick 6. Hopefully lock down the Heisman Trophy. All right, man, time for the big reveal. Will we win the Heisman Trophy? Stringer does win player of the year with 32 interceptions, and let's see. Bam! Heisman Trophy winner as a sophomore. Stringer Bell Jr. is him. Of course, winning best defensive player as well. And damn, I'm surprised Eason didn't win any awards. He actually came in 2nd here as a freshman. I haven't peeked at his stats, but I guess he only got 6 interceptions. For some reason, it felt like way more than that. And oh man, we're going to be taking on LSU in the playoffs. This is Stringer's dad's alma mater, so this is a big one. We actually got a bye in the 1st round, so this is the quarterfinal game. I'm not going to lie, boys. I think that winning this game is going to be really hard. They just have a huge overall advantage on us. I really can't believe Stringer got here with this team, and hey, offense actually started it out with a touchdown. Maybe we're here to play today, but LSU already busting off a big run. That's a tough look. Hopefully that's an anomaly. We have generally done a pretty good job of stopping the run this season, and we got the Tigers to 3rd down. 3rd and 5. Let's see what we got here. Stringer is manned up against a curl and plays that beautifully. Dude has to throw it out of bounds. Ooh, but offense throws a pick. That's not good. And they give the Tigers 1st and goal. Come on, boys. We cannot be having that if we want to win this game, and LSU just easily punches it in. And yeah, I don't think offense is going to help us today. The only way we're going to win this game is if Stringer goes absolutely crazy. So far, we haven't seen a lot out of the boy. He's doing his best to help at run support, but he needs someone to throw him a ball. They got it at the goal line again, and just running a stretch play. We can't defend this, guys. If Stringer doesn't make the tackle, no one's gonna. Something's gonna have to happen soon here. The Tigers are just cutting us up. They've got got athletes all over the field here. But going back to the pass here, they're going to go over the middle and they throw it right to our other linebacker. So defense making a signature play. Let's see if that puts us back in business. Nope, offense just punts it away again. We are like at least in this game. Might have a chance if we just keep hanging around, and LSU trying to get something before halftime is going to throw a dot to the sideline. That might put him in field goal range. We're one Stringer Bell pick away from being back in this game, and they're going to go right to him here. Oh my god, dude, Stringer, what happened? Was literally in perfect position for the pick, and the ball just went right through his body. That's unbelievable. It literally just went right through the breadbasket. That could do us in, man. If we had that one, I think it would have turned the momentum, but LSU is just going to get a touchdown here. So we're not done yet, boys. Still just takes one play to turn this game around, and Stringer's still hunting. Let's see if we can get it here on third down. We're sitting in the cover 3, looking for something to come over the middle, and oh, they did, just a little bit deeper than I expected. A couple of missed opportunities for the guy. We might not get another chance. As LSU just running it up the middle, we will get them to 3rd and goal. Gotta find a way to make a play here, and oh my god, they're actually gonna pass the ball. I ran commit, and that's probably gonna do it for this one. Yeah, offense gets nothing. A damn shame that Stringer couldn't catch those picks. We really could have turned this into an exciting game, and Stringer does end up getting a pick, but probably too little too late. So the national championship dreams die there. It's a tough way to end the season, but honestly, I'm incredibly happy with the year this team had. I didn't think we were going to make it anywhere close to the playoffs, and Stringer just had a crazy season. He finishes the year leading the team in tackles with 81, 10 for loss, 33 interceptions, 4 deflections, no forced fumbles surprisingly, and 8 touchdowns. I mean, one of the best seasons in college football history. So let me know, y'all. I don't know, it might be time for Stringer to move on. I think it's possible this team has hit its ceiling. Tell me what you think in the comments, and have a good one, y'all. Peace. Stringer Bell Jr. just had the greatest season a linebacker has ever had, winning the Heisman Trophy after catching over 30 interceptions. Despite the fact that his team was 76 overall, he managed to carry UNLV all the way to the college football playoff, where they sadly met their match in LSU. Struggling in the Mountain West was fun and all, but Stringer decided it was time to play for a team that he could win a natty on. He decided to stay out west and transferred to Oregon to play in the Big Ten for his junior season. His Mountain West rival Avon Barksdale Jr. also entered the transfer portal and committed to Ohio State, who will be the Ducks' biggest competition for the Big Ten title. Let's get into it and see if Stringer can lock down a 2nd straight Heisman Trophy and make a run at a national title. Alright boys, it is time for Stringer's first game at Oregon. I have a feeling this is going to be nice, and he's going to start out the first drive with a pick. Let's go. Coming off of his Heisman Trophy, Stringer's improved even more in the offseason. I have a feeling this season is going to be crazy. I'm shooting for like 40 picks, and Stringer gets another one here. Guarding these slow Utah State players, he is just eating, and he's going to turn this into a nice return too. 2 picks in the first quarter is feeling pretty good. And this offense is cooking. We're out to a nice lead. The game's been a little bit quiet going into the second half, but Utah State running a screen here, and Stringer just reading it beautifully, getting through the blocks. And just like NCAA Football 14, this is going to be a clean pick 6. Let's see if we can get 4 on the day in the first game, sitting in the cover 3. Oh yeah, Stringer baits up the hitch route, and it'll be a 2nd pick 6 on that day. Shoot, dude, they're going to get the ball back. We could get another one. Stringer's even more of a force now that he's got to speed up a little bit, and unfortunately, Utah State is going to get a touchdown here, so we can't quite get the shutout, but a resounding blowout dub in the first game. And Stringer did exactly what I wanted to see him do. I would be shocked if he doesn't win a 2nd straight Heisman Trophy this year. And National Player of the Week has been secured for week 1. So now we'll see how we do against a real team. We're taking on Baylor. They got a stripe out, and yeah, Stringer's already starting it out with a pick on the corner route. This is kind of Stringer's bag right here. We're not going to be able to get out of there for the pick 6, but a 5th pick on the season already, and we're barely into the 2nd game. And even already, man, I can just feel such a huge difference in this team. Stringer was really playing on hard mode last year. This game did unfortunately get a little bit boring after that nice start, but it's actually kind of close. We got to get a stop here, and the Baylor quarterback gonna scramble, but we're able to track him down and stop him short. Offense did their job, but man, we're having a tough time keeping this quarterback contained. He is actually hella fast. Stringer has to track him down there. Bears do have it down on the goal line again, and going with a screen here, Stringer jumps it, but bro, I hit Y too early. I forget how that works on this game. We get a stupid animation, and that was a big miss. That would have put an end to this game, and instead Baylor's going to get a touchdown to get within 1 score. And offense has been kind of rough. They've got to drive to tie this game up, and the quarterback scrambling again, but won't let us hit him. And this is actually like really frustrating. We can't keep this dude in the pocket, and he just refuses to actually throw the ball. Bro has run the ball 16 times, and coming Stringer's way here, I thought we were in perfect position for a pick, but for some reason reason we couldn't get a reaction, I guess Stringer was gassed from chasing this quarterback around. And man, that could potentially be a game-losing play, but offense gets a field goal, thank God. It's going to come down to a Hail Mary for Baylor and Stringer trying to get a cheap pick, and dude actually ended up mossing him. But it won't matter, we're going to get out of there with a dub. Turned out to actually not be a great game for Stringer, despite the fact that he started it out with a pick. I'm hoping for a bigger game against Purdue. We're out here wearing the blackout uniforms. I will say, the shadows in the stadium, pretty annoying. Like, I can't see anything that's going on here on the right side of the field. This one's kind of looking like a classic Big Ten stalemate so far, but Stringer gets his first tackle for loss on the hit. Offense is struggling a little bit though, only gets a field goal out of that. Still no action in the interception game for Stringer, but he's having a much better tackling day today. Purdue's offense, for whatever reason, just not very good for Stringer getting picks. I'm hoping we can get a sneaky one before halftime. And guarding the drag route here, I thought we had it, dude. I should have strafed up. Need something here on 3rd and 15. They're just going with verticals, and I can work with that. Give me that crosser. Interceptions always just feel 1,000 times better when you haven't had one in a minute, and the offense is going to cash that in for a touchdown before half. Now we're in a good spot. The Boilermakers are going to have to start passing more, and I was sensing the screen here. We were in man, so we couldn't jump it fully, but knocking it away for the stop. And now offense is going crazy. That one pick seems to have turned this game around, and look at it, bro. I can't even see anything down here. It's basically pitch black, but we're still getting Stringer Bell interceptions. Kind of surprised the quarterback threw that, but the CPU likes those back of the end zone throws, I've noticed. With 2 picks, I'm feeling like we're back on track, but I would love to get a third to make up for only getting one in the last game. As Stringer's teammate actually going to get one here. The cornerbacks have been boxing up, which Stringer's kind of used to. We did have great cornerbacks last season. One thing I would just love to see this season is a forced fumble. Through 2 years, Stringer's laid tons of big hits and has 0 forced fumbles to show for it. And we're baiting up the dump off here, getting another huge hit, but once again, we just can't get that forced fumble. Sorry, but I'm gonna need one more, bro. Sitting in the 5 wide, and Stringer baiting up the deep ball will get his 3rd pick of the day, and we might have a shot to take this one back. The Boilermakers have just given up, and it will be a pick 6 for our guy. So a nice little bounce back game for Stringer. Led the team in tackles with 2 for loss and 3 picks. Let's keep it pushing. That'll be another National Defensive Player of the Week. And wait, hold on a second here. Stringer's up on the Heisman watch, but his teammate, the outside linebacker, is above him. He must be getting some sacks or something, I guess. For some reason, this game just values sacks over everything. Dude only has 4.5 too. I mean, that's like really good, but I don't know about Heisman numbers. Now we got a little rivalry game taking on Oregon State at night. And I gotta say, I'm kind of a sucker for these Oregon uniforms. I think they look a little bit gaudy in real life, but on the game they look pretty dope. And the pressure is screaming in from the boys. Love to see it. We gotta stop sending the blitz or that guy's gonna steal Stringer's freaking Heisman. And for some reason they just keep running this screen. I haven't been expecting it. And bro, they're actually gonna go to it again on 2nd down. Stringer jumps it, but they throw it kind of weird. We're at least able to get the tackle. I'm half expecting him to call it again on 3rd down, but it looks like they will just run a normal pass play, and Stringer is on it. Thank you very much. Can we take this back, guys? I'm gonna try to cut it inside, and we got a little bit of space, but we'll eventually get hawked down. Still a huge play though. That gives us a comfortable lead. And with Oregon State trying to get into the end zone again, we will bait up that exact same route. Give me that. Like I said, boys, we tend to just get these interceptions late in the game when teams start throwing it more. I've been putting Stringer in man coverage a lot, and how about it? We get a 3rd pick of the day. Quarterback was scrambling, and we were able to play under that ball just a little bit. So that'll do it for this one. Another nice little game with a weird score. And you know, we may have padded the stats just a little bit for Stringer, but picks are picks. The Heisman voters see him all the same. Dude, Stringer is still behind this guy Dylan Williams on the Heisman watch. That's kind of annoying. We really haven't had like a struggle game so far, and after what we went through last season, I'm okay with that. Until we get to the playoffs, I just want to focus on having a crazy season with Stringer, as he does actually miss a tackle pretty bad there. I haven't been too impressed with Washington so far. Our offense has been cooking their defense, and they've barely done anything. Sadly, no picks for Stringer in that first half, but as we've seen, he's more of a second half type of guy this year. We've just been whipping Washington. They've got another one of these antsy quarterbacks who does nothing but scramble. I've noticed that you tend to get more of these later in like a dynasty or road to glory. I think it's because they oversaturate the game with scrambler athletes, which is really not great to play against when you're trying to get picks. And that's gonna do it for this one. We ended up dominating, but kind of a lame game for Stringer. Now we got Nebraska. Looks like they don't have mini Mahomes anymore, which is kind of sad, but this quarterback's still gonna throw us some picks. This is the type of offense I want to play against. Unfortunately, offense found a way to botch that, and Nebraska's got the the ball right back. Looks like they're actually a pass-heavy offense, and this could be the struggle game I've been talking about. Or maybe not. Offense goes right down to get a touchdown. Stringer's just living a life of luxury with a team that can actually do something on offense. With a couple minutes left before half, Nebraska should continue to pass the ball. I'd kind of intended Stringer Jr. to be more of a run defender, but as soon as we got into it, I knew that I just wanted to try to catch picks. It's so much more fun. And Stringer's sitting in man coverage here against the slot, and oh no, dude is gonna run a corner route. I wasn't expecting that at all, and a perfect throw by the Nebraska quarterback. But look at offense, just marching down the field, killing a ton of clock. You can't ask for better. So Nebraska's gonna have a money drive with 2 minutes left. Looks like their quarterback's gonna try to scramble on third down, but will just throw the ball away. Okay, it'll be fourth down for the game. They're going with a heavy run formation. This looks like it could be a pass, but no, they just run a stretch and we blow it up. Okay, and just like that, another game won. We take down Nebraska. I don't know why their mascot's doing all this dancing. Not Stringer's best, not his worst. Had an interception, but dude, I do not like being at the bottom of this tackle list here. Despite some quiet games, Stringer's still sitting at number 2 on the Heisman watch, actually right below Lenora Sellers, who apparently transferred to USC. The numbers for Stringer are actually a little bit down this year with 12 interceptions. Hopefully we can have a crazy back half of the season. So now we head to number 3 Michigan, playing in the big house, but Stringer is going to start it out with a pick. You know Michigan doesn't have any quarterbacks, and offense punches it in. Unfortunately, Michigan's run game is pretty tough to stop. We'll have to figure that out. We just need to wait for them to pass it, and looks like they're going play action here. We got a crosser to bait up, and Stringer will get his second in the quarter. Yes, sir. We're balling out in this huge game. But offense just punts it right back, and Michigan staying with the ground game. Stringer's had a tough time taking good angles. Waiting for them to hit another play action, and Stringer meeting the running back in the hole, but for some reason his tackling hasn't been that great. So the Michigan drive continues, and they're going play action again, and once again, dude, Stringer baits up this route, coming off his man and making the play. Unfortunately, our offense hasn't done anything with 3 turnovers, so this is still pretty close, and somehow Michigan has a guy just wide open deep. That'll be a huge play. And Michigan's down in the red zone again, but dude, again and again, Stringer just finds a way to bait this up, and that'll bring him to 4 interceptions on the half, his best game of the year. It's a good thing Stringer picked this game to go off, because offense clearly needs his help, and thankfully we're just gonna get a straight up stop on third down. But bro, they punt it away again. Stringer's used to playing games on hard mode though, and trying to get it going again. Dude, this quarterback just will not stop throwing the ball to him. 5th pick on the day, are you kidding me? And offense finally gets a touchdown, but I'm not satisfied, man. I want a 6th pick in this 4th quarter. Michigan does have a chance to get back in the game here, but going with a little screen, and our cornerback picks it off. That's Dalen Austin. And Michigan's got one more chance here, 4th and 10 in their own territory, and oh my god, dude, they're just gonna go up deep, and our stupid cornerback, who just caught an interception, runs past the receiver. What are we doing, man? That was a crazy catch, and it puts Michigan right back in it, unless offense can kill the clock, and it looks like they might, so that will be the game. We sneak out of there. The fact that Stringer had 5 picks and it was close is actually crazy. But anyways, that's a big win, and a big statistical game will get Stringer definitely back to where he wants to be in the stat sheet. Even after that though, we can't get up over Lenora Sellers. That's actually wild. I'm hoping for a little bit of an easier game against Maryland, and offense started it out nice, and Stringer will as well. First pick of hopefully many today. One thing I want in this game is a pick 6, man. Feels like we haven't gotten one in a minute, and Stringer baiting this up perfectly, and we might have a shot, dude. We're gonna have to make some moves though, and Stringer hits a beautiful spin. I've never seen a move like that before, and he is just barely gonna get into the end zone. That's about as good as it gets right there. This game has turned into a legitimate blowout, so we can really focus on the stats. Unfortunately, no more interceptions for the boy, but we get a nice dub. The Ducks are looking like a pretty legitimate number 1 team right now. The schedule just does not get easier from here, as we're taking on number 4 Penn State. Thankfully, this is a home game, but the Nittany Lions gonna find a way to pick up a 3rd down. We shouldn't have gone with man coverage. On 1st down though, we're going back to the blitz, and this time we'll chase the quarterback out for a sack. 14-yard sack on 1st down is actually crazy from Penn State's quarterback. And after that that run, we'll have another little third down here. Kind of expecting a screen for whatever reason, but the quarterback has all day and they hit the crosser. I should have just stuck with that. So the drive continues for Penn State. We got to figure something out. They are another one of these teams that likes to go with the play action, and for whatever reason, these play action crossers are so easy to bait up. That'll be Stringer's 20th pick of the season, stepping out of bounds, and we see him hyping up the crowd here. Dude, I love Oregon's blackout uniforms. And offense has started this game out great. This one has a good feel to it, and Stringer just blowing up the screen on that. And after a turnover from offense, Penn State is down here on the goal line. Gotta try to get a stop as they just go up the middle. I thought we had enough bodies there, but the boys on offense keep holding it down, getting another touchdown. This has been one of their best games. Seems like all we need to do is slow Penn State down, and we've done a pretty good job of that. They do have it on the one though, and just going right up the middle, we got nobody home. All right, it looks like this is going to turn into a tussle. It seems like Penn State's figured something out in the run game at least. All of a sudden, we just cannot stop it, and we haven't been good on the goal line so far this game. They go direct snap, and that's easy cash. Now we got our backs against the wall. Got to find a way to clutch up, but the running back just keeps finding ways to kill us. He's no Saquon Barkley, but the Penn State blocking has just been so good. This has been frustrating. And now the Nittany Lions are just running the clock a little bit. Continuing to pass though, we got another third down. Gotta make something happen here, guys. Looks like they're just gonna run it again though, and oh my god, we can't get the stop. That is absolutely brutal. And now it looks like they are just running it. We got third and short. Come on, defense. Just give me one stop. Let's give offense a chance. Sending the blitz up the middle, and I run committed too. We still can't get the damn stop. This has been a tough one, man. One last chance. We got third and goal, and they actually snapped it with a decent amount of time left on the clock. So yeah, offense will at least get a chance to do something. All right, they knocked through the field goal. 35 seconds. Can we get a field goal, guys? Fourth down, and they turn it over. So Stringer is going to take his first loss of the season. Had the pick early on, but Penn State just dialed in with the running game. Unfortunately, this game has been incredibly boring. In the third quarter, Stringer's finally going to get his first stat. And with a 2-score lead, hopefully we can find a way to get something as Stringer is manned up and will get his first of the day. There we go. We've slowed down a bit, but that's number 21 on the season now. This is not a lead I'm totally comfortable with after last game though. You never know what could happen here. And on 3rd and 6, they're just going with a QB blast. I was expecting a screen, but Stringer sits down the quarterback. Offense has put this game away, and now UCLA's airing it out more, and Stringer will get his second of the day. And can we take this back, man? We've had trouble getting pick sixes, but sometimes I forget how agile Stringer is and how quickly he can accelerate. He is out of there for a huge one. That'll help the Heisman hopes for sure. And that'll do it for this one. Another blowout dub to bounce back. A 2-pick game is nothing crazy for Stringer. A 2-pick game is nothing crazy for Stringer at this point, and it seems like those numbers aren't going to be enough to win him the Heisman Trophy again. But now we got the big one, man, taking on Ohio State and Avon Barksdale Jr. This is a game that I think is quickly going to become a rivalry in the Big Ten, and defense is going to start this out with a fumble. We got offense in prime position here. I am noticing for some reason Avon Barksdale just isn't on their depth chart, even though he's the highest overall receiver. That's kind of annoying. So that battle will have to wait till next season, but this game is still just as important, and Stringer's going to get his first of the day on the corner route. What are you doing, bro? We're going to take this back to the crib again. And Stringer starts celebrating a little bit early, but ends up getting away. We're starting to pile on those pick sixes a little bit. So a 2-score lead is feeling pretty good, but Ohio State could show some firepower at any moment. Big third down, we're sitting in cover 3, and they just hit us with the 4 verts. That sliced us up. All right, so the Bucks are starting to move, but down on the goal line here, their quarterback's going to try to throw out, but on the goal line here, the quarterback is going to try to throw across his body, and we get the pick. Let's go. Just like that, this will swing to a 21-point lead. Just one play could easily put this game away, and I think we're going to get it here. That crosser has turned out to be the money play for Stringer, and this could be another pick 6. All we got to do is make the quarterback miss, and we will get in. All right, man, this is a good game. I'm feeling pretty safe and going in man coverage again here. We had the pick in our hands, but it goes right through Stringer, and that is sadly going to be a touchdown. Not trying to see this get interesting. Let's just keep piling it on. They haven't run that halfback screen yet. I'm kind of looking out for it, and they are still just dinking and dunking. It's not over yet, man. OSU started to run a good balance, and going up the middle, they get a touchdown to cut it to a 2-score game. Time is running out for Ohio State though. They can't dink and dunk forever, and they go back to the route we got beat on last time. This time Stringer's on it, and this is going to be a third pick six on the day. This has turned out to be one of his best games. He's gone crazy against the best teams we played so far in this season. As long as they pass the ball, he's getting picks. Final chance for a pick on the Hail Mary. I purposely put as few guys back there as possible, but Stringer's not going to be able to get this one. Still a great game though, man. We've been balling against a tough schedule, and Stringer comes up big. And dude, this number one Heisman spot has just kept on cycling. Stringer stayed right here at number 2. With one game left in the regular season, he's sitting at 25 interceptions. Once again, just a little bit down from last year. In the final game, we got Iowa. Not sure how much they're going to pass the ball, but Stringer's going to start it off with a pick. And dude, tell me this penalty's not on us. This is going to go back to the crib, but we get a stupid roughing the passer. Didn't even affect the play. And now Iowa's putting a drive together. They're going hurry up, which is weird, but we get the stop on third down. And we might be on upset alert here against the Hawkeyes. Offense has not been doing so hot, and this Iowa team does not look too bad. This game would obviously be just completely different if we had that pick six. I bet Stringer would have already cut another pick by now. But defense trying to step up. We got a third and super long, and they just dump it off over the middle. Just got to make sure dude doesn't pick this up and he breaks a tackle. Thankfully, the Stringer's there to make the tackle. And dude, the Iowa quarterback is 10 for 10. But hey, we blocked the field goal. This is actually pretty rough. This would not be helpful to our playoff seed if we lost this game. Just to state the obvious there, as Iowa keeps going with play action. I'm waiting for them to make a mistake, and the quarterback takes a bad sack. Okay, 3rd and 19. Iowa's going to go with this same play they went with before, and that's way short of the sticks. Classic Iowa offense stuff, actually. But yeah, offense seriously decided to take the day off. Kind of feels like we desperately need a Stringer pick, and coming off his man here, he will bait up that in route, and this could be going to the house. Quarterback's the only one with a chance to catch him, and he won't. So we finally got our first points of the day. I feel like that could open up the floodgates, and we're seeing a little C route come up here. Our flat wasn't there, so Stringer goes over and makes the play, and this could be another pick six. Or for that stupid penalty, this would be our 3rd on the half. Tell me this is not a Heisman performance. This game has been completely taken over by our guy, and Iowa just trying to make something happen before half actually has Dayton Howard wide open, and there is nobody home. That's going to turn into a huge gain. Got a 3rd down here, and sitting in main coverage, they're going to go to the slant, and we get the knockout. Let's go. We survived a potentially rough half there. I just don't know if this Iowa offense has the power to keep up with Stringer here, and Stringer's been dialed in on the run game as well, getting a nice little tackle here. I'm really hoping that Stringer improves his run defense in the NFL. We got a 4th and 10 here to close out this game, but Iowa go into the air, and man, I baited that up just a little bit too much. We almost had another one, but once again, that Iowa offense maybe just moving too slow. Stringer gets the tackle for loss. This turned out to be one of his best tackling games, and we get a nice little sack. So 4th and goal potentially for the game, and I don't care. We're gonna bait this up too, and Stringer will be able to just barely get to it this time. Nice little over the shoulder catch, and something about this Iowa offense. I don't know if these boys are super slow or what, but Stringer will get out of there again. This time it's 95 yards to the crib. Our offense literally has 65 yards, and we're winning this game by 3 scores. If Stringer just gets a couple more picks, he could actually get to 30 on the season here, and they throw the drag, man. They don't usually throw that on here, and that is of course going to be an easy pick six. How about 4 on the day for the boy? Seriously huge for the Heisman hopes. And sadly we don't get that 5th pick, but still a big dub. And dude, I'm about to show y'all this crazy stat. We got outgained 400 to 100 and still won 35 to 13. This was literally a single-handed dub by Stringer. He had 4 tackles for loss as well as 4 pick sixes. This has to be glitched out. Like, how are we not at the top of this after 4 pick sixes? Seriously, this dude only threw for 240 yards last game. So we got a rematch in the conference championship game. Penn State's ranked number 1 now. We got to do a better job of defending the run this time around, and Stringer getting caught lacking in coverage there. Penn State will get a big completion. So Penn State's off to a great start on this first offensive drive. Hopefully we come up with some goal line magic. And on 3rd and goal here, looks like we got some slants coming. Quarterback will just roll out and throw it out of bounds, so we do end up getting a stop. But this is not good. Offense starts it out with a turnover, and the Nittany Lions already have a chance to take a 2-score lead, but good defense on the counter there. So we'll have another big 3rd down. Penn State's going with a little 5 wide action, and let's see, looking for routes over the middle, and they slice up our cover 3, getting down to the 1 again. This balanced offense has been seriously difficult to stop, and Stringer really gets caught lacking in man coverage. That'll be a touchdown. This game has pretty much been a disaster so far, but okay, we get a big sack on 2nd down, so a chance to potentially make a play here on 3rd and long. Let's see, looks like they're just going with verts, and I'm trying to bait that up. Looks like he will throw it. Give me that. All right, Stringer, let's take this back. Oh no, dude, the tight end got us. Still a big play, but I feel like offense needed a better return. Okay, they do get a touchdown though. That's big. So Stringer gives our team a little bit of momentum. We're right back in this, and the Penn State running back has to fumble that. We've actually done a pretty good job of containing him, but trying to make a play in man coverage here on third down, they go to the corner, and right when I say that, dude, he's gonna get a big catch. And Penn State's run this jet motion a million times, still hasn't been a jet touch pass, and Stringer will track down the quarterback. Absolutely need the red zone stop here, man. Come on, they're going RPO, and we get the pick. Let's go. Stringer's teammate coming up big. I don't even know who that is, but offense just goes 3 and out. We're gonna have to come up with another stop before halftime, but for whatever reason, we're really struggling to stop this running back when he split out wide. It feels like Penn State's literally been on our side of the field the whole game, and I think it's more of an offensive problem than a defensive problem. We've been pretty good, and thankfully we get a huge touchdown coming out of halftime. This is going to be a battle to the end though. Let's see what we get here on third down. They are just going to run the ball, and dude breaks out of a tackle, but we're still able to get him just short. And now we're rolling. Let's go. They give us an 8-point lead. The pressure has been shifted to Penn State here, and Test and Stringer on the bubble screen. Sit down. Big play will bring Penn State to a third down, and they're just trying the screen. I didn't see it early enough, but that'll fall incomplete, and they're actually going to punt. Offense not able to kill the clock, but only 2 minutes left for Penn State. We could end the game right here, and oh my god, dude, they're chucking it up deep. Don't get turned around, cornerback. Thank you. Always freaks me out when the CPU takes a shot and we can't click on. We got to at least make Penn State earn this. And on third down, they're going to try to slice up our cover 3 going over the middle, but a huge knockout. Let's see what they go with on fourth down here. Half expecting a run, but they are going to pass it and just barely pick it up. This would be a great time for Stringer to come up with a signature game-sealing pick, but guarding the tight end, he might have baited that up a little bit too much, and oh no, dude, I did not think the quarterback was going to be able to throw that on the run, and that could tie this game up. An absolutely brutal mistake by Stringer, and they're going direct snap. The halfback will hurdle into the end zone. Man, Stringer may have just blown the conference championship game for his team, and offense turned it over. Penn State will have a shot at a field goal to win the game, and that is going to be good. Are you kidding me? I think Stringer just lost himself the Heisman Trophy and lost Oregon a bye in the playoffs as well. And despite leading the team in tackles and having an interception, this was the worst game of his career. He gave up 2 touchdowns, including just a game changer. So we'll see if he still won the Heisman, but after that, I'm not sure if he deserves it. All right, moment of truth. Stringer did win Player of the Year with 30 interceptions, and let's see. He will indeed win his second Heisman Trophy. Okay, man, we'll take it. I mean, looking at the stats, he deserved it, right? He will also, of course, win every other award. But after that loss, he's going to be playing with a chip on his shoulder, and we're taking on who else but LSU in the first round. So Stringer's going to get a chance at redemption against his father's alma mater, and this time we're hosting a playoff game. We do have him to a third down here. I'm kind of looking out for the screen, but they'll go to the seams, and Stringer picks it off. Let's go. That's a tough play to make, and he is going to be in a foot race with the quarterback for the end zone. Can he get there? He'll swerve back inside, and maybe I should have just gone straight for the pylon. Still a huge play by Stringer there. His offense cashes it in for 6. He's still got a lot of work to do to redeem himself for what happened last game, but this defense looking good so far. And Stringer's trying to help out in run support here, going ahead and getting his second tackle for loss. So we'll have a big 3rd and 12. Watching out for the screen, and looks like they're just going to try to attack the curl, and that's going to be just short. They only had 2 routes on the field, and surprisingly, they just kick a field goal there. And this time our offense is on their game in front of the home crowd. Feels like defense is dialed in on this one as well, as Stringer's baiting up the middle, and they just throw it right to him. This should be a pick 6, but dude, LSU's players on offense have been shot out of a cannon trying to stop him, as we take a nice 14-point lead. 2 picks for Stringer in the first half will give him to 32 on the season, and the stadium is rocking on third down here, as LSU's quarterback is just going to scramble, and Stringer will track him down. I was scared I was going to miss that tackle. Okay, great half for the fellas there. This is looking pretty good. Stringer might just be getting the revenge he's been looking for, and reading the halfback screen here, we're finally going to get one of these. Let's go. This will, of course, go back to the bank for Stringer's 3rd pick of the day. Bang. I wouldn't say he's totally made up for what happened last game yet, but he's doing his best. And how about 4 on the day in the college football playoffs? Can we take this back? I thought someone was going to come out of nowhere and get me, but we actually got a wall of blockers, and Stringer will outspeed everybody, showing that he really did deserve that Heisman Trophy right now. This has turned into a pretty big lead, but the game's not over yet. yeah, we've seen some pretty crazy things happen this season. Really just with those Penn State games, I guess. Hopefully we can get a nice little stop on this third down as LSU's quarterback taken off and looked like we were going to push him over the line, but it'll be 4th and inches. And it said that they were going to kick a field goal, but they must have run a fake or something because now they got 1st and goal and they are going to score to make it a 2-score game. Offense pretty much closes it out with a big touchdown though. And at this point, we're just playing to pad Stringer's season stats. But sadly, no more picks for the boy. We get out of there with a huge dub though. Stringer came through big time for the home fans, had a nice tackling game and 4 picks. And in the quarterfinals, we'll be taking on Tennessee. Hopefully they're not running that wide stack crap. And this playoff bracket looking kind of interesting here. Stringer's going to have to keep balling out to get us another win. I'm not sure exactly what I should expect against Tennessee. They are a hurry up offense, which we haven't played against a ton this season, I feel like. But that does just mean more opportunities to get picked as they go with the halfback screen there. I didn't see that coming at all. An offense struggling on their first couple of drives. Usually not a great sign, but we'll see what happens here. I do have a feeling Tennessee's going to find a way to put up some points in this game, but they're going over the middle here. You should not have done that. And Stringer will get his first pick of the day. Believe that's number 35 on the season. The numbers are truly getting pretty crazy. I do want to get to 40 before it's all said and done, and if they keep running plays like this, we will, dude. Anytime we get that crosser, anytime, there's like a 60% chance I'll pick it off. And Stringer's going to rumble deep into Tennessee territory. Okay, so nice 13-point lead. This team is clearly fired up after our fluky loss to Penn State. I haven't been crazy impressed with the Vols offense so far. And on third down, they're trying to go over the middle, but their quarterback has antsy feet, and we'll just get a 3 and out. Okay, this might actually turn into another blowout. And their quarterback just does not seem like a guy. On 3rd and 9, they're running some crosser action, and oh, dude, I wasn't expecting that one from the left side. They're just gonna get Stringer on that one. Maybe could have got it if we LB'd. That gives Tennessee a little bit of life, but we've done a great job getting after that quarterback. That's sack number 3 on the day. I'm trying to bait up the corner route here, but honestly, they've done a decent job of dealing with man coverage. I should probably just stick with my trusty cover 3. And Tennessee's going 5 wide here. I don't like the look that we came out in, and they will find the middle for a touchdown. I do kind of feel like Stringer's primed for another pick though, and oh, I actually really bought that run fake. They just dump it to the flats. I think they were going to have the crosser open. So defense continues to come up big, and offense going to get a field goal. Okay, a 16-point lead feels pretty secure, but you just never know. Tennessee's kind of figured some things out on offense. Their quarterback seems to be slowly but surely regaining confidence, and they're down in field goal range. Some kind of turnover here would totally crush them. And let's see what we got. Halfback's going to swing out. We got the crosser. Ooh, I thought he was going to throw that. Instead, he goes to our corner, and that's almost as good. Tennessee's running out of time to make something happen and going with a back shoulder throw here. That is dangerous, but he drops it. So we got 4th and 4 for the game. Let's see what we got. Just looking for that crosser again, and looks like we're going to get some trailers. Quarterback just scrambles into nothingness, and that should do it. This will be another pretty dominant win against a good SEC team, as Stringer baits up the flats and almost got in there with one hand. I don't know why the CPU just loves to throw that flat route so much. It's so easy to bait up, and so is this, man. Stringer gets it, and just for some style points, we'll take it back for his 3rd pick of the day as we close further and further in on 40. I would love to get another one this game, and we're matched up against this slow tight end. This seems like a good opportunity. Give me that. They're just making it too easy on our boy, and with 4 picks, Stringer will end the game 33-7 final. He has been on an absolute rampage in the playoffs, and I didn't even realize they credited us with a sack for some reason. I don't know when that happened. And funny enough, we got Pitt in the college football playoff semifinal. Stringer's coming into this game with 38 interceptions. And damn, Penn State did lose, so we won't get our revenge. Looks like it's Georgia or USC on the other side. According to the rankings, Pitt is the 2nd best team in the country. I don't know about that, man. Stringer's gonna start it out with a pick. We'll see how this goes. But that's a pretty good way to crack it open. The duck is hyped up. Stringer is officially 1 pick away from 40 on the season. And here on their 2nd drive, they're actually gonna throw it right to Stringer's teammate. I thought we were about to bait up that crosser, but we'll take it. Gotta keep the foot on the gas here. Pitt seems to be trying to establish the run game, but Stringer's on it. His tackle gets broken though. Seen this a few times this season. Stringer's dad would never. Once again, something to work on in the future, but this time Stringer is gonna lay down a big hit to make up for it. Pitt has gotten down to the goal line though, and I'm gonna be honest, dude, this quarterback is way faster than I thought. He has some crazy acceleration. Let's see if we can get some red zone magic here. Stringer is coming off his man-to-man coverage. Quarterback's rolling out and stupidly throws it right to Stringer, and this is gonna turn into a pick 6. That is Stringer's 40th on the season, and it's one of the biggest of his career. Let's go. This game really could not be going better, and lurking in run support again here, Stringer will lay the boom. Kind of surprised that these boys are trying trying to run, but obviously the passing game hasn't worked at all for them so far. They could stay in the game if they get a touchdown before halftime. Another interception down here would be beautiful, and Stringer's starting to really rack up the tackle numbers in this one. And looks like Pitt's going to take a shot to the back of the end zone here. We've got a guy there, but he can't make a play. Come on. So Pitt just barely hanging around, but we get a big sack on second down. So the Panthers will have a third and super long, and quarterback just scrambling. There's too many guys there. He'll have to slide. Offense pretty much puts this game away, and Pitt going to go to the air again. And like, why is he throwing that? That'll be a pick for Kingston Lopa, and he'll take that to the crib. We are just dominating in the playoffs so far. We need some more picks here. I'm trying to exceed Nick Sabaka numbers, and here we go. That's number 3 on the day for the boy. He really has just been delivering in the playoffs, but damn, dude, this quarterback is fast as hell. I'm gonna try to swerve around him. That's not really gonna work out though. All good. Pitt has got the ball back. We got another shot. They're gonna huck it to Stringer's teammate instead. But Thudi has 2 picks on the day. Okay, so that'll cap off another just blowout win. We are rolling through these teams, but I have a feeling the Natty's going to be a little bit trickier. And we're going to be taking on a fellow Big Ten team, USC, in the Natty. I guess the Big Ten is really just it this year. Let's get it. The Trojans have Lenora Sellers at quarterback, who I would assume is going to be a pretty big scrambling threat. And we have a third down already. USC's going with the verts and throwing it right to Stringer. Dude, come on. Let's take this to the crib. We just got a big man to get around, and we can't quite do it. Maybe I should have just kept it outside, but love to see it. Stringer's starting out the Natty with a pick. He's closing in on 45 at this point, I think. Well, the offense only gets 3. Okay. Still feeling pretty good about this one, as Sellers is going to keep it here, and Stringer forces the fumble, but oh, dude, no way they reacted that quick to it. Would have been great if we could have picked that up, obviously. But love to see Stringer forcing a fumble. Doesn't happen a lot. And we've got USC to third down again. Motioning out the running back. Let's see what we got. Looks like it's just verticals, and Sellers is going to scramble. We got to get there, and Stringer will. Yes, sir. USC is going to try an incredibly long field goal, but from 58 yards out, they're going to drill it. That's unbelievable. And offense throws a red zone interception. The tide has definitely shifted in USC's favor, but the good news is they have been pretty pass heavy, so I feel good about our chances getting another pick. Lenore's trying to scramble there and actually manages to break out of a tackle. That could have been crazy. So we got 3rd and 13. I'm sending the blitz again, and okay, same play. We got the pick on. This time Sellers able to extend the play, but the heat gets in. Let's go. It unfortunately looks like offense is going to be pretty much useless, so defense is going to have to be even better than normal, but Stringer will get his 2nd pick of the day there. Stayed down low to lurk up that in route, and that's easy cash. Has been all season, and this time offense punches it in. Hard not to feel good with 2 picks on the half. We'll see if USC leans on the run game a little bit more. I'm surprised they haven't tried to do it really at all. They have not come into this with a winning game plan, and Stringer's sitting down the running back. And this time USC is going to the air, but they have a perfect cover 3 beater slicing us up and putting themselves right down on the goal line. This team has made some plays down here though. Let's see. We're sitting in the cover 2, and they're just going to be out of bounds in the back of the end zone. Okay, 3rd and goal. Let's hold them to a field goal here, boys. They're going to go right to Stringer again. What are you doing, Sellers? We can't quite get out of there, but that's just a huge play from Stringer. 3 picks in the half, and the Natty is crazy. Offense continues to sputter, but Stringer is dialed in. He's definitely getting at least 1 more turnover this game. Giving up any kind of points here would be tough with the way offense is playing, and they're going with a sweep here. Sit down. Stringer's played some really good run defense in this game, but the wear and tear has been affecting him a little bit. Let's see what we got on 3rd and 11. They're going with quads, and looks like a little fake screen. Oh god, they've got a guy wide open. Way too much time for Sellers. That's easy cash. And offense goes 3 and out. They have almost quite literally done nothing in this game at all, and the wear and tear is really starting to affect him. He's minus 16 speed now, as USC just gashing us up the middle, and Stringer's not even fast enough to catch that guy right now. This is not good, man. A bad time for Stringer to get dinged up, but still making a strong tackle on the running back. And it's going to be another huge 3rd down. Can't give up a touchdown here, and Stringer baiting up again, but not fast enough to make the play. We at least get a knockout. And yeah, offense is officially useless. I don't know what to do. It seems clear that Stringer's going to have to do it himself, but trying to tackle Sellers here, his agility, acceleration, and speed is just gone gone. It's going to be really hard for him to make plays. He's essentially playing injured. Hopefully he can get it together, and defensive line coming through for a sack there. That's big. Time is really starting to tick down in this game. We're under 4 minutes, and oh, dude, they go with a screen. I didn't see it in time. We probably wouldn't have been able to get there anyways. And that'll bring us to 3rd down and long. Stringer is even more dinged up after that play. Appears to literally be limping. As Sellers will take off again here, we will get him in the backfield. Pass rush has been great. We just need offense to do something. Okay, they're starting to drive it a little bit. At least get a field goal, boys. They will get a touchdown. Yes, sir. All we have to do is hold it down for a minute, and they're just going to go dink and dunk. That is a-okay. They'll have to use one of their timeouts. Okay, good start. We're seeing some quads here, and Stringer trying to bait up the crosser. They will once again just take the underneath. Sellers looks a little bit gun shy. He's gotten sacked so many times. And here on 3rd down, I'm just lurking up that curl. Sellers will take off up the middle, and can we please force a fumble here? No. It's looking a little bit scary, guys. Under a minute left. Let's see what we got. They're going to the seams, and we can't get a knockout. Number 11 breaks loose, and he's off to the races. A disaster, and they're down to the 6. It's gonna have to be the goal line defense again. Let's see what we can do. Stringer sitting in the cover 2, and they go to the corner of the end zone. USC with a potential game-winning touchdown. Okay, offense, we can redeem it all here. 30 seconds to get a field goal. They started out with a big play. Come on, man. 19 seconds, 1 timeout left. They are in field goal range. Just need them to make the field goal, and we're headed to overtime. Offense has been bad all day, but they've clutched up, and with Stringer incredibly injured, we've got to find a way to get a stop. We have been getting to Sellers. It'll be 3rd and 5. Watching for the screen. Stringer's got to guard this deep, and trying to bait up the crosser, they'll just dump it down underneath. USC living to fight another day. With Stringer's current speed situation, we just can't trust him in man coverage. I'll have to try to bait something up in the cover 2, and Sellers just taking off. Looks like he can get to the end zone, but he'll slide. All right, goal line defense. Come on, man. This defense is clearly just completely different when Stringer's not really in the picture, but we stop him just short. 3rd and inches here. Stringer's manned up on the tight end. They're just gonna run it, and we can't get there. The drama continues. We head to overtime number 2, and if they run the ball like this, it's not gonna work out, as Stringer was too slow to make the tackle, and they're gonna get an easy touchdown again. It's been defense that's let us down in this part of the game. Need to stop the 2-point conversion, man. Come on, they're going right over Stringer. Oh man, I was not expecting that route on the 2. Actually a crazy play call. All right, can offense come through one last time? 3rd and goal, and they're gonna get a touchdown. It's up to the 2-point conversion, and they hit it. So we're down to trading 2-point conversions, and they're gonna go with a direct snap. Normally Stringer would have gotten there, but he was too slow. All right, so we head to overtime number 4 in the Natty. This is crazy, man. Gotta find a way to stop them. And we're sitting in the cover 2. This time they go to the corner of the end zone and get it. Biggest sim of the season right here, and man, they actually got it. Wow. And they get another one headed into overtime number 5. Come on, man. We got to get a stop. It looks like they're going to run the ball, and Stringer trying to plug it up. We stop them short, and the Oregon Ducks have won the national championship. What an absolutely crazy game. And I mean, Stringer was obviously the MVP, but offense really clutched up with Stringer being injured in the second half. Stringer showed a lot of heart, man. He could barely move at the end of the game, but led the team in tackling with 3 picks. Stringer finishes the season with 115 tackles, 8 for loss, a sack, 44 interceptions, 4 deflections, and 16 defensive touchdowns. The best season in college football history. Now the question is, does Stringer come back? He's a shoo-in for number 1 pick in the draft, but I kind of want to see if he can get to 50 picks in his senior year of college. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Stringer Bell just finished up what is undoubtedly the greatest season a linebacker has ever had in college football, leading his team in tackling, catching an unbelievable 44 interceptions, and locking down the Heisman Trophy. He took the Oregon Ducks to a thrilling national title win. He'd planned to stay in college for all 4 years, but he realized there really wasn't anything more for him to accomplish there, and he would be a near surefire number 1 pick in the draft. And that spot was solidified after he dominated the NFL Combine, including running a 4.4 40 at 6'7". The lucky team that ended up drafting him number 1 overall was the Chicago Bears, and Stringer is looking to dominate the NFC North from the jump. Be sure to like and comment on the video, and let's get right into Stringer's rookie season. Alright boys, it is time for Stringer's first game in the NFL. Let's get it. And we are finally playing on a game that has a decent camera angle to play a linebacker, as Stringer picks up the first tackle of his career there. One thing that I want to see in the NFL is for Stringer to become a better tackler, and we are going to see that here. He kills the Titans tight end. Tennessee has been putting a pretty good drive together, but here on 3rd down, they're going play action, and Stringer Stringer's trying to get into the backfield, will help out with a sack, and that's a nice start for this defense. At the start of Stringer's career in the pros, he's going to be playing like a little bit more of a prototypical linebacker. For now, he's just going to focus on playing his part on this team, learn the system, and eventually, hopefully, we can put some big numbers up. And this has definitely been a defensive game. We headed the fourth quarter up 7-3, and Stringer has yet to make a really big play, but he's going to do it here. For some reason, Levis threw the drag, and Stringer is all over that for the first pick of his NFL career, taking it to the bank and potentially putting this game away. Let's go. That's the Stringer bet we know from college. The Titans still have a little bit of time though, and Stringer sitting in man coverage there almost baits up the out route for the pick six. That would have been nice. That'll take us down to the 2-minute warning. Hopefully we can find a way to clutch up down near the goal line, as Stringer is going to make a tackle actually got broken out of. So here we go, 4th and 3 for the game. The Titans don't have a lot of time anyway, and they're just gonna go over the middle and get a touchdown. I should have baited up that out route just a little bit better. Not quite over yet, but Titans going for 2 here, and Stringer will get the running back in the backfield. There we go. Just need offense to kill a minute 20, and they do. The Bears are gonna get their first dub of the season, as this definitely was not a masterclass by the Bears offense, but Stringer did his thing. 6 total tackles, 2 for loss, half a sack, and a pick six. That's a pretty good debut. So now we got the Texans, and I'm hoping we can get another win. If we could make the playoffs with the Bears, that'd be great. Bears defense been looking good. Stringer split out wide here against the running back, and they're throwing it up to him. Stringer looks like Nick Sabaka Jr. out here, getting the second pick of his career. We had a deep zone over top, so I'm kind of surprised he threw it, but we will take what we can get. And how about a 10-point lead to start this game off? I definitely don't think we're going to be putting up crazy numbers like we did in the Nick Sabaka Jr. series. I'm going to be more focused on playing fundamental football, but you just never know. We might really figure out how to bait stuff up. The tackle numbers have not been great today. I'm a little bit slow on my run reactions right now. I would love to get Stringer another pick before we're out of here, and I thought that was going to be it, dude. We almost got a pawn there, but it's going to be a completion. So not a great look for Stringer, but here on first down, he's going to find his way into the backfield and get the tackle for loss. And just like that, we're headed to the 4th quarter. Defense has got to find a way to finish the job here. Let's go get a goal line stop, man. Okay, on 3rd down, for some reason, they got Stringer in a 3-point stance, and they're going to go with a pass. There's nothing we can do about that. So we might need offense to do a little something for us. And Caleb Williams and the boys deliver. Let's go. So now we can just try to bait stuff up, but they're going to go in route here, and dude is going to get wide open. Somehow this will turn into a touchdown. Probably won't matter, but still not great. We survive Houston though, and sitting at 2-0. I'm not feeling too bad. Better day from the offense, and another good game from Stringer. Once again, only 1 interception, but we'll take that at this point in his career. And next up, Stringer will take on Anthony Richardson and the Colts. I have a feeling Anthony Richardson's going to be running a little bit today. Hopefully Stringer can shut that down, but he'll lose his first tackle battle with dude. We got to work on the tackling for sure. The first drive has not been ideal for this defense, and Jonathan Taylor's going to punch it in for a touchdown. Honestly, that's like one of the first times this defense has looked really bad this season. But hey, offense coming through and responding. We love to see that. I think our problems so far have just been that the Colts are a more run-heavy offense, and Stringer's just not super good at dealing with that. He has really struggled to get off blocks, and when he has gotten chances at tackles, he's gotten shed off easily. Gotta try to get these boys into passing situations, and we will get them to 3rd and 5. Gotta keep Richardson in the pocket on this play, as I'm watching out for slants, and oh dude, I should have seen that hitch coming. So the Colts drive continues, and Richardson's gonna try to scramble up the middle again here. This time Stringer gets the better of him. Looks like Anthony is not really one for sliding, as sitting in man coverage. Oh, that should have been a pick. And these guys are actually gonna go for the 4th down. I'm expecting a run from this formation, and that's just what we're gonna get. We stop Taylor in the backfield. That's big. We're actually gonna come out of that half on top, so not too bad. Richardson's gonna keep the ball here, and Stringer trying to lay a hit on him, but misses, and Richardson gets up out of there. Dude, nothing but green grass ahead of him. Somehow this will be a touchdown, and Stringer just straight up does not look strong right now. But hey, another touchdown from offense. They've been great today. So we've got a chance to end the game on defense. Let's go get it. Stringer will start it out with a tackle. The Colts are finally gonna have to pass it consistently, and going with a hitch here. Stringer reads it beautifully, and this is gonna go back to the crib for a game-winning pick. Come on, man. It's been an up and down game for Stringer, but he's gonna come through when it counts, making another big play and establishing himself as a guy you can count on in the clutch. There are definitely still things for our guy to work on, but he has proven himself as a #1 overall pick. May have had a few broken tackles, but he still came through with 7 on the day, as well as of course the clutch pick 6. And he's got the Bears sitting at 3-0. So heading into a game against the Rams, we're 3-0, but this one looks like it might be tough. They started out with a quick touchdown, and offense hasn't been having a great day, but thankfully they do get a touchdown to start out the 3rd quarter. So this could be another game that goes down to the wire, but apart from that one touchdown, down. Defense has done a great job of getting stops. Offense not able to do anything though, and with 2.5 minutes left, we're gonna have to come up with one last stop. Stringer has been quiet all day. Can he come through for his team again? Looks like they're actually going with the running game here. Just like that, we're at the 2-minute warning, and on second down, the Rams are just gonna have to throw it away. Okay, so chance for another big time stop from this defense. They're just going with a little high-low, but finding the other side. Man, I gotta figure out a better way to bait those routes up. I think we should be playing a little bit lower. I've just been scared to give up big plays. Now the Rams are just about in field goal range and going with that same play here. I didn't do a great job of baiting it up, but we'll get the sack in the backfield. Let's go. So play of the game here on third down. Gotta protect the sticks, and Stringer's man is running a curl route. He's on it, but they find the other side. Oh man, that's killer. Now they almost definitely are in field goal range, and this run is definitely gonna put them in there. We're gonna have to start using our timeouts. When we get him to third down, it's possible we could see a pass come out here, but no, looks like they're just gonna run it again, and Stringer was on the cutback, but didn't square him up and gives up the first down. That'll end the game. Well, to be fair, the Rams do still have to kick the field goal, and are they passing the ball here? Dude, I thought they were. I'm gonna go ahead and use our last timeout just cause. Maybe we can find a way to force a fumble or something, but nope, it's gonna be third down. Maybe the sim will mess up and it'll send us to overtime, and that is exactly what happens. Let's go. Now we've got a chance to steal one. Gotta take advantage, and Stringer's trying to bait up one of these crosser routes, but dude, they're gonna go to Cup again. They've been killing us on that other side. We need Stringer to make a play, dude. He hasn't really done much of anything all day, and baiting up the curl route, he's gonna get it, and this is gonna be potentially a game-winning pick six. Just gotta beat the quarterback, and Stringer will do it. Are you kidding me, man? A game-winning play in the 4th game of his NFL career. Unbelievable. And so we somehow are headed to 4-0 on the season. The boy just keeps saving his big plays for the best moments, and we've been getting a lot of XP, so slowly boosting up that overall. I am honestly shocked we've started out the season this well, but straight up, this defense has been elite. I don't know what Bryce Young's trying to throw over there, but we'll take it. We have had kind of a common theme where the start of these games have been really boring and Stringer's made plays late. I'm hoping he can have a game soon where he just goes crazy from the jump. The good news is offense is having a much better day, and we've got a solid 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter. If we could just force one turnover, it would pretty much end this game. Carolina has gone kind of run heavy. We definitely haven't been stuffing them, but doing a good enough job of slowing them down has been killing a lot of clock. And just like that, we're headed to the 4th quarter. These 5-minute quarters go by so fast. We do have a 3rd down here, and Stringer trying to get in there, and somehow through the blocker makes the tackle, and they're gonna mark him short. Wow. I feel like they're gonna go for this in the sim, and no, they must have missed a field goal or something. So we're in a really good spot now. Carolina's gonna have to pass the ball now, and Stringer sitting out here in man coverage is going to get tried, and we'll get the pick, and this is gonna be another pick six. Once again, dude, Stringer has just been a 4th quarter guy. We'll take it. Okay, let's get another one, dude. I want a multi-pick game so bad. We do get a nice little hit stick, but that'll wrap it up. No more action for our guy, but another real solid game. I actually can't believe we're 5-0 right now, but we're taking on a fellow undefeated team in Jacksonville today. The Jaguars do have a pretty run-heavy offense, so we gotta take our chances when we get it, and that was one right there. I'm realizing that the easiest picks to get at linebacker are curl routes. I gotta start looking out for him a little bit more. The curl route is something I've struggled with just a little bit in my road to glories. Took us a while to get him figured out for Nick, and the Jags have just put together a slow, steady drive, finally punching it in for the touchdown. We're gonna need some turnovers today, but for one of the first times this season, we're just really struggling on defense, and Stringer's not used to guarding the seam. They expose him on that drive. Worst half of the season for the boys. Well, offense gives us a shot to start the half. Okay, got to at least come up with some stops. A turnover would be beautiful, and Stringer's been getting tackle shedded more than I would like to admit this season. Well, on 3rd down, we're gonna get a big sack. There we go. And offense coming through to tie it up, and we head to 4th quarter, which has been Stringer so far. Let's see if the boy can make some magic here. It looks like the Jaguars still want to run it, and looks like they're gonna go play action here, but we sent the blitz and it hits. Lawrence goes down, and now we've got a huge 3rd and 14. Stringer split out wide. I gotta try to bait a little something up here. We're gonna go Nick Sabaka style, and oh no, dude, I forgot that Stringer is slow as hell. Tried to bait it up for the pick, and instead it could be a game-losing touchdown. Well, offense is having the second half of their lives right now. We'll see if we can clutch up one more time, and the clock management a little bit questionable. They're not using their timeout for some reason, and with 1 second left, they're gonna snap it for a Hail Mary. just dumping it off. All we got to do is make the tackle, and we are headed to overtime again. Last overtime went pretty well for our guy. We'll see what happens here, and oh, dude, we were almost on that. I know the Jaguars are going to try to run the ball, and Lawrence is actually going to keep it here, and oh my god, he fumbled it. We just got to try to fall on it, but Stringer can't do it, and that is just a killer. Not going to be a sudden death situation, but the Jaguars could kill some clock. We can't let them get another inch, man. Luckily, they're still passing it. Stringer trying to bait up the in route, and they just have the out wide open, but I guess he didn't get his foot in. All right, so we'll have a gigantic 3rd and 10. Let's see what we got. Looks like they're going to go over the middle, and oh my god, dude, Stringer was right there, but I overran it. It should have been a pick, and for the second time this game, Stringer gets beat in a critical situation. That's actually so painful, dude. A sack will maybe give us a shot, though. And okay, once again, Stringer's gonna be manned up on the outside. We have no choice but to try to bait this up, and okay, Lawrence got screamed at. We are at the mercy of the sim, and offense ties it up. Oh my god. And it looks like we're headed to a second overtime, which I didn't think was possible in the regular season. Can't help but feel like Stringer's gonna get another chance to make a play here. It's 3rd down already. Gotta get offense the ball back. Let's see. They're gonna go with a curl, and dude, Lawrence is just gonna chuck it up top. They are going to somehow catch that. Are you kidding me? We're gonna have to try to get a turnover, but it looks like they're just running the ball, and they must be kicking it because Stringer's coming off the field. Yep, they do kick a game-winning field goal, and Stringer is beside himself. Had multiple chances to make something happen that game, and basically got beat for a game-losing touchdown. That's a tough way to take the first loss for sure, but the good news is through 6 games, this season's gone a lot better than expected. 5-1 is not bad. Need to bounce back with a win against the Commanders, and Stringer's gonna start this game out with a hit stick. That gap just opened up perfectly, and here on 1st down, Stringer's coming on the blitz, and he's gonna get the sack. Let's go. Not something we see a ton from Stringer, but maybe we'll have to start doing that a little bit more often. That'll lead to a nice 3rd down stop, and offense has got us out to a slim lead going into the second half. Not a lot of action for Stringer apart from that sack. Need to find a way to get a stop here, and Daniels is for some reason just gonna take off. That was a pretty weird call on 3rd and long, and offense goes and gets a big score, giving us a 2-score lead. So now we can just do what Stringer does best and try to bait some stuff up. Daniels has been so antsy though, and Stringer's gonna get another tackle. He's had a solid tackling day just playing the quarterback run and gonna get another hit stick. This game is pretty much over, but I want to stop Washington from getting into the end zone anyways. The Commanders are gonna get one last chance on the goal line, and they'll just throw it up as we get the pick. That'll do it for this one. And Stringer didn't do anything too crazy, but led the game in tackles and had that sack. We'll take it. So we head to Arizona next. Offense starting it out with a nice touchdown. We're gonna be taking on Kyler Murray today, and I'm expecting this dude to scramble. That's exactly what he's gonna do here, and Stringer's on it. Stringer's tackling, I feel like, has just continued to improve throughout his first season in the NFL, and we see him sitting dude down here. But here we see the boy out wide guarding the running back, and oh no, dude, I baited it up too much. It's been a little while since I played corner, and that was not ideal. If we played that better, it could have been a pick. Instead, it'll be a big touchdown. Stringer has made some mistakes in these last few games for sure. Stringer's gonna have to find a way to make up for that, man. That was a big play, potentially changed the entire course of this game. We just can't have that. Stringer has done a pretty good job of playing run defense so far, racking up the assisted tackles. It does kind of annoy me that doesn't show your like full tackle stats in this graphic in the top right. I miss how tackles were recorded in NCAA 14. And just like that, we head down to the 2-minute warning of the first half. Gotta come up with a goal line stand here, but Arizona going heavy, and we did not have the personnel to deal with that. Easy money for the Cardinals. Man, we cannot lose to this 1-7 team. We gotta get it together. Looks like the Cardinals are gonna try to pass it here with a minute left in the half, and Stringer up in man coverage, baits up the out and gets the pick, but bro, they're gonna give us a stupid pass interference. That's actually so brutal, man. Would have totally flipped this game around. I was expecting dude to run a corner route there, and we just didn't quite have the right angle, and now the Cards have a chance to get a field goal. We're just sitting in a cover 1 on 3rd down, and Kyler Murray is not gonna get that off. We get a big sack. Something's gonna have to change in this second half, man. Stringer's sitting in zone coverage here, and oh my god, dude, that should have been a pick. Somehow the ball gets away from him, and we are just getting some brutal breaks in this game for whatever reason. The Cardinals could take a 2-score lead here. Stringer has continued to do a good job of stopping the run and lays down the hit stick on 2nd down. All right, so 3rd and 1. Let's see what we got. They're gonna go to the air, and oh man, we weren't able to knock that out. That's killer. I have like the man coverage though, so we're gonna stick with it, and Cards going with a little play action here. Stringer lurking up underneath and is going to get tried. This time he does get the pick, and that is huge. Just gonna barely keep us in this game. I wouldn't say Stringer's made up for his mistakes just yet though. But hey, Caleb Williams going down and getting a 93-yard touchdown drive. That's what's up. Let's go get one more turnover here. Kyler Murray's actually going to keep the ball on the read option. Stringer's going to have to track him down and lays down the hit. I will say the way hit sticks look in this game are pretty weird. We'll head into the fourth quarter tied up at 14. Arizona's threatening to score. Need to come up with another play somehow, and I was trying so hard to bait up that little hitch route. Stringer's got to be on his best here. This time we're sitting in the zone, and I see that crosser coming open. Stringer is able to play it, and thanks to his height, gets a huge pick. And just like that, the momentum's flipped back to us. We get the touchdown, and a 2-pick game for Stringer feels great. Should be like 3 or 4 actually. This game is far from over though. Arizona's been moving the ball pretty consistently, and Stringer baits up the curl, but dude, we were just an inch away from taking that back to the crib. Instead, it's going to be a solid game for the Cards. So Arizona's got us right where they want us, but Kyler Murray's going to go to the air here and throws a pick. Let's go. This is going to go back the other way too. And this defense continues to just make huge red zone plays, but offense can't quite kill the clock. With just over a minute left, we got to be careful, need to keep everything in front of us, and Kyler Murray taking off again. Stringer kind of got shook off. They credit us with a tackle though. So second down, Arizona's got one timeout. They're not going to use it here, but we get Murray in the backfield again. That's big. So with just 48 seconds left, the Cards have a lot of work to do with 0 timeouts, and they're just going to dump it off. This is stupid, dude. They're going to have fourth down, and a ton of time comes off the clock. So on 4th and 2, we just need to keep things in bounds and go into the other side. We get the swat, and that'll do it. We're going to get out of here with another clutch win. Apart from that one messed up play by Stringer, we played great on both sides of the ball today, and Stringer did, I think, make up for it, ending up with 2 picks and got 9 total tackles on the game, leading both teams. Stringer's efforts haven't been quite enough to land him on the MVP watch, but he is currently leading for overall defensive player of the year in the NFC, and sitting at 7-1, we're leading the NFC right now. So next up is the Patriots, and I wasn't able to change the camera angle in time, but Stringer's actually gonna lurk this up and get a pick on the running back. We will take it, I guess, to open up the game. And offense tops it off by cracking it open with a touchdown. We're looking great, and Stringer is figuring out these curl routes, gonna get another pick, and can we take this to the house? I can't see with this stupid camera angle, so we didn't take quite the right path, and we're gonna go down at the 2, but still a big play for the boy. That was about as good of a first quarter as Stringer could have asked for, and it looks like we're probably not on upset alert this week. The Patriots are putting together a pretty solid drive here, and we're sitting in the cover 1 again as Stringer baits up the in route, and they just throw it right to him. I have realized that just playing straight up cover 1 might actually be the best way to get picks at linebacker. Your dudes in man coverage give up just enough room to let those receivers get open. We're still sitting at 14-0 headed into the second half, and I do want to just get a couple more big plays for Stringer before it's all said and done. We gotta just make sure we keep these dudes at arm's length. Can't let them back into the game here, and we do get the 3rd down stop. For some reason, they kicked a field goal, and offense goes and pretty much puts a lid on this thing. I do just want that one last pick for Stringer, and trying to beat up the slant. My God, he almost caught that. And no other action in that one. We get out of there with a nice dub, and one of Stringer's best games of the season for sure. And 9 games deep, Stringer's now sitting at 10 interceptions. The numbers are overall looking great. A lot of people in the comments have been questioning Stringer's tackling ability, but Stringer has led the team in tackling on pretty much every team he's been on. I know he's a middle linebacker, but still. So now we got some rivalry action, taking on Jordan Love and the Packers, and he's keeping the ball here. Sit down. I don't know what to expect in this one. In real life, the Packers have had the Bears number, but on this game, I've typically dominated the Packers. In the Knicks series, they ran an offense that was just really easy to get picks off of. We do have a 3rd and 4 here, and Green Bay going to the sideline. We had a guy right there to make a tackle, but he walked right by Tucker Kraft, and that'll be a touchdown. Not a super ideal start to this game, but offense answers right back. Okay, this Bears offense has been such a pleasant surprise this season, but we are having a tough time dealing with the Green Bay offense. They've done a great job of just staying away from Stringer for the most part. They're really going to the sidelines a lot. Can't give up down here on the goal line though. We've been really good in the red zone, and we'll see it again here. We just find ways to force turnovers down here. Our cornerbacks have just been really good in this situation. Unfortunately, this time around offense turns it over, so Green Bay's got the ball right back deep in our territory. I have been surprised at how little the Packers have run the ball so far, and they're not going to start now going to the end zone again, and this time they'll get it. Thought we were about to come up with another stand. Offense did do their thing to start the second half, so we got a tie game here in the 3rd quarter, and actually they killed pretty much the whole thing, so we head to the 4th. You'll notice Stringer has a D+ grade right now, I think just as a result of not doing doing a whole lot, and this defense not being able to stop a soul, Green Bay just gets into the end zone again. This game's actually turned into quite the shootout. We need to find a way to come up clutch. This is a huge game for our division, and Stringer almost just lurked up that curl for a pick six. He has had a lot of near misses on picks in this game, and that was one that we really could have used because we just cannot play man coverage against the Packers. I shouldn't be calling it so much, honestly. Green Bay's in a situation where they can just try to crush the clock, and going with a stretch here, Stringer was not able to get out there, took a bad angle, and that could potentially be the game-winning touchdown. It'll be up to the sim. Let's see what we've got. Offense is gonna do their best, and oh my god, they went for two and won us the game. You gotta be kidding me. I was expecting almost nothing from them this season, and they single-handedly got us this one. Stringer just didn't do anything in this one. Stringer just didn't do anything that game. So after the huge win, we got yet another big game, taking on the Vikings. I should mention, Aaron Jones, according to the little cutscene thing, called Stringer out before this game. So we'll see if Stringer can lock him up. You see how much taller he is than him there. It's easy to forget that Stringer's 6'7", especially since he moves like a guy who's about half his size. The Vikings have been moving it slow and steady so far. They're definitely more run heavy than Green Bay, and we sit down Jones there. Minnesota is going to get it down to the goal line, and an absolutely great cutback by Aaron Jones there. Stringer probably should have been there to make the tackle on that one. Offense wasn't able to get anything, but they do leave us with great field position to try to get a safety. It looks like the Vikings are probably just going to run it on third down. I sent Stringer on a pass blitz in hopes that he could get a sack, but that should go ahead and take us into the second half. And after last week's shootout, this one's a defensive struggle. Stringer just has to find a way to make an impact. He hasn't done a lot in these last couple games, does get a nice tackle there. I think they gave us the TFL on that. But on third down, we've had problems with these teams just going to the sideline. They don't want to come over the middle to Stringer. Those multi-pick games seem to have given him a little bit more notoriety, and Minnesota just keeps on driving it, and Minnesota just keeps on driving, running a clever play here, and that was technically Stringer's zone. I didn't see that coming at all. And offense turns it over. This is not good. It looks like we're heading for our second L of the season. We got a third down, and they're actually just gonna run it right up the middle. Wasn't ready for it, but we do thankfully get a tackle. I think we're probably screwed though, and yeah, offense gets nothing. That's tough. And we are indeed gonna finish the game with 0 points on the board. Can't hate on offense after what they did last week though. Another game where Stringer was unfortunately pretty much a non-factor. Had 6 assisted tackles, but no picks. But we gotta move on. Now we got an even bigger game against the Lions. Looks like they have dropped a couple of games. Today could be another struggle for the defense. Lions are already driving it, but we do get a nice third down stop on the goal line. Offense got nothing on their first drive. Lions already have the ball back, but going with a play action, Stringer is screaming on the blitz and gets the sack. Let's go. Goff was just a sitting duck. And finally, he gets a nice little stat there. Unfortunately, offense has continued to get blanked, turning it over again. And I feel like defense has really been doing its part so far, honestly. Stringer's been having a pretty good game, even though he hasn't gotten tried and pass coverage yet, and gets another tackle for loss there. Detroit's gonna have a 3rd and goal all the way out at the 18. We're sitting in the cover 6, and they're just gonna try to go with a slant for some reason. Easy picking for Edmonds on the other side, and defense comes up big again. Offense is sadly just on a real drought after I sung their praises with that Green Bay game. That's fine though. Let's win a game with our defense. We've been great in the red zone and getting a big knockout on third down on that one. And there it is. Offense finally gets a touchdown right at the perfect time. A 1-point lead is not super secure though, and in the cover 3, they're just gonna slice us up already in field goal range after one play. This is one of those times where we just desperately need someone to come up with a big play, and Stringer is in the flat here and will bait up the corner route, getting what could be a game-winning pick. Let's go, man. The pick drought is over, and all offense needs to do now is kill a minute of clock. But they can't quite do it. They give the ball back to Detroit, and they got it at the 47. I think that the move is to send a blitz here. We're going to go ahead and try it. And on third down, they go play action. The blitz doesn't hit. Where's Goff throwing that? Tell me. No, bro. The Lions somehow get a touchdown. Absolutely brutal. And we are going to take a 2nd straight loss for the first time this season. We've got to get back on a winning track against the 49ers today, and they're running this weird little motion play. Looks like it's a screen, and Stringer Stringer is there for the pick. Let's go. I don't know what they were doing, but we'll take that. Just like that, we're out to a 3-0 lead. I feel like it's going to be a big game for Stringer, and he's going to get another one here. They were trying to go high-low, and Stringer just baited it up beautifully. This is what we needed to see from the boy, but offense not doing a good job of cashing those in. So despite the 2 picks, we really don't have all that much of an advantage in this game. Seems like Stringer's going to have to make some more plays, but we do get a nice 3rd down stop. And offense finally gets a touchdown this time around. The 49ers are going to try to score, it looks like, before the half, and Purdy's going to get out of the pocket here. Stringer tracking him down and laying a hit on a weird angle. Maybe could have been a sack if he was a little more aggressive. And we're guarding this out route here on 3rd down. Man, I thought he was going to throw that. But offense gives us a beautiful 17-point lead coming out of halftime. San Francisco's going to have to turn this around quick to get back in it, and they are going to start out the 4th quarter with a rushing touchdown. But it doesn't matter. Offense answers right back, and only 3 minutes left for the 49ers. And we are going to get out of there with a nice little dub on the road. A solid game for Stringer. Didn't get a chance to do a whole lot tackling wise. The 49ers were surprisingly pass heavy today. And after the dub, kind of surprisingly, we're sitting at the #1 seed in the playoff projections. And we got a big rematch against the Vikings on the road. This is a massive, massive game. And offense looks like they're going to have a better day this time around. We need to do a better job of stopping this Vikings offense this time, and Stringer laying a big hit on Aaron Jones to start it out. But these dudes have already got it down to the goal line, and Stringer trying to bait something up here, did not see the crosser coming open, and Jordan Addison gets in for a touchdown. Not the start we wanted to see from this defense at all. It looks like JJ McCarthy might kind of slice us up again, but going into halftime, we got a tie ball game. Could be a lot worse. We're sticking around, but man, we just need a big play. Stringer's got to find a way to do something. 1 pick is all it takes to totally flip this game on its head. They've just been staying away from our boy. Defense has at least done a good job of slowing the Vikings down, but my God, what is this? They're going to go with some kind of double pass, and somehow this works out perfectly. Aaron Jones is not only going to catch it, but he's going to get all the way down to the 4. Absolute killer play call from the Vikings. We got to try to come up with some goal line offense, and JJ McCarthy scrambling, but Stringer sits him down. You got to fumble that, buddy. Force fumble there actually would have been so clutch. And we do stand up on 2nd and goal. So a huge play here. Let's see what we got. Looks like a stretch, and Stringer can't get off the block. Aaron Jones fights into the end zone, and the Vikings take the lead. But offense once again coming through. That's big time. Just need 1 stop from this defense, and Stringer is late on the curl route. I'm going to try to strip it, and we actually get the fumble. Let's go. Stringer finally forces one, and we pick it up. The big play we've been waiting on. And offense is going to get a touchdown. Bang. Now we just got to lock up for 2 minutes. JJ McCarthy looking a little bit flustered is going to try to get out of the pocket, and Stringer's on it for the sack. He has fought hard to make an impact in this game, and oh dude, we could have baited up that curl. Instead, McCarthy's going to go down for a sack though, and that'll bring up a 4th and 16. Last chance for the Vikings. Let's see what they got. They're going to go with a corner route, and the other side is going to be short. I wasn't sure if they got the first. Looks like they were just a few inches away, and that'll do it for that one. We get a clutch dub. The numbers weren't crazy from Stringer or anything, but that fumble was the play of the game. And now another big game. We got the Lions, and it's snowing in Chicago. This should be fun. I do love me a snow game. We'll see what we can do against Goff today, and he's going the other way. We're gonna get a pick, and let's go. This is gonna go back to the house for a touchdown. Jaquan Brisker making a huge play. We are off to a great start, and the defense is looking all around solid. Offense has been doing their thing as well in the first half. All we got to do for the rest of this game is slow the Lions down, and they really have done nothing on offense. Going into the 4th quarter, these boys aren't really showing any signs of urgency, and Stringer gets a knockout. I'm surprised he threw that. Let's try to bait something up here. 3rd and 20, and they're just gonna go screen. Okay, I guess that's fine. But we will see him actually go for the 4th and 20. Okay, let's see what we get here. Looks like they're just running like a spacing play. They actually did get kind of close to the 1st down, but once again, just a few inches short. And that should pretty much do it for this one. I do want to get Stringer a pick before we get out of here, and with 2 minutes left, he's matched up against Gibbs out wide and baits up the curl route. Let's go. That's a tough route to get figured out in this game, and this is of course going to go back to the bank. You can go ahead and hand Stringer Defensive Player of the Year right now. And the #1 seed is starting to look more and more likely. 2 more games and we got that bye locked down. And the snow's been coming down in Chicago, I guess. We got another snow game against the Seahawks. Stringer's going to be going up against Kenneth Walker today, and on his first tackle attempt, my God, dude, he got got absolutely put down. Stringer's got like a high tackle rating too. We're gonna have to bounce back, and the Seahawks haven't been doing too bad of a job on O so far. All right, Stringer's gonna get another chance here. He's baiting up the flats, and this time he will sit down Kenneth Walker. Let's go. So that brings up a 3rd and 8. We're matched up against Fant on the outside. Let's see what we got here. Looks like it's just gonna be a screen, and Stringer's once again gonna have to make a tackle, squares up Kenneth Walker and forces him out of bounds. But the Seahawks are actually gonna go for this 4th and 1. Let's see what we got here. Looks like it's actually gonna be a pass, and we scream in there at Geno Smith. Big time stand from this defense. We got a nice little 11-point lead coming out of the half. Offense has gotten something figured out in these last few games, which is great. I was a little bit worried about how they'd fare going into the playoffs, but all in all, I'm really happy with how this team's come together. The Seahawks have an answer though. They find DK Metcalf in the end zone, and this could get interesting pretty quick. And offense doesn't kill a lot of clock, so here we go. Seahawks are gonna have to go 95 yards to win it. We'll see how this goes. I was unfortunately not ready to defend the seam there, and DK Metcalf gonna carve us up again. Seahawks already closing in on field goal range. Stringer's gonna be matched up against him here and trying to bait up the seam. Geno Smith is gonna go down for the sack. That's big. That could potentially knock the Seahawks out of field goal range. We'll see what we get here on 3rd down. Stringer split out wide, and oh no, dude, they're testing him. He needs to make a play and was behind it, but gets the knockout, thank God. The boy is still like not over 90 speed. And now we got 4th down for the game. They're gonna go to the seam though, and somehow there's a man wide open. Are you kidding me? So now Seattle is definitely in field goal range. Let's see what they do. Looks like they're gonna stick with the pass and going to the sideline. Ooh, we gotta make a play on that. All right, just gotta protect the end zone. Can't give this up. And they're actually just gonna run the ball, and we are going to stop them. Is the time gonna expire? The Seahawks might have just killed their chances to win this game, and the clock's gonna run out. We'll take it from the dumb AI. Like, why are they running the ball there? Definitely a weird game, and not really a crazy one from Stringer. He was just kind of average. At this point, we're all about the wins though. And here we go. Time for the final game of the season against who else but the Packers, and the snow continues to fall in the Midwest. It does look like offense fortunately came to play today. Stringer's gonna have to come to play too. He has had his quiet moments going towards the end of this season. Stringer is getting off to a nice start with the tackling, picking up a few early on this running back. But the Packers are driving the rock. We've continued to struggle with this offense, and they will get it in with the ground game. This is feeling like a game where Stringer just has to make a big play if we want to have a chance to win. He's usually been good at catching interceptions and stuff in crucial moments. We'll see if he can find a way to do it in this one. And here we go. 3rd down, need to make a play, and the Packers are just flooding the middle of the field. Stringer couldn't cover all that, and they are going to pick it up and keep marching. We have to at least stop these guys for a field goal. I feel like offense could give us something eventually. We just got to give them a chance. This defense really just hasn't been able to get off the field. I know the Packers don't have that many points, but they've been so consistent driving it. And we got another 3rd down. We need this one desperately. Packer going to go with some in routes again, and Jordan Love is taking off. Stringer's going to have to chase him down, but can't do it before he picks up the 1st down. That is brutal. And now it's looking dire. The Packers have it down on the goal line. Love is rolling out, and Stringer's trying to chase him, but he throws on the run, and it's a beam. Packers take a 2-score lead, and we are going to need a great 4th quarter to pull this one out. But okay, step 1, offense gets a touchdown. That's huge. Defense just needs to come up with one big stop, and we're sending the blitz here. Stringer read that perfectly, but can't quite get the interception. Damn, dude. Okay, at least we've got a shot at a 3rd down though. Let's see what we've got. Gotta watch out for the scramble, and gotta watch out for the middle. Oh my God, bad zone coverage from Stringer. For some reason, I wasn't expecting that guy to come around. That's brutal. It's not over yet, but that's a big one, and for some reason, the Packers are still passing it. Stringer's gonna come on a blitz here on 2nd down, and once again, looks like Green Bay might throw it. Stringer chasing the quarterback down though, and we get Love in the backfield. Okay, I think the blitz is the way to go. We're gonna send it again on 3rd down, and Stringer is just gonna scream into the backfield. It's a draw, and okay, offense, you got one chance, boys. At least get us a field goal. Let's see what we've got here. It's up to the sim, and oh dude, I thought offense had it. They can't get anything though. Stringer led the team in tackles, but we just desperately needed that interception from him. But good news, boys, we have held on to the #1 seed in the NFC. Despite a little bit of a cold streak at the end of the season, Stringer ended up having a really good year, led the team in tackles by a lot, finished with 87 and 10 tackles for loss, also had 3.5 sacks, which I wasn't expecting, 14 interceptions, obviously great numbers, only 1 forced fumble, but 5 pick sixes. This was a great rookie year for the boy. Once again, didn't quite end up on that MVP watch, but it does look like Stringer's for sure going to win Defensive Player of the Year. here. And we might be facing some familiar foes in these playoff games. We start out taking on Detroit, and the first round of the playoffs is of course going to be in the snow. This is like a crazy amount of snow games at this point. So here we go. Hopefully we get a similar result to the last time we played these guys, but I'm not so sure. It could be tough. With the Lions right on the edge of field goal range, they got a third down, but I was not expecting the fullback dive right up the middle. Kind of a surprising call from Detroit there. And Stringer's manned up on the outside on first down. They just go over the middle though. Easy cash again. We are low-key getting worked on the first drive. Defense has got to figure something out, and they're going to get it down to the 1. So third and goal. Stringer's going to have to try to shoot a gap, and we do get Gibbs in the backfield. Okay. So defense standing up tall down there. Good job by this defense to at least slow Detroit down, and on the ensuing drive, we're going to get a pick. That was a great jump by our dude on the outside. So just like that, we got a 7-3 lead. And Caleb Williams and the offense get another touchdown coming out of halftime. We're sitting pretty, and this defense is balling out right now. This is another game where really all we have to do is slow the other team down. Offense is doing a lot of work for us. I'm not too worried. We do have them to a third down in inches. This should be pretty easy to pick up, but they're trying to stretch it out, and we're able to push that to the sideline. I figured they're going to go for this, but Stringer's coming off the field, and offense pretty much kills Detroit's hopes of coming back. So it ended up being a pretty easy divisional round of the playoffs. It probably helped that this team got so used to playing in these weather conditions. And Stringer had a nice game, but not a crazy game. This wasn't really one where he needed to make much of an impact. I don't think this next game is going to be as easy though. We're taking on Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley in the NFC Championship. If you watch the Nick Zabaka series, you know that the Eagles are a little bit dangerous on this game. Thankfully this game is at home, but I have no idea what to expect. I think the Eagles offense is probably going to be the toughest we've seen this season, but we do a good job there on the first drive. And O's got us out to a 10-0 lead. That's big. Seems like the big thing is that we just can't give up big plays, and unfortunately right when I say that, that's right what's going to happen here. Our cover 2 got absolutely smoked. I don't know what our safety was doing, and the Eagles are right back in this one. But how about it? Offense is having like one of their best days of the season, and it looks like Philly is just going to take this in a halftime. I'll take it, man. 10-point lead is way better than I was expecting. We just got to hold it down and slow these guys up a little bit. I would love if we just didn't give up any more big plays, but it seems like that's kind of what the Eagles are great at manufacturing, and they're already down on the goal line again. Need some magic here. Eagles are going to go right up the middle though, and that's way too easy. This one's going to come down to the wire, I think. And yep, offense can't score. Eagles are going to have 2 minutes to go, 91 yards. Stringer has scarcely made an impact on this game. This is where he's normally come through this season, but he just hasn't these last few games for whatever reason. He's got to step it up. I feel like his reaction time lately has just been a little bit slow for some reason. He's been letting guys get up in his zone, which he never let happen in college. And the Eagles are just moving right down the field. This is not good. Jalen Hurts just rolling out of the pocket here, and no way, dude. Look at all these room he's got. Our season could be on the line. 1 pick, Stringer. That's all I need from you, buddy. Matched up against the tight end. He got a shot, but couldn't take it, and the Eagles are at the 1. Stringer just feels so slow. So here it is, 1st and goal. The Eagles are running a ton of time down, and Stringer is trying to guard the curl. Hurts is going to throw on the run, and we get a pick. Are you kidding me? I don't know why bro threw that, but we will take it. Stringer's not even the one who has to make the big play. And the Chicago Bears are headed to the Super Bowl. I did not think we were winning that one. And honestly, not even a good game from Stringer. He barely did anything, got beat in coverage a couple of times. He's got to play better in the Super Bowl. And of course, the Super Bowl is going to be against the 90 overall Chiefs. It's time for the biggest game of Stringer's life. Amazingly, he has led the Bears to the Super Bowl as a rookie. To be fair, the team around him has done a lot of the work. He's had a great year, but in the playoffs in particular, we've really been held up by this offense. So we'll see what happens in the Super Bowl. Can Stringer lock down Super Bowl MVP? This defense is going to need the magic to come out full force in this game, and Mahomes is actually going to throw us a pick in the first half. Stringer's teammate once again coming up big. We love to see it, and hopefully this offense can follow suit. And they do. Coming out of halftime, we take a 14-7 lead. We've got Kansas City on the ropes. 1 turnover could pretty much end this game, but I don't think the Chiefs are going to go out that easily. Stringer, for his part, has done just about nothing this game. He's got to step it up and make a play. We need to see that Stringer that we saw at the start of the season, who just continually delivered in the clutch. As this game has just rocketed by, we're in the 4th quarter already. The Chiefs are threatening to score and just running the ball down our throats. It would be the perfect time for some goal line magic, and Stringer's trying to guard the middle, but they go to the back of the end zone and they got a guy. Marquise Brown ties this game up. All right, offense, we got 3 minutes. Let's see what happens. They do not get anything, and the Chiefs Chiefs have plenty of time. So this is it. This is the season right here. And oh my God, dude, they're going to the corner route and our guy got turned around. The Chiefs are going to be in field goal range already. That could kill us. It's looking dire down to the 2-minute warning. Stringer literally does not have a stat in this game, but he will change that there laying down the hit stick. If he had gotten a fumble there, that would have actually been beautiful. But instead, the Chiefs are going to keep running it. And okay, we got third down. I'll take our second timeout. It does not look like these guys have any interest at all in passing. Just going up the middle here, and Stringer will once again get the tackle. So it's going to be up to the sim and the offense. Let's see what happens. All right, here we go. Let's see. The Chiefs make the field goal, but offense gets a touchdown. They left some time on the clock, but that's actually crazy. We are 25 seconds away from Stringer's first Super Bowl win. Just got to keep everything in front. And oh man, I thought that was a pick. I'm not taking any chances here. We're going full man up 3 deep, and the Chiefs are just going to go over the middle of the field. That'll waste a timeout. For some reason, 15 seconds is feeling like a lot of time, and they do go over the middle again. I wish they would have burned their timeouts earlier, and this could get interesting. Probably 2 or 3 plays left for Kansas City, and they're going to get inside the 30. It looks like it's Hail Mary time, dude. 7 seconds left. Let's see what we got. Yeah, this is just a straight up Hail Mary. Stringer is there trying to make the pick, and did he get it? Yes, he did. Let's go. Stringer gets a game-winning pick in the Super Bowl. That's about as good as it gets right there. The perfect time to break the drought, and the Bears are gonna take it home for the first time in quite a while. I thought we were screwed, but this team came through. Offense clutched up, and Stringer finished it off. I don't know if he's gonna get MVP in this one since he didn't do anything for most of the game, but it feels good nonetheless. I'm gonna be honest, I really was not expecting this in the first season. And let's see who got Super Bowl MVP. It's gonna be Caleb Williams. That's fine. Stringer is gonna get his one day for sure. And that'll bring us to the end of the season, boys. Be sure to drop a like and comment on the video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace. You are about to witness the greatest season of linebacking the NFL has ever seen. Stringer Bell Jr. is fresh off a rookie season where he lived up to the hype of being a #1 overall pick, leading his team in tackles, racking up sacks and forced fumbles, and coming up with 14 interceptions as he led the Bears on an underdog Super Bowl run. This season, he's looking to improve on his numbers even more and hopefully make a run at MVP. Let's go ahead and get right into Stringer's second season, and if he doesn't catch at least 20 interceptions this year, I'll be giving away $100 to one random person who likes and comments on this video. Alright boys, it's time for Stringer's second season in the NFL. The Chiefs are not an easy matchup to start the season, and oh dude, Stringer could have gotten a pick there. I don't know how that ball got through to Kelsey. Not a good start to the season for Stringer, but we're going to get an interception here on the goal line, and look at Stringer just pancaking a dude for no reason while his guy takes a knee. Not a bad start for this defense. This game has been pretty uneventful, but offense has built us a nice lead, and sit down running back. I do want to get a pick before this game is over, and with the Chiefs threatening on the goal line, Stringer is going to bait up the flat route and get his first of the season. Let's go. Can we crib this, dude? No, we don't quite have the speed. Stringer does not outrun guys like he did in college, but still a huge play, totally swinging this game and basically locking it up for the Bears. Stringer has a habit of waiting to make plays until the biggest moments, and he's gonna get another one here, just perfectly blanketing the corner route. And with 2 picks and some big hits under his belt, this is a beautiful first game. This could potentially be an MVP type of season for the boy. That's wraps for this one. The Bears establishing themselves once again as a Super Bowl contender, and Stringer establishing himself as the best linebacker in the NFL for the second straight season. And I'm hoping for another nice statistical game. The stats definitely are harder to come by consistently at linebacker, and this game has been an absolute snooze fest for Stringer, honestly. Hopefully things get more interesting in the second half. Usually right when I say that though, that's when something interesting happens, and it is going to be exactly so on this play. Stringer got the flat route again, and this time I don't think anybody is going to catch him. It'll be his first pick 6 of the season, and the MVP hunt's starting to look a little bit realistic. That'll give us a lead going into the second half, and Deshaun Watson trying to scramble here. Come here, man, sit down. Stringer has been hitting hard this season. I feel like he's tackled a little bit better than he did last year, and I'm trying to bait up the same route as before here, but this time he won't throw it. I could have waited on that just a little bit longer, and the Browns are going to tie it on us, but offense gets a big touchdown. Now we're looking pretty good, and Stringer jarring a ball loose with a big hit. That'll bring up a third down, and they're just running right up the middle. Stringer gets another huge hit. Just like that, we've basically got a 4th down for the game, and they're just going to run the ball. Can Stringer get into the backfield? No, not quite. It'll be a big gain for the Browns. They have it 1st and goal, and going right up the middle, Stringer can't can't get off the dang block, and Chubb is going to score. We got to work on that block shedding. And bro, offense turns the ball over. Are you kidding me? Now the Browns are just in field goal range. And it looks like they're just going to run the clock out. Bro, what are they doing? They let the entire clock run out. And bro, I should not have gone for the big hit. I should have let him go down. What am I doing? I just assumed the clock was for sure going to run out. And that mistake is actually going to cost us a game. That's crazy. To be fair, I don't want to be relying on the CPU mismanaging the clock to win anyways, but that's a pretty tough way to go out. And now week 3 against the Ravens feels like an absolutely huge game. Could potentially be a big turning point in this season. Stringer's going to be taking on one of the scariest backfields in the NFL, but they're throwing a swing screen right to him. Sit down. But I have a sneaking suspicion this game's not going to be easy. We're going to be chasing Lamar around all day, and Stringer will do his best to track him down here. And Baltimore's already putting a drive together as we're matched up against the tight end here, and Charlie Jones is wide open for the touchdown. Former Iowa dude there. I'm actually still mad at him for transferring to Purdue. But offense coming right through with an instant touchdown. We'll take that. We just got to find a way to stop these dudes. For whatever reason, Lamar's been coming after Stringer a lot. He's matched up against Mark Andrews and just laying him down with the big hits. And with just over 30 seconds left in the half, he's going to Flowers, and bro, we had a guy right there to pick it, but somehow it gets through. That could have been a big turn of events too. And offense unfortunately instantly turns it over, but matched up against the tight end again, Stringer's gonna get the pick. He was a little bit behind the corner route, but the big arms got to the ball, and that should be just enough to keep this team in the game. Come on now. But we need to get it going here in the second half, and Derrick Henry coming Stringer's way, and Stringer wins the battle. Let's go. Unfortunately, time is running out, but Lamar trying to go over the middle there, and our other linebacker, TJ Edwards, getting the pick. That could turn this game around. And man, we got quite the illustrious celebration going on here. Offense better take this energy and go get us a touchdown. And they do. Let's go. We kind of got a shootout on our hands. And unfortunately, I don't have a ton of faith in defense to stop these guys at this point. We keep having these weird mistimed plays where we can't quite get the pick. And at this point, it looks like they're probably just going to run the clock out. We got to hope that they dumb out and pass it at some point. Maybe we can force a fumble or something. We're going to try to hit Derrick Henry again, and we got a perfect timing hit stick, but Henry just shrugs Stringer off. And the Ravens gonna pick up a crucial first down. And that might have been our last chance, man. Stringer's doing his best. This time he actually will get the hit on Henry, but no forced fumble. We're almost out of timeouts, and we are at least gonna get him to third down. Gotta hope that they pass it here. Let's see what we get. It looks like they're just gonna run a draw, and Stringer trying to get off the block. Okay, we stop him short. Need the sim to save us some time, ideally. Let's see what happens. The Ravens somehow didn't make the field goal. Are you kidding me? So we've got another OT on our hands. Absolutely wild stuff, boys. Let's go. Stringer's been seriously getting his tackle numbers up this game and trying to guard the crosser here. I did not see that underneath route at all. And Henry is just so hard to bring down. Now we got Stringer matched up against Mark Andrews, and looks like he's going in motion and running some kind of wheel route. Oh no, dude. Lamar places this ball perfectly, and Stringer got cooked. At least it wasn't a touchdown, man. Hopefully that doesn't cost us the game, as this time Stringer's manned up against the running back, but Lamar throws it over the middle, and Stringer's right there for the pick, immediately redeeming himself, and once again showing that clutch gene for his second of the day and what has turned into a magnificent stat line. Now offense has just got to close this thing out. Nope, they punt it right back. We're still on the ropes. The Ravens have a minute to go get a field goal or something, and man, I couldn't guard that quick out route. At least we laid down a big hit though. And they're already pretty close to range, as Lamar just totally fooled everybody with the read option, and I don't see anything but green grass in front of him. Looks like the safety will eventually get the angle somehow. But we're coming off the field. I think they're just kicking the field goal. And sadly, the game will come to an end with that. Stringer tried his best, but this defense was porous today. Definitely a nice stat line for that MVP though. And now we gotta go get a dub against the Vikings. The tackling continues to look pretty good though, as Stringer lays down Aaron Jones. Hopefully our defense can hold up a little bit better today. Stringer's going to be matched up against Hawkinson a lot and gets absolutely routed up there. Those tight end routes can be kind of tricky to stop. Matched up against Hawkinson again here. This time dude's in the slot, and Stringer baits up the fade ball perfectly. Give me that. You are not throwing over 6'7", Stringer, man. We've been kind of piling on the interceptions in these early games, but offense hasn't done a damn thing. We're headed to fourth quarter tied up, and on a crucial third down, McCarthy is going to completely get out of the pocket. Absolutely nobody home. That could lose us the game. Somebody's got to make a play, and they're going play action. Stringer will go off his man here, trying to guard the middle, and oh, bro, it should have been a pick. I just played it a little bit wrong, and now the Vikings are 1000% in field goal range. And this third down could be our last chance. It looks like they're just going to run it, though, and we're going to have a very similar situation to last game. So this one is probably over, but you never know. We made miracles happen before. Maybe they'll decide to pass it for some reason. Stringer's going to be doing his best to make a play, and coming into the hole here, he's going to force a fumble, but of course our stupid teammates don't pick it up. Man, that was one of the most clutch forced fumbles I've ever forced too, as the Vikings are just going to run it on third down, and they are going to pick it up, so that'll be the game. Damn, man, what a way to go out. Thankfully, we're back at home in the next week, and man, after a dominant season last year, all of a sudden it feels like this game could kill our season. We need to go get a dub against the 3-1 Lions. Stringer is going to have to do everything he can to make sure another loss doesn't happen, and starts it out with another big hit. He has been hitting way harder this season than last year, and offense has thankfully gotten us out to a 7-0 lead, as they're going to go right at Stringer's man here and almost catches it on the deflection. Not sure why that was the read there, but on third down we're trying to box everything up, just going to flush Goff from the pocket, and he throws it away. So not a bad start for this defense. And after offense punts it away, we got the Lions backed up, and Stringer, trying to cause a safety, almost gets in there. He is definitely making an impact early on in this one. And on third down, Goff is just going to chuck it up to nowhere. What are you doing, bro? Easy pick for Stevenson, and now we're in a great spot to score. And now with a 2-score lead, Stringer's guarding a dude in the slot. Looks like it's going to be a fade ball, and Stringer plays it perfectly, baiting it up for the pick. And come on, man, can't we turn this into a pick six? All we have to do is outrun that big guy, and he will chase us down, and Stringer goes down at the 1. Man, we really couldn't stiff arm for 1 yard. Still a huge play, and this is looking like a potential blowout. I am still sad we didn't get that pick six, but lurking up the flats here, Stringer is going to get one. This has potential to be the best game of his career, as he will take this one to the bank. Man, the numbers have been so good so far this year. I really think we got a shot at MVP at this point. Just got to keep pouring on those tackle numbers as well. Unfortunately, the rest of this game has been a bit boring, but guarding the corner route here, Stringer is going to just play it beautifully. And sometimes I forget this man is 6'7". I don't know if that's a pick that Nick Zabaka would be catching, but Stringer has that reach going for him, and that is going to cap off a huge dub, exactly what we needed at this point in the season. And this could potentially turn things around for this team. And so now we head to Green Bay. They're not having a great season, so another chance at a dub, as Stringer almost gets a pick there. Apparently defensive pass interference anyways. That is a weak call. And that was a missed opportunity, because the Packers are starting together a nice drive and will get into the end zone. Offense going to be fighting from behind. And they have been struggling so far here in the first half, but Love rolling out on third down, and for some reason rolls right into the end zone. Sweat's going to get him for a safety. Hopefully that'll give us a little boost in this one. And offense thankfully was able to cash it in, but our defense for some reason is just looking porous right now. We cannot hold up in man coverage, and we're going to get cooked for another touchdown. But not only does offense answer, they get another touchdown after halftime. This is their best game of the season by far. So despite our issues on defense, a nice 2-score lead, and looks like a play action here. Stringer is going to be able to lurk that up. Let's go. I did not think he was going to get to that, but he plays the middle beautifully. And this time offense only gets a field goal, but that's okay. We got 4 minutes left. So all we got to do is hold it down and keep everything in front of us, which Stringer is going to do there, actually picking up his first tackle of the day, which is weird. The tackle numbers have typically been pretty good this season, and once again, dude, sitting in the zone in man coverage, Stringer sees a man coming open and just shuts it down with its 6'7" frame. Love just didn't put any air onto that ball at all. And we are going to get out of there with a dub. Stringer's pass coverage has improved so much from last season. We got to check on the stats after this. Okay, so through 6 games, Stringer leads the team in tackles by a mile here. 2 tackles for loss, 11 interceptions. He could be on pace for 30. 2 deflections, a forced fumble. The only thing I want to see is some more sacks. We haven't really been able to get the quarterback in the backfield, and things are looking up at 3-3 heading into game 7, where we are matched up against the Cowboys here. And Stringer is going to start the game matched up against CeeDee Lamb. That's a little bit tough for him. He is going to get beat, but does of course lay down that big hit. And once again, our man coverage is kind of getting sliced up. Cowboys going to go to the air here, and their tight end will come down with it. But I have a little bit of faith in offense after what I saw last game, and they are able to get a field goal. We got to make something happen here on this drive. drive, and nice little big hit on the stretch play. And the Cowboys are driving it again as Stringer matched up in the slot against the tight end. They'll go to him again, and this time Stringer is all over it, getting the blanket coverage, and tries to take it out of the end zone, which would not have been a good idea. Thankfully, it's just a touchback. And now things are looking good. Cowboys quarterback scrambling out of the pocket here. Maybe we can get a piece of a sack, and I think we probably get like 0.5 for that, right? Anything will help, and here on the read option, looks like there's actually a forced fumble. Stringer has a chance to jump on it, but his teammate will get it instead. We'll take that. This defense has just continually found ways to create turnovers, and headed into the fourth quarter, we got a 10-point lead. This game is probably over already, but I'm trying to make another play, and guarding the seam here looked like dude was open, but a bad ball, which was, by the way, thrown by Jameis Winston. I didn't realize the start of the game, but he's playing for the Cowboys, and Stringer's going to take that back for a nice return as well. He is definitely looking faster this season, man. I think he's put on some speed for sure. And now we're in that beautiful position where we can just bait stuff up and try to get picks. See if we can get a third on the day here. And we just got one more play to get something going. They're going with a Hail Mary, and I think I played this a little bit too far back. Ball gets swatted around and go to the ground. But another dub, another beautiful game for Stringer. And just like that, we got a winning record. Hopefully we can keep the momentum going today against the Falcons, who are actually having a nice season with Michael Penix so far, but Stringer kills him on that play. Let's see what we get on fourth down. A little bit surprised they're going for this, but Bijan will pick it up easily. We do have him in the third down again though, and Stringer in man coverage up against Rondale Moore. He cannot keep up with him. That might be the worst he's gotten cooked all season. We just weren't in good position. And yeah, this one's not looking great, boys. 14-0, and the Falcons have the ball. Offense is not doing anything. Seems like at this point they're just trying to run the clock out. Hopefully we can at least pick up some more stats. And that is just about gonna do it. A scoreless game for offense. And Stringer missed his like one chance to make a play. And now we got the 49ers in another turning point game. Need to go get a dub today. But our defense is not doing so hot to start out, and Christian McCaffrey quickly gonna get into the end zone for a touchdown. This is another game where Stringer's gonna have to make some plays. And after a pretty uneventful first half, we head to the third quarter trailing by 7. Offense once again struggling in this one. And once again, 49ers are marching right down the field. It's looking like we might be going right back under 500 in the win column. Christian McCaffrey will easily get in for his second touchdown of the game, and unless offense can cook in this fourth quarter, we're screwed. And they actually were able to go get a touchdown. Time is running out, but for some reason the 49ers passed it, and Brock Purdy just taking a huge sack. So we've got a chance to give our offense the ball back with 2 minutes left. Let's see what happens here. We're sitting in man coverage, and Stringer trying to bait something up. Purdy is just gonna throw it right to him. Give me that. Stringer with a hugely clutch pick. I don't know why Brock tried to throw that off his back foot, but now offense has a chance to tie it up. Unfortunately though, they cannot. That is brutal. It was looking like another clutch play for Stringer, but now they can just kneel it out. And looking at the stats, man, Brock Purdy with a 93% completion percentage, just not acceptable for this defense. I really thought that we had turned over a new leaf this season, but suddenly it's looking like we could slide into not even being a playoff team. And I'm not gonna lie, man, a big part of this has been the offense. They've been so inconsistent this season. When our defense shows any weakness, we're in trouble. And they were at least able to cut the lead to 7, but might be too little too late. We'll see if we can make something happen again. Looks like the Steelers are just in run mode, and man, I wasn't able to get to the hole quick enough. That play is on Stringer, dude. We 100% should have been there. We are gonna have a last chance at a stop here on this third down, and we will get the swat, but the thing is, the Steelers can just kick a field goal. I don't think offense is gonna score and get an onside kick, but maybe something crazy will happen here. And yeah, they don't get anything. This is gonna be another killer loss. And not only do we take the loss, Stringer doesn't get any turnovers, making it 3 kinda light games in a row for him. Definitely hurting our MVP hopes and our hopes of getting 30 interceptions on the season. But okay, last time we were in the slump, a win against the Lions got us back on track. Maybe the same thing will happen today. But unfortunately, this has not been the bounce back game that I wanted so far. The Lions have just been piecing us up on offense. Our blitz heavy style of defense has started to get exposed in this last half of the season. And after that big passing game, David Montgomery gonna easily get into the end zone. Stringer just whiffed on the tackle. The only thing that can save us at this point is a Stringer interception, but he's done nothing this game, and I don't know what is going on with our defense. Jared Goff is just having a field day with us. The cover 3 gets cooked. The opportunities to make plays that Stringer has had just haven't been presenting themselves, but back to the cover 3 here, and Stringer playing the coverage beautifully, sense the high-low concept developing behind him, and gets the pick. Let's go. If offense can just punch this in, we're right back in the game. And okay, man, this is where we need Stringer to step up and start acting like an MVP. Go get us a pick 6 and tie this thing up, dude. We've got a 3rd down here. Huge chance for a stop to give offense good position, and Stringer guarding the seams is going to get tested and come down with a pick. The man is 6'7". Do not try to throw over him, and he has single-handedly turned this game around. This is exactly what we needed to see. Some nice returning from him too. He's starting to look like he has that speed that he did in college, and his teammates are hyped up. Just need offense to get another touchdown now. Just like that, it's a tie game. But our job's not done yet. Stringer's matched up against Sam Laporta and was expecting the corner out. Instead, he gets an in. So back down to earth a little bit there. That'll probably put the Lions in field goal range, headed down near the 2-minute warning. But considering the fact that we were down by 21 in this game, this is a perfectly fine position to be in. And with the Lions running it right up the middle, Stringer will go get the tackle. Let's go. Actually, only his 2nd of the day. Now we got a massive 3rd and 8. Let's see what we get. Oh man, they're just gonna run it, and we were not expecting that. A huge hole up the middle, and now the Lions can probably run out the entire clock. Actually, I guess we do still have 2 timeouts, and they're running it again here. For some reason, they decided to take a timeout after that. Some interesting CPU clock management for sure. And on 2nd down, they try a counter. We will plug that up beautifully, and we got another chance at a 3rd down. Not bad. All right, expecting the run here. Stringer's gonna have to get off the block, but he can't. That's been one of his biggest weaknesses in the NFL. Lions are down to the 1. Honestly, would probably be wise to just let him score, but this defense has not given up. They're trying to get a goal line stop. The problem is this is way too easy of a field goal. We need the Lions to pass it here and throw a dumb pick or something, but they will just run it up the middle, and now we just got to see what happens in the sim. But dude, somehow they missed the chip shot field goal. We are headed to overtime for what feels like the 3rd or 4th time this season, right? All right, let's get it. We got to clutch up here, and the Lions are going to go with a play action pass. Stringer is rushing the passer and will get the sack in the end zone for a walk-off safety. Are you kidding me? What a time for Stringer's 1st sack of the season, and he just had one of the clutchest games I've ever seen. I actually can't believe that was the Lions play call there. That was an MVP performance if I've ever seen it. So with 6 games left in the season, Stringer once again leading the team in tackles by far. 1.5 sacks now, 16 interceptions. 30 picks is looking maybe out of reach, but I still feel like these are MVP stats. Unfortunately, it looks like the MVP voters aren't feeling the same, so we're gonna have to go crazy in the last half of the season to get his name back up on this watch. Okay, so here's the thing, right? We're sitting at 5 and 6, but this division isn't like crazy strong. We just need the Vikings to drop a few games. I'm sure we'll play them later in the season, and we definitely have a chance to sneak into the playoffs. We're rocking the throwback uniforms against the Packers, and not gonna lie, with Stringer's build, he looks like he belongs to this era. And Stringer hasn't done a lot so far, but offense and defense both having a very nice day. That was a great play from our DB. A shutout first half is just beautiful to see for this defense, and I know what's coming from this formation. Give me that corner out. Jordan Love, what are you doing? Quarterbacks, I swear, just throw that without looking, and Stringer has his 17th pick of the season. And man, it's crazy how different the game is when offense scores early. When teams have to pass it consistently, this defense does such a good job, and we're gonna get out of there with a much needed divisional win. The Packers are bad, but it was good to see a team effort like that. Another nice game for Stringer. But now we have the 11-1 Eagles. We need to get through the best team in the NFL to have a shot at the playoffs, it feels like. I'm not expecting a lot from offense in this game. Hopefully we can muddy things up and cause a couple of turnovers. And defense is off to a pretty good start here. But somehow, after 3 straight stops from the defense, Philly winds up with 7 points. I guess Caleb Williams threw a pick 6. So it looks like we'll head into halftime trailing. This game has turned out to be quite ugly. We just got to keep our team in it long enough that maybe offense can do something. And with Hurts scrambling, we'll just be able to stop him short. And okay, offense does get it done with 2.5 minutes left. We're tied up. Come on. Just need to hold it down for 2 minutes. We're in the 5 wide here, and they're going to run the corner route. Stringer gets the pick, and Jalen Hurts slipped up at the worst time. We were just waiting for him to make a mistake, and we need you to do something here, offense. Come on. Stringer is putting his team on his damn back, totally flipping this game around. We're up 7. And with a minute left, we got a 4th and 5 for the game, trying to do it in man coverage, and oh man, Stringer got lost in the wash. I didn't think Hurts was going to be able to get that out. All good though. Not a lot of time for the Eagles to get into the end zone. They've only got 1 timeout. Just got to make sure we cover up the seams. And why is Hurts not throwing that ball away? Now they're really going to have to start chucking it, but Hurts getting out of the pocket again, and once again just making a stupid clock management decision. The Eagles might only have 1 more play play, and they will just throw it out of bounds, so they'll get a shot at a Hail Mary. All right, Stringer 6'7". Let's see if he can go get this thing. Just waiting for the throw, and it's actually going to go to the perfect place, but we can't quite snag it. That'll do it, though. A massive win. And Stringer was quiet for most of the game, but this defense was really solid, and he came through when it counted in a big way. And after that win, it looks like we really might have a shot at sneaking into the playoffs. Just got to stay on the winning track here in these last few games. And we are off to a hot start against the Giants. New York's offense hasn't been able to do anything, and our own offense pretty dang good in the first half. Quiet game for Stringer so far, but you know that sometimes he likes to save his big moments for the end. This Giants quarterback has just been so bad, and on this play he rolls out of the pocket right into the pressure, just takes the safety for no reason. I think that's Montez Sweat's second forced safety of the season. The only thing this game is missing is a Stringer Bell interception, and quarterback trying to scramble again. Stringer's gonna go get him and get his second full sack of the season. Let's go. I would like to preserve the shutout here, but baiting up the out route, we're not quite able to get to it. Dang it. That'll probably do it for this one, but doesn't matter. That's still a dominant win, and it looks like we might be going to the playoffs after all. And now we got the big one, taking on the 10-4 Vikings, and Stringer is gonna start this out with a pick. Let's go. Right out the gates, offense is gonna have a chance to give us a 2-score lead. Come on now. And they do get us a field goal. We'll take that for sure. This game has a good vibe to it. And Stringer's done a nice job so far matched up against TJ Hawkinson. Locks up the corner out there and we get a sack. And we got a third and super long. We're sending the blitz and it is gonna hit. This defense has been dominant lately. And this team came to play today 17-0 in the most important game of the season. Things are looking really good headed into the third. And we have just been screaming at JJ McCarthy today. 3 sacks for a defense that normally doesn't get a whole lot, I feel like. And this one is pretty much over, man. 24-0. Offense is having one of their best games of the season. I'm just hoping to get another pick before we get out of here since we got this big lead and perfect opportunity here, but oh man, just didn't have quite the right angle. Sometimes this camera angle gets a little bit wonky, and sadly we don't get another chance, but huge win. That game went way different than I thought it was going to go. And Stringer keeps tacking on the interceptions. He has definitely slowed down on that front a little bit, but we'll take one a game. Got to keep our foot on the gas here. We got Jaden Daniels and the Commanders, and so far offense is kind of taking a break today, so hoping we can come up with a goal line stop here. Stringer's guarding the corner route, but they go over the middle and Elijah Moore wide open. Gotta find a way to answer here in the second half, but Caleb Williams and the boys have just continued to do nothing. The Commanders are shutting them down, but Stringer getting a nice tackle for loss here. We desperately need a game-changing Stringer Bell pick here, but the Commanders don't really seem like they want to give him the opportunity. We do have a shot at a third down stop here, but they're going with the slants, and dude, I should have switched out of man coverage. I knew they were going to run that. 14-point lead for the Commanders, and offense does that thing where they score like a little bit too late. We've still got a shot though. Maybe we could get a forced fumble or something. We're trying for one here, sit down, but unfortunately the ball does not pop out. The Commanders thankfully aren't really burning clock yet, but sticking with the run game, we'll have a third down. Okay, huge 3rd and 5. Let's see what we get here. Guy's gonna go in motion and play action pass. I wasn't really ready for that, and dude gets his feet in bounds on the sideline. They're going empty here though. I don't know what this is. Trying to bait up the flats. Unfortunately they don't throw it, but they were nice enough to stop the clock for us. And continuing to throw it, they just go to Stringer in the flats and we kill the tight end. I think Stringer has more hard hits on tight ends than anybody in NFL history, but the Commanders once again dice us up on 3rd down. It's not looking good. That might be the last pass. We'll see. Stringer's trying to make something happen with the hits. This 3rd down is our last chance and they're running it to the other side. Stringer is not quite quick enough to get to it, and that'll be it. And all of a sudden our last game might be a little bit risky in terms of getting into the playoffs. Kind of a middling game from Stringer. He didn't get a lot of shots at big plays. So here we go. Last game of the season against the 8-8 Bengals, and this one is not off to a good start. Joe Perram just picks us apart down the field. Thankfully offense is able to bounce back for us with a touchdown, and Stringer manned up against the running back, gonna come off of his man and get the crossing route. Burrow somehow didn't see his 6'7" frame lurking, and just like that the momentum is ours. Stringer is not trying to let his team slip out of the playoffs, but we are really just having a hard time stopping this offense. Man coverage is not built to handle Jamar Chase. We got to figure out some kind of solution here, and Stringer guarding the crosser is going to try to fight for the ball but gets out-muscled. And I am realizing actually the Bengals don't have Joe Burrow. I guess they must have traded him or something. And this guy is going to throw it to the flats. Stringer will get his 2nd pick of the day, and I would be very surprised if we can outrun these receivers. But still, huge play on the goal line. Stringer single-handedly trying to keep his team in this game. And not only did offense get a field goal before halftime, they went on a monster monster drive to get a touchdown. Suddenly this game is sealed up. All we got to do is keep everything in front of us now and maybe rack up some more stats for Stringer. I would love another pick. But for whatever reason, they just keep on dumping it off and Stringer is guarding the flat route. They try to throw that. If we were just a little bit closer, that was a pick 6. At this point, Cincinnati's out of timeouts and they will get into the end zone beating Stringer, but it won't matter. The Bears are officially headed to the playoffs and Stringer did his thing, balling out with 2 interceptions. So at 10-7, we wind up with the 5 seed taking on the 49ers. We'll wait to check out the season stats and the MVP watch until the end of the playoffs. Okay, I've seen Brock Purdy a whole lot in career mode, pretty familiar with the 49ers style, so hopefully we can ball out today. And we got an early 3rd down here. 49ers are down in the red zone, but thankfully we stopped them short. Let's see which offense decides to show up today. Alright, looks like we got the good offense. Thank you very much, guys. The 49ers have been going very pass heavy though, and the blitz just not hitting. Stringer almost got in there. Got to get something figured out, but Stringer matched up against Christian McCaffrey here. He goes in motion, and yeah, dude, we do not have the agility to guard that. Stringer gets sliced up over the middle of the field, and the 49ers have got the lead. This one's looking a little bit iffy before halftime, man. Thankfully, better coverage from Stringer there on 2nd down. And on 3rd down, they're just going to run it right up the middle. Hopefully, offense can do something with this limited amount of time. But sadly, they can't, and the Niners have the ball headed into halftime. Stringer trying to lay down a forced fumble. But considering all the big hits he's had this season, only 1 forced fumble this year is kind of crazy. And guarding the corner out perfectly. Brock Purdy, you got to throw that. Come on now. That's normally the play that gets us back in the game when we need it. We desperately need to stop here. On 3rd and 1, Niners are going stretch play, and thankfully we string it out. Surprisingly, doesn't look like they're going to go for this 4th down. So that'll keep us in the game. Offense settles for a field goal, which is kind of weird. We got 3 minutes left. Need to find a way here. For some reason, the 49ers are going to pass it. It's that same route Stringer got beat on last time. This time he plays it a little bit smarter. And the 49ers running clock, but we're all over that bubble screen. Offense is definitely going to get a shot at least. So 3rd and 16. Let's see if they pass it here. It looks like they are just going to run it. And okay, let's see what offense can do. All right, offense. Moment of truth. They get a touchdown. Are you kidding me? The boys clutch up. Now all we got to do is keep everything in front of us. Come on. Looks like the Niners going over the middle. Stringer trying to lay down the big hit, but oh no, we run into our own teammate and the guy we were trying to hit is going to get loose. That is way too big of a gain. Thankfully, San Fran only has 1 timeout and going with a play action here. Purdy has nothing open. Stringer locked it down and he takes the sack. So 19 seconds left. Come on. Just can't have anything stupid here. Purdy is going to roll out and just sling it out of bounds. 4th and 17. Here we go. Moment of truth. 49ers have just got 1 chance and Stringer guard in the middle. Oh, we gave up the completion, but it's short. Let's go. We are going to the 2nd round of the playoffs. And Stringer didn't even have to do anything crazy, man. His team got it done. Only 1 tackle. And now we're going to have the 1 seed Eagles again. Let's see if we can beat them twice in a row. Stringer's probably going to have to do a little bit more in this game. And matched up against Saquon Barkley here, Hurts just dumps it off. And Stringer absolutely kills him. Good start to the game for our boy. Let's see. We got a 3rd and very long. They're just going to throw it to the flat to Stringer's guy, but nothing doing. Just about as good of a start to this game as we could have asked for. Offense goes right down to get a touchdown, and I don't know, man, something about our defense just shuts down the Eagles offense. They haven't been able to get anything going. 10-0. Let's see if we can extend the lead here. Stringer matched up against a deep corner route, but is going to go up and get it, and we have a shot to crib this, man. Come on now. Stringer's just got to outrun the big guy. We've gotten caught by these guys a few times before, and he'll get us again, but still, huge play. If offense gets a touchdown, this thing could be over. All right, a field goal. We'll take it. It's fine. But that's going to let the Eagles stay in it. And for some reason, now I have a bad feeling about this. Their offense is moving the ball out of nowhere. 3rd and goal and a chance to stop this. But once again, dude, Stringer can't get off the block. Barkley will get into the end zone easily. And we do have a game on our hands. But okay, offense. They get a field goal before half, touchdown after half. We got a 17-point lead. Now all we got to do is slow them down. They got it on the goal line. But this time, Stringer shoots the gap perfectly for the big hit. I don't think anyone else in the league is getting a hit on Barkley like that. And he's going to try to get into the end zone. Will flip over a dude. And my God, he is getting crushed right now. Madden always does that dolphin dive animation. Pretty funny, but oh, I did not see the Hurts keeper coming. So Philly is technically still in the game. I will say we are set up for quite the heartbreaking loss if we somehow don't kill the clock. And the Eagles are quickly going to find their way into the end zone again. All right, offense. Come on, man. Okay, they actually did it, dude. I shouldn't have doubted. They've been great today. We're headed to the NFC Championship, boys. And in the NFC Championship game, we got the Falcons, who crushed us earlier in the season. We'll see what happens this time around against Michael Penix. Stringer's going to be playing with a chip on his shoulder. And on these first couple of plays, he's getting a chance to square up Bijan. They just dump it to the flats here, and Stringer with 2 big hits to start out. For some reason, they don't give him a solo tackle there. Like, who was helping on that tackle? I don't know. Bit of an unfortunate third down pickup there while I was yapping. And it's looking like this is going to be a tough assignment for the defense. First quarter's already over. And on 3rd and 6 here, Penix is going to scramble. And man, we can't quite stop him short. For some reason, Penix is like one of the most scramble-happy quarterbacks on Madden, which is interesting because I feel like in real life, he hasn't really been since his injury. I remember watching this man throw like 3 pick-sixes against Iowa in 2019, I think it was. And now he's piecing up Stringer's elite defense. And the Falcons are indeed going to march 98 yards down the field and get a touchdown. That's brutal. Unfortunately, it looks like we're getting the bad version of offense today, but this time around on defense, we get a nice 3 and out. Look at the blanket coverage from Stringer there. We head to the second half scoreless, desperately needing some Stringer Bell magic, and we're actually going to get it. Let's go. That play action play with the crosser, dude, is classic. I feel like we baited that up like 5 times this season. And offense, you better get 7 points out of this. Oh my god, they really settle for 3. Come on. And sending the blitz here on 3rd and 10. Stringer's just guarding Bijan again, and they're going to the other side. Oh man, this doesn't look good. Anytime we're just running like this, I know something bad has happened, and it's going to be a long touchdown for the Falcons, potentially ending this season. This one might just be over. We need another turnover, and Stringer actually forces a fumble on Bijan, but sadly, nobody there to pick it up. Of course, it happens when our defense is all spread out, and that will take us to the 4th quarter. And sadly, it's looking like the Falcons are going to punch this in, man. Stringer has tried to carry the boys, but they've just been too heavy today. Offense, of course, scores right when it's too late. So it's looking like the Super Bowl bid's going to come to an end, but we're going to fight till the last second. Stringer picks up a tackle for loss. Who knows? Maybe they'll pass it here on 3rd down. And nope, they're just running it to Bijan, and Stringer has just had his number today. But this year, the Bears are not going to the Super Bowl. Stringer can't believe it. The Falcons, honestly, I think were a bad matchup, as Stringer had 4 tackles for loss, a pick, and a forced fumble. Not including the playoffs, he finished the season with 85 tackles, 9 for loss, 2 sacks, 21 picks, 1 forced fumble. The greatest season a linebacker has ever had. And yet, not even on the MVP watch. He did, of course, win Defensive Player of the Year, so we'll see, man. I don't know what we would have to do to win MVP, but I had fun this year. I might keep playing to try for it, so let me know what you think down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Have a good one, y'all. Peace. Welcome to the final season of the greatest linebacker career in football history. From his first year in college, Stringer Bell Jr. has been a dominant force, coming up with big hits and catching interceptions at a never-before-seen rate. After being drafted #1 overall, he took the Bears to the Super Bowl and followed it up by catching almost 30 interceptions in his second season while carrying a struggling team to the playoffs. But sadly, Stringer's hard-hitting playstyle has caused some lingering injuries, and this is going to be his last season in the NFL. He'll only have 1 more season to meet his goals of winning MVP, catching 30 picks, and taking the Bears to another Super Bowl. Be sure to drop a like and comment, and let's go ahead and get right into it. This might be the last season I ever play with Stringer Bell Jr., so we better make this one good. This game has been a little bit slow for Stringer so far, though. He has been able to rack up a couple of tackles early, but I'm looking for a sack or an interception out here, and we almost get one there. I wonder if they give us half a sack for that. As offense has been balling out so far, they got us out to a 17-7 lead, and on 3rd down, Stringer just playing beautiful coverage on the corner route. And this game is pretty much over with 2 minutes left. I'm still looking for that pick though, and we're gonna get it on the corner route. Stringer just knows how to guard that, and that'll make this stat line look a whole lot nicer to start the season as we beat down the Packers. This season is off to a promising start. It was really nice to see the offense show up as well today, and hey, they did actually credit Stringer with half a sack. I don't even think he touched the quarterback on that play, but we'll take it. That first game was good, but maybe not MVP good. We gotta step it up in this one, and I don't know if y'all can tell, but this is gonna be my money route this season. Stringer has been boxing up in pass coverage in these first 2 games, and we'll get it started with a pick in the first quarter. For whatever reason, Stringer tends to have a lot of success against Detroit. And some more beautiful coverage here from Stringer on first down, but they're chucking it up deep, and anytime the ball's hanging in the air this long, it is not a good sign. And it looks like the Lions are going to get a touchdown out of this. I don't know what happened. So despite the early pick from Stringer, this one is not going so hot. Offense has done nothing, and the Lions are kind of rolling in the passing game. We got to get something figured out in the second half here, and on a big third down, Stringer comes up with a tackle for loss. That should help. But the offense that was here in week 1, not here today in Detroit. They haven't done anything today, and we're having a tough time dealing with these running backs. The Lions have been using them so well out of the backfield, and Jameson Williams quite literally wide open. I don't know what his guy was doing, but that is probably going to wrap this one up. So definitely a disappointing result in week 2, but after last season, I feel like we can bounce back from anything. All right, we got to bounce back from this loss. We're taking on the Jaguars next up. We'll see what Stringer can do against Trevor Lawrence. Looks like the Jags are starting out with a play action pass. Stringer is lurking over the middle, and Lawrence throws it right to him. Give me that. I was so surprised that he threw that I almost didn't click why, but that's going to be a beautiful start to this game. Offense doesn't do anything with that, but we got great field position, and sit down, ETN. We've got a big third down to end the first quarter, and we're just guarding the running back in the flats, but they dump it off too easy. But I'm feeling good, man. Stringer's locked in, reading this halfback screen perfectly, and coming down to make the tackle for loss, but misses it. Come on, dude. Not ideal there, but that'll bring up another third down. And Stringer once again coming off his man, and once again is gonna get tried. It's like Trevor Lawrence isn't even seeing him, and already 2 picks on the day. We're going crazy against the Jags, and this is looking like it could be the bounce back we needed. We're not done yet though. Offense goes and gets a touchdown, and for whatever reason, Trevor Lawrence is just totally selling this game. I think he must have money on the Bears or something, and Stringer's gonna get his third of the day. We're gonna have to deal with this stupid camera glitch, but it's going to the crib. And this game is significantly improving Stringer's MVP hopes already. This has potential to be Stringer's best game ever, but this game isn't quite over yet. Jags are gonna get a guy open deep, and Gabe Davis makes it a 1-score game before halftime. And it kind of doesn't feel like it makes sense that this game is so close, but this could turn into a tie very quickly. Defense has got to keep locking up, and Stringer just playing great coverage there, but ETN wide open out of the backfield. It's 1st and goal, and Stringer manned up against a slot receiver on the goal line. They're just going with slants, and I did not have the leverage for that. Stringer tries to dive to make up for it, but just like that, we got a tie game on our hands. Okay, thankfully offense does have our back there, but after being awful in the first half, Jacksonville's offense has suddenly turned it on, and all of a sudden we literally cannot stop their passing attack. This could come down to the wire, and with offense doing nothing, we need to clutch up and come up with a stop, and Lawrence is gonna go to the seam. Stringer's teammate gets the pick, and that puts offense in beautiful position. That's Lawrence's 5th pick of the day total, and offense has really come through for us in this one. They only leave 35 seconds on the clock too. We'll see what Lawrence has got for us. He's gonna go over the middle, which was kind of Stringer's zone, but that's gonna take so much time off the clock, dude. Might have been worth it. And yeah, with just 6 seconds left, they're gonna have to jack up a Hail Mary. Chance for Stringer to potentially get one last pick, and his teammate comes down with it, but oh no, dude, there's a flag. If this is pass interference, they could get the ball at the 1, and you've got to be kidding me. They got Stringer. It's gonna be 1st and goal, 1 play for the Jags. What a brutal mistake. Let's see what they go with here. Looks like slants, and they're gonna be just short. Wow, what a crazy game. It definitely was not as good of a second half for Stringer, to say the least, but a 3-pick game is a 3-pick game, man. We'll take it. And already we've got a revenge game with the Lions. Getting off to a good start, Stringer almost gets a safety on the first play, and ideally we get a stop here. Stringer's gonna be rushing the passer. Doesn't look like we'll get to him, but we get the pick, and this one could be going back, man. Stringer's gonna take the opportunity to lay out Jared Goff, and we are thankfully off to a much better start against Detroit this time. I don't think the Lions are going down easy though. Their offense is coming out hot on the second drive, already getting down near the goal line and hoping for a stop on third down. Looks like this is just going to be hitch routes, and they get the completion, but we get another one of these stupid penalties anyways. I actually hate how sensitive the game is to those, and Detroit is easily going to punch it in for the touchdown to tie it up. And offense, not great in the first half. They only got us that 2-yard touchdown. They're going to need a little boost, and Stringer's going to give it to them with his first pick of the day. That is our money route, man. For some reason, that's just so easy to bait up, and this celebration seems a little bit extra to me, but hopefully offense can catch this in, and they do. Not bad. And now we just got to hold it down. Lions are running it up the middle, and Stringer gets off another hit on Gibbs. We got to get our tackle numbers up, boys. For the first time, Stringer isn't the leading tackler on his team. I feel like we play more pass heavy teams, and Stringer obviously a little bit more focused on pass coverage. Look at this beautiful coverage, by the way. That was a weird route too. But right when I'm talking about Stringer's coverage skills, he's going to give up inside leverage and just too slow to catch up with that slant route. I tried to knock the ball out, but once again, we got a tie game on our hands. Offense has honestly been clutch this year though. They get a field goal, now we just got to hold it down, and Stringer is going to bait up the corner route and get a pick, getting a little redemption. And that could possibly bag this game up. Stringer knows how to catch game-winning picks. He's done it his whole career. And there we go. We moved to 3-1, redeeming our earlier loss. Good game for Stringer, but once again, I would like to get those tackle numbers up a little bit. And the division rivals just keep on coming. We got Minnesota this week, and starting out with a run play, Stringer will lay the boom. Good start to the day tackling, and the Vikings running back slow to get up. And it does look like the Vikings are going to go with a more run-heavy approach, which I'm kind of okay with. I want to work on guarding the run. But with just a few seconds left before half, the Vikings are going to have to pass it, and we cannot hold up against Justin Jefferson in man coverage. That is too easy. Our slot cornerback got absolutely fried there, and this one is not looking great headed into the third quarter. It feels like we need Stringer to come up with a turnover, and let's see if they pass the ball on 3rd and 18 here. Looks like they will just go with a screen. That is a goofy play call, and hopefully offense can do something. And they turn the ball over, of course. I shouldn't hate. They haven't been too bad this season, and I don't know what that route from Hawkinson was. If the Vikings score here, we could be pretty much screwed, and I see that corner route coming. They have fried us with that a couple of times. The man coverage is not holding up super well against these dudes. And our nice little win streak is going to come to an end quickly in what really wasn't all that good of a game from Stringer. And now we got another game against the Falcons, our arch nemesis for last year. Stringer starts it out with a hit. And early on, we've got a 3rd and very long, just got to box up in man coverage here, and the pressure actually got in really fast. So a good start for this defense. Offense definitely struggled in our last game. Hopefully they can get something done today, as Stringer gets in for part of a tackle for loss. And we got another 3rd down here. Stringer sitting in the cover 3, and looks like Penix is going to take off. I said this last year, but for some reason, dude, Penix is like the scrambliest quarterback in the NFL, and we're not able to track him down. Dude got in Stringer's way, and Penix picks up the 1st down and more. Not ideal. We have at least been doing a pretty good job of getting pressure, but low-key wish he had time to throw on that. Stringer had great coverage. And now a critical 3rd and goal, expecting a quick pass play here, and Penix is going to throw it to the back of the end zone. Wow, that was weird. Our cornerback just kind of got lost, and the Falcons have their first touchdown of the day. And okay, offense actually does get a quick response. A little bit of time for the Falcons before half, but Penix taking off again, and Stringer gets him in the backfield. That is his first sack of the season. Let's go. Talking about the tackling stats, they're actually pretty solid in this first half here, and that is going to pretty much shut this drive down. With 10 seconds left, Penix gets hit again. He's been getting hit a lot today, and it looks like Caleb Williams and the boys have woken up a little bit. 14-7 lead headed into the second half, and 5 tackles and a sack going into the fourth quarter. Still haven't had a chance at an interception, but Stringer racks up another tackle, and now we have a huge goal line possession coming up. I haven't been great on defense down in the red zone so far this season, and on 2nd and goal, I'm really sitting on an out route, but we get crossed up. Stringer's red zone pass coverage has honestly been like genuinely bad, and the Falcons are going to tie it up. And offense punts it right back to them. We got a minute left to try to make a stop, and for some reason they just dump it off over the middle. Okay, and here we go. This 3rd down potentially could decide the game. Let's see what the Falcons have got. Stringer's got the middle zone, and they dump it off to the other side. Looks like we'll stop them just short, and decision time here. The Falcons are going to go for a huge 4th and 1. Let's see, they're going to run the ball, and oh man, we couldn't quite get in there. Just like that, they're pretty much in field goal range, but no timeouts. The AI does tend to dumb out in these situations, and they're just running the ball with Bijan. I'm hoping for some lucky clock mismanagement here. They're going to take us off the field for the sim, but unfortunately, nothing good. Falcons are going to kick the field goal to win the game. It felt like we had it in the bag. Decent game for Stringer, just didn't really get a nod for an interception though, and we fall to 3-3 on the season. Thankfully, our next game's against the 1-5 Patriots in the rain, and ideally a dub comes easy in this one, but I'm also really hoping we can get some picks. Can't have too many pickless games if we want to stay in the MVP chase. The New England offense hasn't been bad though. They've already got it on the goal line and going with a toss play. Stringer will be able to get in there and get the hit though, and I have learned my lesson about going man when they go wide on the goal line. Looks like the quarterback's taken off, and we can't quite get to him. Dang it. Players love to dive into the end zone on this game, man. Offense has been stepping it up though. They go and get another touchdown, and looks like a running back screen here. Stringer sniffs it out and gets it, and that'll bring up 3rd and 13. Matched up against the running back again, they just dump it off to the middle. So it looks like we'll take a 4-point lead in the half. And I'm still waiting on that interception, but we just haven't had any chances, I feel like. Stringer's been doing a good job in run support at least, and I tried so hard to beat up the Crowe route there. We just didn't quite have the timing. And we are holding on to a 7-point lead with just a few minutes left in the 4th quarter. New England's putting a drive together. Maybe Stringer's just been saving up for a game-winning interception. And oh man, I was just a little bit late on that stupid flat route. That was our chance. I did not play that well. And that was a huge play too. Now we're down on the goal line, and Drake May trying to scramble into the end zone again. He won't quite get there. So 3rd and goal. Let's see what we got. This could be for the game. And May is just going to throw it out of the back of the end zone. So 4th down and goal. They're going to spread us out and just hand it off. Oh, dude, if we took a slightly better angle, we could have gotten the big hit off. I was just fully expecting a pass play. All right, let's see if offense can do anything in the sim. They don't do anything, and we got another OT game on our hands. Stringer has made some big overtime plays in the past, and guarding the tight end across the field here, he's gonna bait up the drag route, and Drake May throws it late. He's gonna get the pick, and this could be a game-winning pick 6. Can we outrun these dudes? Not quite, but that should put offense in the position to win the game. I knew Stringer was saving his play for a clutch moment, and that is gonna do it. We get a much needed win against a bottom feeder, and Stringer not perfect, but came through in the end when it counted. Next up, another game against Minnesota, and we continue to just get really good pressure on 3rd down. McCarthy didn't even have a chance to get that ball off. And this game is off to a great start, 10-0 in the 2nd quarter, and we've got a big 4th down, but this time too much time for McCarthy. He just dumps it off. Stringer was kind of beat there anyway. That was a tough route to guard, but doesn't look like they're going to have time to do anything more than kick a field goal. McCarthy just dumps it off, and this is going to be a long kick too, but they do end up making it, so 1-score lead here. But honestly, the Vikings offense has just been trash. They've been exclusively passing it and haven't been able to get anything going. And after that stop, offense gets another touchdown. Okay, and that's great and all, but Stringer still does not have a single stat to his name today. And the Vikings are finally going to get a touchdown to Justin Jefferson. And okay, for some reason they're going for 2, just 5 wide, and going to Jefferson again. That makes this game a little bit scary. Now these guys can win it with a touchdown, and it feels like they have all the momentum. This could be bad, and Stringer trying to guard the slant. Oh, bro, they threw it right to him, but we couldn't get a reaction. Come on. It is just not Stringer's day today. And suddenly, JJ McCarthy is just picking us apart. Gotta figure something out. Hopefully the pressure can hit eventually, as Stringer is, oh no, guarding the running back out of the backfield, and at least is able to sit him down, but that's bad. I was not expecting that route. So the Vikings have 1st and goal, a shot to win the game, and a man wide open. This is brutal. Offense has 29 seconds to make something happen, and they can't do it. That stupid 2-point conversion got us, dude. Stringer with one of his worst games ever, gives up a big play at the end, and only 2 assisted tackles on the day. Stringer's stats overall have kind of been down this season. We haven't been seeing the interception numbers that we saw last year. I was hoping this would be the 30-pick year, but MVP is looking like a huge long shot at this point. Stringer's teammate getting an interception though, and you know anytime that happens, Stringer's gonna do his best to pancake somebody. Let's go. And apart from that, it's been a pretty boring game so far, but trying to make something happen before halftime, Stringer will bait up the flats, and this time he's gonna have a pick 6. Bryce Young cannot catch him, and our boy will flip into the end zone. That's just what we needed, and that's great. But to get back on track for some of our statistical goals, we need more, and this is gonna be it. Stringer was beat a little bit on the crosser route, but made up for it. Poorly placed throw, and once again he's gonna do a little something with a return, breaking a tackle for some extra. All right, this has been a really solid bounce back game. We need to go get a tackle too. We don't have a single one on the day, and just dumping it off to the receiver here. We're gonna have to fight for it, but Stringer does get his guy on the ground, and that is gonna wrap this one up. We get a much needed win to move to 5-4, and Stringer thankfully has a great game with 2 interceptions. So about halfway through the season, Stringer's tackle numbers down for sure. The interception numbers also down a little bit, but 10 at the halfway point is not bad, and you never know, we might have a crazy second half of the season. Let's go get another dub, boys. We got the Seahawks next. They're 4-4, and they're running my money play. Quarterbacks just love to throw that crossing route more than anything in the world, and Kenny Pickett, who is at quarterback by the way, is going to throw his first pick of the day on the first play. Stringer's trying to make this second half of the season better than the first. So a great start to this game. Offense gets us up to a 7-0 lead, and with the Seahawks in decent field goal range, Kenny Pickett's going to take a sack. Our defense defensive line continuing to come through this season. And offense continues to be pretty solid, picking up a field goal, but I have a feeling this Seahawks offense is going to heat up as this game goes on. And I am not sure how Stringer did not get a solo tackle credited for that, but Seahawks going with a screen here, and we're almost able to get in there for the pick, as they're actually weirdly going to run another one on second down. Stringer tries to get in there, but I was mashing the Y button and he just jumps when he should have been making the tackle. And on 3rd and 5 with under a minute left, we're supposed to have the seam, but I was expecting some sort of hook route to bait up, and DK Metcalf gonna tie this game. That was too easy. And after that, things are looking a little bit scary going into the second half. Seahawks threatening to score again, but Stringer's gonna snatch that out of the sky. He came off of his man to get that. Stringer does such a great job of knowing when to break and steals one there for the Bears. And after that potential 14-point swing, we head into the 4th quarter with the lead. Stringer's trying to put the team on his back in this one. And after picking up his first solo tackle, finally, he's gonna come downhill on Kenneth Walker. Sit down. We have a chance to get the Seahawks to 3rd down, but they've got the Crowe wide open. That route is our weakness. And the drive continues. We could be on our way to another overtime game potentially, as Stringer's matched up against Noah Fant, and Fant just runs a zig route that's very hard to guard, with the way I tend to position pre-snap especially. And down near the goal line, the Seahawks actually gonna run the ball with Kenneth Walker. He's almost able to get in the end zone by himself. And on 1st and goal, I am fully expecting a run. We are able to get dude in the backfield, but honestly, I don't know. Maybe we should just let him score. It's possible that all we're doing is wasting timeouts for our offense, and that is exactly what we were doing. Walker just sneaks in on the other side. Okay, we're headed to overtime again. It seems like that happens a ton in this series. The question is, can Stringer Bell come down with another game-winning pick? We'll see. Seahawks are going to have 3rd down, and on 3rd and 6, we're going to be in the cover 3. Looks like they're going with a curl route, and Stringer was just a little late, but what a diving swat to get the stop. Might not have been a game-winning pick, but that's clutch. The most athletic linebacker on the planet does it again, and we get a crucial overtime dub. Just a beautiful game from Stringer. And next up, the 7-3 Dolphins, a team that's always kind of weird to play, mostly because their field just has this annoying shadow thing going on. I love just barely being able to see half the field, and with Stringer rushing the passer here, they're just gonna find Tyreek Hill deep. Boys, I know some people have said they want to see more sacks in this series, but rushing the passer, just not fun for me. I want to play some pass coverage. I'm not trying to miss out on the picks. And we're gonna have a 2nd and goal here. Stringer trying to shoot the gap, but the running back avoids him. We will have 3rd down though. Let's see, this looks like it could potentially be a pass. Tight end going in motion, and Stringer shooting into the backfield, doesn't get the tackle, but at least helps out with the stop. And we'll take that with the way the drive started. Offense doesn't get anything. We do have good field position though, but the Dolphins going with a pass here, and I don't know what happened over on the other side, but it's not looking good. This is gonna turn into a killer Jalen Waddle touchdown, and we're down by 2 scores for one of the first times this season. Offense has just done nothing so far. Feels like we came out very flat in this one. Our only ways if Stringer can get a pick 6 or something. And yeah, offense just continues to do nothing. It's starting to look hopeless going into the second half, but bro, I don't know why he threw that hitch route. We were literally right there. At least we're able to get the knockout. But despite the repeated stops, offense continues giving us nothing. And defense has honestly been real good in this one, dude. We really done our best, putting some pressure on Tua as well. And okay, they're finally able to get 7. Maybe we have a shot in this after all. We're gonna keep on sending the dogs, and this end of 3rd quarter drive gonna start off with a sack. That's Sweat's 3rd sack of the day. And oh my god, dude, look at Tyreek Hill's stat line for this year. He's been going crazy. Just like that, we've got a 3rd and 7 to give our offense a chance to maybe tie this up, and Tua is just hucking this thing. Bro, please. Cornerback number 29, who is that? What are we doing over there? Even if they get a field goal, it's a 2-score game. We gotta try to find a way to bait something up. Oh man, that was the perfect route, but Tua doesn't decide to throw it. We could have had us a pick 6. And yeah, that's probably gonna do it for this one. Stringer is at least gonna get off one more huge hit before this game is over, but a 0-pick game is not feeling good. So a very disappointing performance on the road. Offense was not here today, and we just gave up some stupid big plays on defense. And now we're getting to the point where we gotta start winning games, or it's gonna start to make the playoff chances look a little bit scary. I am not really sure what to expect in this game, but so much for our fearsome pass rush, dude. Saints quarterback has all day to find a late dump off to the tight end, and they're gonna take a quick 7-0 lead. lead. And offense gave these boys the ball right back. This is not looking good, dude. I wasn't expecting this kind of firepower from the Saints, and they're going to quickly score a second touchdown in the first quarter. It is starting to become clear that this Bears team maybe just isn't really that good, and when Stringer can't provide, we have a tough time winning. Our best shot here is to find a way to get a pick six, and Stringer guarding the in route, and bro, we had it baited up perfectly. Of course he chooses that time to overthrow it. And on third down, we're baited up in the slot against the tight end again. This dude is tough running a corner route, but Stringer plays it perfectly and drops the pick. Of course, I can't even hate, dude. That was in traffic. It's literally Stringer's first drop pick of the season, I think. But the good news is we get the stop, and offense finally scores a touchdown going into the third. And we got a chance to get back into this game with a stop here on third and long, as Stringer gonna have to come off of his man, and we didn't guard the stupid crossing route just right. Stringer's poor agility kills us there. Should have been a pick. And that is killer, man. Now the Saints are in field goal range, the chance to kill even more clock, and we continue to have a very tough time stopping their passing attack. Man, we missed so many chances at picks too. Normally when teams are passing this much, we just pick them apart. But this Saints quarterback has actually been pretty good. And oh, bro. I tried to bait up the hitch route. I don't know why I baited it up so much. What I was doing was already enough. And we give up a pointless touchdown. And that is basically going to do it, man. Once again, offense just doing nothing until it was too late. And Stringer really missing some opportunities in this one. That was tough to see. Another 0-pick game with only 1 tackle, and we're 6-6. And as it stands right now, we do not have a spot in the playoffs. We absolutely need a dub against Tampa Bay today. And Baker Mayfield starting out with a play action pass. This will get tipped up into the air, and what a play. We somehow get the pick on that. That's got to be a contender for play of the season from Johnson. So we got a 3-point lead, and usually against Tampa Bay, I feel like we always get some good interceptions. So hopefully this will be a good day for Stringer as well. But the Tampa Bay offense is starting to get cooking, and oh man, I thought they were running a crosser there, but dude just stopped in the middle of the field. With 27 seconds left, the Bucs are going to have it on the goal line, and I wasn't expecting such a quick throw on the flat. We played that just a little bit better. It was a huge pick six. This is looking like another potential heartbreaker going into the second half. Bucs are driving again. We got to find a way to stop them. And this third down could potentially decide the game, as they're going with a tight end screen. Very interesting call. So we live to fight another day. But offense coming through in the clutch, getting a touchdown. We got 2.5 minutes. We head down under the 2-minute warning, and this is one of the biggest drives of the season. But Stringer's guarding the corner route, and they try him. Give me that. A potential game-winning pick for Stringer, which is not the first time I've said that this season. Offense has just got to punch it in, and they don't even get a field goal. Are you kidding me? We're headed to overtime for what, the third time this season? We're gonna have to clutch up yet again in overtime, and they're going to the flats here. Sit down. It's crazy how Stringer can just throw around tight ends like it's nothing, and his dude is running a weird route here. The crosser is coming open though, and that is not good, dude. Bucs are in field goal range with a chance to win the game. Pretty sure all they need to do is run out the clock and kick a field goal, but they're going for a pass play for some reason. Please be an interception. Nope. They've got a guy wide open, and somehow Tampa Bay turns that into a dub. Unbelievable. So a killer loss. We fall to below 500 on the season, as Stringer did what he could, but it was not enough this time. And now a tough game on the road in Dallas. We really need a win in this one now. I don't know if we make the playoffs with any more losses. Stringer's gonna have to go crazy and gets the big hit. Why can't I get a fumble on that? It has been a while since Stringer had a forced fumble. It does seem like they want to throw the ball around, and I'm guarding this upper route here, making sure they don't throw that. They just dump it off to the tight end, and Stringer comes downhill. Absolutely beautifully played on third down. Offense unfortunately wasn't able to do anything with that, and Cowboys going with some slants here. Stringer is on that and gets the pick. The height coming in clutch, and can we take this back, man? Gotta outrun the wide receiver, and unfortunately Stringer's not quite able to do that. If I took a little bit of a different angle, maybe. Doesn't matter though. Offense goes and gets it, and it feels like we got some good momentum. Not only that, but Stringer's coming through with some stats early on, which is good to see. I don't know if the MVP is in reach at this point, but we get another stop. Defense is going crazy. And okay, long touchdown drive for offense. That's big. But coming out in the second half, the Cowboys somehow got the ball in our territory. Looks like offense turned it over, and they cashed that in quickly. So a potential big momentum shift. But hey, offense is going crazy today. The game is not quite over yet though. Cowboys are moving the ball and we baited up that seam route way too much. It's going to be an easy touchdown for Ferguson. And I might have actually sold. Dallas is going to get the ball back with a minute and a half and a chance to tie it. Let's see what we can do here, man. We're sending the dogs and they hit. Let's go. Because we've got 4th down and they're going to the corner route, going to Stringer. Give me that. We get another game-winning pick. I mean, I guess not another one. Our last pick last game should have been a game-winning pick. This one will be GG's Dallas. A huge win to get us back up to 500, and the Chicago playoff hopes still hanging on by a thread. And next up, we got a big-time snow game taking on the Buffalo Bills. Taking on Josh Allen is not going to be easy, and the Bills already cooking on their first drive. Despite the snow, they're airing it out, and Cook is going to get into the end zone for a touchdown. An offense not able to strike back. Stringer's going to have to make something happen, and he will do just that. The corner route continues to be money. I don't know what Josh Allen is looking at because we had that totally blanketed. Hopefully O can go punch this in. Okay, they get a field goal. I don't know. The threes are probably not going to be enough for us to win this game, especially when they're coming off of big turnovers. And the Bills already driving the ball downfield again, hitting the quick slant so we get the hit stick. But the game just keeps on refusing to give me forced fumbles. This is a big 3rd and 1, man. Gotta steal some points here. And flushing Josh Allen from the pocket, we will get the sack. Bills will have to settle for a 3 at their own. Offense is just not doing it today though. We head into the late 3rd quarter with no more points to show for it. The Bills are kind of going with a money formation again here, but this time they're not going to throw to the tight end at all. So we need to stop on this 3rd down. Let's see what we got. Looks like our dude will run a crossing route, and Josh Allen, what are you doing, buddy? Another play that was just totally blanketed by Stringer. It's almost like he's trying to put us back in the game. We will take it. Another 2-pick day. But not only does offense not score, they turn the ball over and the Bills have it in field goal range already. Just a brutal game from the fellas today. Defense has been fighting so hard today, but on 3rd down, the tight end is just going to get wide open. That should have been Stringer's man. We're not going to hold up forever, and once again, Josh Allen has a little bit too much time in the pocket, just going over the middle, and that could potentially wrap this game up, maybe even wrap our season up. But okay, offense gets a touchdown. Maybe it's not over, and for some reason, the Bills are passing the ball. So we've got a 3rd down for the game. Let's see what happens here, and they just go over the middle. Nothing we can do on that. Brutal stuff, and sadly, it doesn't look like they're going to keep passing it. A run right up the middle will put them back in field goal range. So despite some heroics for Stringer, we take a brutal loss. I don't know if this team has the juice, man. With 2 games left, Stringer's numbers honestly down a little bit. We got 70 tackles, 8 tackle for loss, but the sack numbers not looking great. Interception numbers are looking good, just not as good as last season, and we have 0 forced fumbles this year, which is crazy. The season's not over yet though, man. We get a win in these next 2 games. We've got a chance at making the playoffs. Stringer's still hyped up. The post Aaron Rodgers Jets are actually having a pretty good season, but we will thankfully start it out with a 3rd down stop. Offense's struggles continue though. I'm not really expecting help from them anytime soon. It seems like the last few seasons they've like gone dead as the season has gone on. The Jets are moving, but we've got a chance here. They're running our favorite formation and throwing our favorite route. How many picks have we gotten off this across the Stringer and Nick series? With Stringer being 6'7", it's so easy too. All we have to do is get under it. And okay, offense actually gets a touchdown. But the Jets are looking to bounce back quick. Their pass-heavy offense actually kind of tough to deal with. Lots of crossing routes that just kill our man coverage. But they seem to be going back to our favorite formation here. Are they going to run a corner route again? Yes, they are. Give me that. And we will take it, man. 2 picks in the first half is not bad. That gets Stringer up to 19 on the season. The Jets are one of the teams that we farm the most picks off of for this reason. They keep running these easy plays and going over the middle here. We sit dude down and force the fumble. Finally, dude. Stringer's first of the season comes at a huge moment too. And we are in business potentially to get a 2-score lead. All right, man, not bad. 10-point lead headed into the 3rd. 3 huge turnovers for Stringer in this game, but the game is far from over, man. Jets are driving it again. We're not going to be able to hold them off forever. I would love if we could come up with a goal line stop here, but dude has just too much time in the pocket. I should have tried to bait up that Crowe route better. Instead, the Jets will get a touchdown. And here it is. This is the season. Offense got nothing, and the Jets have a shot to go and win the game. Stringer's job is to find a way to shut him down once again, and he's going to get crossed up here on 1st down. Dude, did they give me a legal contact for that? I barely even touched that, dude. You got to be kidding. And that's huge, dude. Now the Jets are in field goal range, and I wasn't really expecting the corner route. Stringer gets cooked on on the route that's fed us so many times this season. So here we go, 1st and goal, 2 minutes left. This is it. The Jets quarterback gonna roll out and just chucks it out of the end zone. Okay, 2nd and goal. We're gonna stick with the same coverage, and it looks like they're running the same play, going to the other side, and we get the knockout. Absolutely huge. Okay, if they don't get this 3rd and goal, they probably kick the field goal. And looks like slants. Come on, we got everything blanketed, and we get the sack. Bang. They're gonna have to kick. Offense will have a minute and a half to win it, and let's just see what happens here. Jets get the field goal. Offense kicks the ball back. What is going on with these guys? Oh wait, they didn't even kick the ball back. They turned the ball over, so the Jets have it in field goal range. Are you kidding me? I don't even know what to say at this point, bro. We can't carry these boys forever. Our only chance is to hope for some kind of clock mismanagement. We've had glitches in the past. We are going to have a 3rd and goal here. Watching for the pass. I'm going man coverage. We're going to risk it, and they do just run it, and we will, okay, keep them out of the end zone. Maybe the clock will glitch. It has definitely happened before in Sim, and it does. Let's go. We're going to overtime, bro. How has Madden not fixed this stuff? We have gone to OT so many times this season, it's crazy. We got to come through clutch again and sitting in zone coverage. Oh no, dude, some kind of miscommunication on the outside, and there's a guy wide open. The Jets are right back in field goal range. Okay, so 3rd and goal. Let's see. Stringer's matched up against this tight end guy who's not even going to run a route, and they're trying to hit a C route. We will get a sack. Okay, that makes us a longer field goal. Let's just see what happens here. Up to the mercy of the Sim again. They get the field goal, but we get the touchdown, and somehow we're going to come out of that game with a win. Unbelievable. And here we go, man. Sitting at 8-8. I believe if we win this game, we're in. I think if we lose this game, we're out of the playoffs. And of course, it's against the Packers. This is one of the biggest games of Stringer Bell's career. He comes into it with 19 interceptions, just short of 20 on the season. The Packers are already beginning to march here on their first drive, but on 3rd and inches, for some reason, they decided to pass it, and that gets knocked out as offense comes through with a huge touchdown to open it up. Great start for those boys, but the Packers are trying to clap right back and go into the end zone here. If anyone except for Stringer's guarding the corner route, it's pretty free against man coverage. Our advantage vanished pretty quickly, but sending the blitz here on 3rd down, we get Jordan Love in the backfield, so offense will get another chance to put us back on top. Unfortunately, they can't do it, but we keep on sending the dogs and keep on finding Jordan Love in the backfield. We're getting sacks like crazy right now. Of course, this game is a defensive struggle, man. We need to keep doing our thing, and dude is going to throw it at the dump off, and Stringer gets his 2nd forced fumble of the season. We've got 2 in the last 2 games, and all of a sudden, we're back in the driver's seat. Offense has a chance to take a 7-point lead, and we are just 1 quarter away from the playoffs. But we are far from out of the woods. The Packers have been moving the ball all day, and down in the red zone here, they just have the dude over the middle. I was playing for a corner route. We're going to need some goal line magic here. Sending the dogs again. Jordan Love is under pressure. I'm trying to get up in there, and oh, dude, I thought I was in perfect position for the pick, but we can't get a reaction, and instead, Stringer gives up a brutal touchdown. Hopefully, offense can strike back here, man. They are going to get a field goal, okay. It'll come down to this, and how many times has it come down to this? 2 minutes for the Packers to win the game, and we were almost in the lane for the pick. These boys have already gotten into field goal range, but Stringer guarding the corner here. Oh, man, that probably would have been a pick if we didn't get the sack, but we will take it. Time's running down off the clock, and on 2nd down, Packers just going over the middle. That'll kill even more clock. Come on, man. We're so close. Jordan Love's going to be flush from the pocket again, but he has a clean step up the middle. That's way too easy, but the ball gets knocked out, and somehow it winds up right in Stringer's hands. Unbelievable. With a minute left, offense just has to kill the clock. Look at this play, bro. Of course, Stringer's in the right place at the right time. Actually crazy. And there we go. We beat the Packers in an insanely clutch game. I think we maybe needed some guys to lose to get into the playoffs, so we'll see what happens here. It's going to come down to this, man. Advance into the wild card. We'll see what happens. And Stringer has brought his team to the playoffs. We're playing the Packers again, apparently. We were just barely able to land the 6th seed in the playoffs. All right, here we go, man. Wild card game. Offense started out with a 4.5-minute touchdown drive. The Packers offense is trying to put together a quick response here, but going with a jet sweep. Stringer with the big hit, trying to force another fumble. As forced fumbles fumbles obviously just saved us last game against these guys. So 3rd and 5, let's see what we got. They're going with slants and too easy. Packers tie up the game. Similar to last game, our early advantage disappears quickly, but we get the big sack. We've been screaming at these dudes. 3rd and 16, come on, man. Packers are going with 5 wide, and this time our guy has all day. That's just too easy. Got to keep battling on defense, man. They're cutting us up, but going with the halfback screen. Stringer's on it, but the tackle gets broken. Come on, man. One of the most surefire tacklers in the NFL slipping up, and that's going to cost us. Packers are going to get it down to the goal line, and they absolutely have all the momentum in this game. On 1st and goal, we're going man coverage, and I don't know what happened over there, but it's going to be a touchdown. Not a good first half for this defense at all. So going into the second half, we've definitely got an uphill battle on our hands. I think it's going to have to involve some turnovers, boys. We've got a 3rd down here, though, and trying to put some pressure on Jordan Love again. Stringer's man's not even running a route. They go to the other side, and Jalen Johnson's going to get the pick and might have a shot to do something here. Nobody in front of him, and this is going to go back to the crib. So it wasn't Stringer who made the big play. We will absolutely take that. All of a sudden, it kind of feels like we're in the driver's seat, and on 3rd down, we get a knockout offense with a chance to take the lead all of a sudden. But unfortunately, they can't do it. We just got to keep doing what we're doing on defense. We've basically been a different team here coming out in the second half, and we do it again, getting a sack on Jordan Love. Offense is giving us nothing, and we just keep on fighting. And we've got another 3rd down. I feel like if we get a stop on this one, offense can do it. And with Jordan Love rolling out of the pocket, our dude number 29 is going to come up with a diving swat. Let's go. We have all the momentum out here. Defense is playing their hearts out. Okay, sadly, they can't do anything. 1 minute left, and oh, bro, they turned it over. Are you kidding me? Packers are going to get it at the 36. We have been here before, though. Unfortunately, it looks like they're just going to run it, and now it's an easy field goal. So this is it. We got to try to force a fumble or something, and they're running it to the outside. We get the big hit, but no fumble. Come on, man. We haven't gotten forced fumbles hardly all season. Just need one here. We get another big hit and nothing. And this is it. 3rd and 8. Could they possibly pass it here? Nope, they're just running up the middle. We get the tackle, and once again, dude, it's gonna be up to the sim. Will they mess it up somehow? They do, bro. We go to overtime and offense gets a touchdown. You've got to be kidding me. This sim has saved us so many times. It is far from over though, man. We still got to get one more stop as Jordan Love rolling out and just chucking it out of the back of the end zone. This would be the most beautiful time possible for a Stringer Bell pick, but they just go over the middle, and we do get the big hit. Okay, 3rd and inches. Expecting a running play here. Let's see what we can do. Stringer's going to try to shoot the gap, but they have it up the middle. Damn. This game is crazy. We've got a 1st and goal. Packers could tie it here, and I'm trying to guard everything. Love rolls out and almost takes a sack. So 2nd and goal from the 3, and oh, dude, middle was wide open on the other side. I don't know what our other hook was doing. We're going to be up to the mercy of the sim again. All right, come on, offense. Can they get it done? They can. They kick a field goal. We're going to the 2nd round. It looks like we got the Bucs in the 2nd round of the playoffs. And right out the gates, the Buccaneers offense is coming out firing, getting a touchdown on the first drive to Godwin. We could be in trouble on the road. Offense at least able to go down and pick up a field goal, and Baker going back to the air here and throwing that corner route. Give me that. I swear that's like the only route that we picked off this last part of the season, but we will take what we can get. Only 3 from offense though there. Come on. And yeah, man, I don't know if that's gonna cut it. The Buccaneers offense has looked pretty dang good so far. We're gonna need to keep going crazy on defense if this is how offense plays. And Baker under pressure here. We get him out of the pocket, and for some reason he just goes down. And we got 3rd down, and for some reason the Buccaneers aren't really being very aggressive here. They just dump it off again. I guess they're taking their field goal. And okay, offense gets another field goal of their own. We got a weird game on our hands. If we can just get like 1 pick 6, bro, I feel like we're winning this game. As Stringer laying the boom there, and dude, that was a lineman split out at tight end. I don't know how we get that animation, but Tampa Bay has a chance to extend this to an 8-point lead, and oh, that might have been our best chance at the pick 6. We got that flat route. Not able to do anything with it. We've got 3rd and 2, and oh man, I was not ready for the corner out of that. Nothing we can do. It's going to be a touchdown. And with 50 seconds left, offense has turned it over. It looks like this crazy season is about to come to an end, but you never know, man. Maybe we could get some magic, or maybe not. I think that's going to do it. The Bucs are just going to be able to kneel this out, and that is that. I can't say there's a much more fitting way to end it than offense scoring 9 points. Stringer fought hard, but just wasn't enough this time around. Not all stories can have a happy ending, and when it comes down to it, Stringer had an absolutely great season, 19 interceptions, led the team in tackles again, and made what should have been a crappy team at least a playoff contender. Didn't make it on the MVP watch again this year, but he did lock down his 3rd Defensive Player of the Year, and at this point, he's going down in history as the greatest linebacker in history.